Alright, Gooning Gooners, let's get this going. We've got a Scott June video, it seems. Scott June appearing on the channel for the first time ever? I'm a huge fan. Listen, I've watched Scott June during my time on DBD. I actually don't hate him for the most part. I know he gets a lot of shit from the community, but I actually think a lot of his takes are pretty based, and he's actually a pretty smart guy. Like, I don't know, he seems like the kind of guy my brother would hang out with. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he kind of reminds me of, like, a friend that my brother would hang out with, because he's very, very he has a lot of things in common with him. So, I don't know, it's kind of a funny little thing that he reminds me of. But anyways, that's not the point. We're not here to talk about just Scott here. We are here to talk about his talk with RiverCiver, because he had a talk with RiverCiver. I skimmed through some of it, admittedly, so I have seen some parts of this. I haven't watched all of it. I kind of turned it off because I was a little bit disinterested at first, but some of you guys have requested that I watch the full thing, so yeah, I'm interested. I'm down. You know, listen, I won't say no to more Dead by Daylight slop. You know, it gets me a lot of views. So, hey, listen, if it's gonna get me a lot of views, I might as well do it, right? Let's go.
Hey guys, Scott here. Little late, strange lighting.
Hi, Scott.
Today's video is going to be very, very different. Today, I basically tried to give a therapy session, despite being not at all equipped to do so, to one of DBD's, I guess, biggest villains by the name of RiverCiver.
Damn, I feel that. It's like trying to give a therapy session to a 3-year-old child, trying to explain to them simple things and how they work. But I totally get it, dude. It's all good.
This is the guy I debated a little over a month ago, if you want to go watch that to remind you.
I haven't watched Scott's debate with it. I saw Spook and Jukes' debate, and obviously he got, like, River was, like, so fucking unprepared for that debate. Like, it wasn't even close. I am a little bit skeptical on debate environments, generally speaking, because a lot of debate environments, what they'll usually do, they'll be more focused on getting dunks, and it's like debate pervert energy. It's kind of like what Destiny does on his stream, and it's a little bit like... so I'm a little bit, like, sussy on debates, but it, like, really is clear that River just did not come prepared at all. And, yeah, it's kind of rough to watch. I haven't seen Scott's debate on him, though, so I can't really say for certain on that one.
Who he is. Basically, in a nutshell, he's just a piece of shit. He's just a YouTuber that thrives off of making other people upset. He grew because he just attacked, like, every other content creator.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that. He definitely... Listen... Hot take, and this might be like a bit of a hot take, I actually think RiverCiver had a lot of potential, because I am of the opinion that the Dead by Daylight community needs pushback. It really does. Like, the DBD community, it's a lot of groupthink, there's a lot of people that will ostracize you for slightly disagreeing with them. It's a literal echo chamber there, and it's like, we gotta, like, I don't know, man. Like, I think RiverCiver could have had potential for that, but instead he just decided to be fucking edgy because he could be edgy, and he is just like another side of the same coin. He's just like the opposite end of the spectrum, and he uses just as many buzzwords as the DBD community does, and in my opinion, I think he's just as bad as the DBD community for that reason, even though he is a different side of it, or different spectrum of it, we'll say.
He made endless amounts of shit up about...
It's just like, I wish when I talked about these topics that I just attracted normal fucking people. and what I mean by that is, like, I wish I attracted people that were, like, I guess, normal about topics when... Because, like, oftentimes when I talk about these topics, I'll either attract someone who's, like, super, super, like, into the DBD community, which is, like, very far left. And then you have, like, people who just hate on, like, groups of people, like LGBTQ people, for the sake of hating on them. And they attack those groups of people, and it'll attract those groups of people instead, who thinks that DBD is, like, too woke or whatever, quote-unquote. And I really wish I just attracted, like, someone, like, people who are just, like, normal about it. Who, like, don't go super far in either direction. They, like, have... Like, listen, for context, I am, like, left-leaning, but I wouldn't consider myself far left. And in far left spaces, my biggest problem with them is that they get very, very toxic, and there's a lot of infighting that happens. They're, like, the goals of the left just don't really go that, don't get accomplished because they're so fucking, like, I guess, focused on just infighting more than anything. And there's a lot of overlap with that in the DBD community specifically, because it's a predominantly very left-leaning space. And so a lot of these, like, content creators, are, like, very audience captured, and RiverCiver knows that they're audience captured. So, like, obviously, like, River understands this, And my car alarm agrees with me, as you can see. It's not my car alarm, but you get the... And so, like, I really wish River would have just, like, been, like, a normal dude who, like, actually gave pushback in such a way where he wasn't, like, so edgy. We need more people like that, specifically in the DBD community. Not people like RiverCiver who are just edgy and attack people for the sake of attacking them and being edgy. And also, like, he was, like, falsely accusing that Jane Romero person of being a pedophile because they're transgender, which is, like, fucking insane, but okay.
Which I had to, talk to him about debate. Overall, he's just a genuinely shitty person. He's transphobic. He's just every...
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I've heard some people say he's transphobic, especially in his Discord server. In his Discord server, he has someone with the nickname, with the N-word, with the hard R in it. So, a bit hard to justify that one, River.
He's every just shitty, immature thing that you can be. Recently, you might know about him because Spook and Jukes, a content creator, was doxxed, and someone from his community did it.
Yeah, I mean, terrible stuff. He was getting emails with, like, blood and guts in them, and he was, like, having his family attacked and everything. It was terrible. And I think Spook and Jukes overcorrected. I don't think he needed to stop his toxic TTV videos altogether. I just think he could have shifted his content into, like, a more educational and productive way, rather than just, like, endlessly virtue signaling in his content. I think that would have been, like, the way to go. Just altogether, but it's, I don't know, I think this was a bit of an overcorrection, especially since if you fold the people that are doxing, that essentially gives these people who are going to be psychopaths the okay to do this to other people, because they can get away with it.
Pretty much inspired by RiverCiver, so he's pretty much directly responsible for all that stuff. So there are real world ramifications to the things the things that he's doing. It's overall, he's just a he's just a huge piece of shit.
Sure, yeah.
I already debated him though. Like I already, dismantled all of the points he made about me in particular. So there was nothing really left to debate. But I just find him fascinating. I mean,
you destroyed him with facts and logic. Good on you, Scott. I guess.
Like fascinating, like parentheses derogatory. He is just an interesting person, and I am a huge fan of psychology. I actually took several classes in high school, and then I actually majored in criminal psychology for like half a year. Didn't end up liking it, but I'm not trying to say I'm like, oh, that means I'm a licensed therapist. I'm just saying I'm really interested in it. I find it very fascinating to talk about, especially when we have people like this that thrive off of other people's suffering and misery, basically. So I just wanted to sit down and just talk to him and see why he is the way that he is. I don't believe people are born with a default behavior. I love making people upset. It's my favorite thing in the world.
Sure, yeah, I agree with that. I'm sure River ended up the way he did because of something. I don't know. I mean, River opened up about, like, I think in his debate with Spook and Jukes, he opened up about, like, having depression specifically. I wouldn't doubt that he has it. I feel like he might be overplaying it a little bit, to be honest with you. That's kind of the vibe I get. I could be wrong on that. I don't know River's psyche. I can't comment on the mental health of what RiverCiver has, but hey, I mean, like, I don't know. I think it is, like, interesting to just, like, have a conversation about why. What's the motive for River just rage baiting so much? Because that's what he's doing, and I'm not trying to, like, say that because, like, people shoehorn the term rage bait into everything. I am curious, though, like, why does he do that?
I think that's a very immature behavior to have, and I was hoping maybe I can make him be less of a trench coat wearing edgelord by the time the video ended. Hopefully some things I said got to him. At the end of the day, again, I'm not a therapist. I'm not
I don't think you're going to change anything. I think he's just going to stay the same. I mean, I literally saw earlier today he was considering making a video on, like, more DBD content creators, so yeah, interesting. I almost wonder if it's even worth reacting to any of River's content anymore. I just feel like at this point it wouldn't be productive. I'd probably just be milking it just because I get views out of it. Kind of what I'm doing right now. But I mean, this could be a productive conversation. I don't know. I'm always interested in productive conversations instead of just blindly fucking canceling people that don't agree with you. Looking at you, Dead by Daylight community.
I'm just giving advice. He can tell me to go fuck myself, whatever. I just thought this would be a very interesting discussion if you want to get into the head of somebody that just genuinely, intentionally acts like the biggest piece of shit he can on the internet just because he likes farming.
Sure, yeah, like, listen, I don't think River is a particularly good person, but yeah.
Being upset. So that is what the rest of this video is about. It's a long one, a lot of introspection and just talking about who he is. There was a little section in the beginning about Spook and Jukes because he did kind of deny having a hand in doxing him.
Oh, that's bullshit. He definitely did. Listen, my take is that I don't think RiverCiver himself doxed Spook and Jukes. I don't think he was the one sole responsible. The person who was responsible for it, who was Evil Shrimp, already admitted it was him. So there's no ambiguity with it. Like, Evil Shrimp basically admitted it. But I don't think RiverCiver was the sole person responsible for it, but I do think he was part of the problem. And the reason I say that is because There was a lot of edgy shit in his Discord server. They were talking about Spook and Jukes and his family in his Discord, and he wasn't setting any hard boundaries of, hey, don't go this far, by the way. Don't do this to Spook and Jukes. Like, don't go too far. Like, I think he deserves criticism, but, like, let's not do this to him. He didn't set any hard boundaries and do any of that, and so eventually it steamrolled into this, what it is now.
And then kind of, like, kept dialing it back more and more until he basically admitted he actually kind of did have a hand in it. But, you know, I'm sure truth will come out about that eventually. For then, here is just the rest of the video.
I doubt it. The truth hardly ever comes out in the DBD community. It's like by the time drama happens, it's like over. People stop talking about it. No one ever does reflection on drama. It's just like that they find the next person to cancel, and then that's just like that's just typically how it goes. You know, it's a constant purity test in the community.
Everything. Yo, how's it going?
Hello.
Hello.
So like, what is this like about? I mean, we kind of talked about it a little bit, but you know. What is this like about?
I guess general thing, like, yeah, like, this is not like a debate.
Turn on the captions, by the way.
We're gonna. We already had.
No, I have text on the screen that's like, this is not a debate because people are gonna treat it as such.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I already defended the points I needed to last time. We don't have to rehash the same shit. There's no reason. This is not even like about me. This is just. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about you because you are in the community that I am a part of. You're kind of a fucking asshole, self-admitted, to be fair. And
okay.
I don't know. I just want to find out like why you enjoy.
I don't know. Like going into this debate, I feel like Scott's being a little bit snarky going in this debate. I don't know. Do I agree with that? I mean, River does admit it himself, so it's kind of like he kind of earns it. And listen, River, if you're going to be a content creator criticizing the DBD community, if that's going to be most of your content, doing drama slop, and I know you're going to River's going to sit here and be like, I'm not a drama slop channel. I don't do drama slop. Stop it. You are a drama slop channel. Just be honest. Listen, I'm a drama slop channel. I love drama slop. I fucking love it. Listen, give me the slop, man. I love the slop. But yeah, no, you, listen, you do drama slop. So listen, I don't know, if River is gonna criticize other people, he should probably be able to take criticism. I guess, fair point to Scott June, for being a little bit snarky here, I guess.
Way that, how you got to where you were, and I don't know, just find out who you are pretty much. If that's something that you're comfortable with, we can keep going. At any point, you can just say fuck off and we'll just stop. I'm just interested, that's all.
Is this gonna be like a who hurt you, bro? Just like,
no, I'm not a therapist, dude. I mean, I took some psychology classes in college. It doesn't make me a fucking therapist. I just think it's interesting. I don't think it's like a normal.
You know, honestly, shout out to Scott, who is like, I'm not a therapist. It's like whatever. It's like honestly, shout out to him for actually like meeting the situation where it's at, not pretending he's a therapist. Because a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll be like, as someone who is a teacher, this is not okay, or they'll do like, as someone who is this, you know, they'll like over like hype up their expertise on something just because it's like this dumb appeal to authority crap that people do, and it's just like really boring, and it's like very pretentious when people do shit like that, and it's obviously a virtue signal. So like shout out to Scott for not actually doing that. It's like actually like legitimately he's meeting the situation where it's at, and that's like something that I can appreciate.
For humans to go, yeah, I love making other people upset. That's my whole niche. That's just a weird thing to me.
I never said that. That's what I like.
Well, you definitely did. You kind of are. You definitely act like it, especially on Twitter. And you're like you have satisfaction whenever you quote unquote destroy people in arguments. I don't know, man. I don't even know if you have plausible deniability on that one, River.
Don't like making people upset?
I mean, you know, actually, I mean, it depends. It depends. I guess you kind of have a point there, yeah. I mean, where do we even start with this? Where do we start with this?
Okay, well, can we talk about Spook and Jukes for a minute? This is not like, it does relate to you. That's why I want to talk about it.
Sure. Yeah,
so,
fine.
So just, can you just remind me, like, again, just simplify it. Why exactly do you dislike him and his content?
I mean, it basically came down to just like the sort of slop drama farming that came from it. And just like the sort of like, let's put this guy on like...
Sounds like River's gonna have a problem with me then, because look at what I'm doing right now. I mean, I already have like 4 videos on him on my channel at this point. Oh no! Damn, River, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just kidding. Whatever.
You know, a negative pedestal fitting.
So, basically what River's saying here is, when I farm for drama slop, it's good. When other people do it, it's bad. Got it.
Out of the game and shit, you know, it's just I just don't think it's good content, healthy content at all. I don't think
that's not true. I try to have productive conversations whenever I cover like drama. Like I know a lot of people like listen, when you're a content creator, it is important to understand what criticism to take and what criticism not to take. And the criticism not to take is the people who like obviously like morally load every single conversation and are very disproportionate with the criticism that they give. And that, like I said, that's another criticism I have of the Dead by Daylight community is everything is just very disproportionate. And so it kind of just like results in this like weird situation where it's like, I don't like anyone in the Dead by Daylight community. I think they're all very fucking obnoxious idiots, quite frankly. But also, I'm not gonna grift for the right either. You know what I mean? It's like, that's like the other end of the spectrum where people just like hate LGBTQ people, who have like historically been like oppressed in history and stuff. But that's like, again, I mean, it's part of the conversation. But like, I don't know, like I think like I try to like add some intelligence to the conversation of whatever I talk about. And like, I try to look at a situation based on facts available. I don't try to like sensationalize everything. I try to like come like to a reasonable conclusion. And I think there are some productive conversations you can have about like every situation that's online that most people aren't going to have on the internet. So if you want to say maybe most drama slop is unhealthy, I guess that's fair. But like, I don't know, to say that all of it's unhealthy, all the discussion is not good content at all. Especially when you do drama slop yourself, River. Come on. Like, I just feel like even deep down you know that that's not true.
It led to a lot of bad things, too. Like I mean, now it's led to even worse things for him. I've gone over it in, like, multiple videos of mine. Like the,
come on, River. You'll get it out eventually.
What is it? Like, my response to Spook and Jukes? Shit like that?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that video?
I don't.
Where he responded, he was saying, I win when he didn't watch the video. Listen, I think that was very irresponsible given that River didn't understand the severity of the situation. He just commented on the situation. I think that speaks more to how fucking irresponsible River is with all of his coverage in his videos. Because if he's comfortable not getting that detail right, then how comfortable is he getting the details in all of his videos right? That immediately puts the style in which he does things into question. So...
It's my apology to Spook and Jukes, that one.
I might have, but just summarize your...
Oh, no, he wasn't even referring to the tweet response. Okay, wow. Okay, I guess I got that one wrong.
In front of that you're trying to remind me of.
Okay, well, I mean, essentially, he doesn't take criticism very well at all, to begin with. And, I mean, I guess I don't really either, to be fair. Like, we have more similarities than I thought initially.
Yeah, for sure.
Him and I. But, yeah, basically, it just came down to... His content just isn't really helpful. And he's deleted, he deleted he privated every single one of his Toxic TTV videos, right? Or not every single one, but like most of them. Yeah. That happened, right?
I know.
Of course you've heard about that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find out exactly, again, just what your problem is. So you don't like that he makes drama videos? Is that the main thing?
I made a 40-minute video on it.
Well, then you guys are not gonna like me, I guess. Damn.
Like, I don't have a script or anything here. I have a 40-minute video.
Well, if it's your own thoughts and what you believe, you should just be able to tell me because you don't have to prepare it. It's just your own thoughts. So just...
Yeah, I mean, that's true. The fact that, like, I don't know, River, like, the fact that you go to these debates, shit like this is why you lost the debate, by the way, just to be clear. You constantly ask, like, how did I lose the debate? How did I lose the debate? Shit like this, where you can't properly speak your thoughts. You can't actually project your voice onto anything. You actually, like, can't give what your beliefs are on anything. It just seems like you rely on a script. And, like, it's not a bad thing if you, like, need a script to help you out with, like, making videos. That's not the criticism I'm giving here. The criticism is that, like, if you truly believe in something, why do you have so much trouble getting it out? Like, really, like, I don't understand it.
Just summarize why you dislike because you do drama videos, too. Aren't you doing the exact same thing he is?
Not really. My videos aren't, like, put someone on blast for, like, getting mad at the game. It's essentially, like...
Yeah, but...
Those are two different things, River. If you actually had a problem with putting someone on blast, you would have said that. But instead, you said that, oh, he does drama slop. Those are two different things. I hope you understand that, River. When you say someone does drama slop, you're referring to everybody that covers any facet of drama, regardless of how they do it. You're judging all drama slop videos. Like, you have to understand there's a context and meaning behind, like, the words that everyone is saying. And the words that you say, and there's like an interpretation people are going to have with the words that you say, and so it's just important to be cognizant of that. I hope you understand that.
I think that's stretching it a bit because I think he covers people that go way harder than just that. They can.
Yeah, no, like listen, don't get me wrong. There have been some really bad TTVs that Spook and Jukes covers. Again, I constantly refer to this in all my RiverCiver coverage, but there was an instance where one TTV was getting super drunk on stream, and to the point where like he like, you could tell he was drunk on stream, and he was constantly drinking. He had his 5-year-old daughter on stream. He would tell her to stick the middle finger at the people in the game and stuff. His 5-year-old daughter, by the way. And it's just very, it's concerning because it's bad parenting, obviously. It could be concerning, like, what else could that girl possibly go through off stream? If that's something he's comfortable doing on stream. Right, so I think it's important to just, like, raise those kinds of questions. And so I don't blame Spook and Jukes for making that video. I agree that Spook can get a little bit too preachy at times. I don't really like how he is, like, kind of, like, a little bit, like, he just kind of virtue signals a lot in his videos, and I feel like you can easily criticize him for that. But yeah.
And to be people that take it outside of the game. And I do agree that before, I do agree that, like, years ago, he might have, like, he used to maybe, like, play in a way that could intentionally, like, piss people off and then take their salt from that and try to make a video from it. I do think he kind of used to do that a little bit. I thought it was pretty harmless, but he did kind of do that a little bit.
Who cares if he farms salt? I don't give a fuck about that. Like, even if he does farm salt, like, RiverCiver has a video where he farmed salt as well, like, early in, like, his limelight into the DBD community, where he was holding people hostage in the game, which is very... Like, that's annoying. Like, listen, I don't mind if you farm salt here and there, but, like, if you slug someone out for 5 minutes and, like, don't actively try to end the game, like, that's lame. Like, I don't know, like, end the game at that point. It's like, you're wasting your time, you're wasting everyone else's time. I think that's very petty, and that's lame. Again, I don't think that's career-ending or cancelable, and I don't think they should deserve insults for it. I would never... I don't think people should personally insult someone for that, but that's just lame, and like that, like, come on, like, just end the game. I think that's a little bit just, like, shitty. That's all.
I think he has grown up massively from that, and he doesn't do that really at all anymore from what I've seen. So I'm not sure which examples you're referring to exactly.
What about, like, for example, the video he made on the TTV that makes your skin crawl, like Hex Bansu? Do you know who that person is?
No.
Hex Bansu? I keep hearing this Hex Bansu person. Like, in all of my RiverCiver coverage, I keep hearing about this person, and I don't even know who this Hex Bansu person is. And so, like, if anyone knows who this fucking Hex Bansu person is, can they, like, put it in the comments section or something? Like, I'm curious to know, like, what the fuck is happening.
Like my name?
No.
There's someone who basically... He made a video on them. All they did in the video was, like, call someone's VTuber ugly. They're just like, you know, this VTuber, like they accused stream sniping, which is, like, again, never took anything outside the game. And in return, they pretty much, after he made his video on them, they just deleted everything. Like, they deleted their whole social media presence. They stopped streaming the day he made a video on them. They had, like, weird shit being put in his comment section, like, oh, this is, you know, this guy, like, we know this person's, like, parents and shit. DM me for more info and stuff like.
Okay, River. First of all, the previous stuff, I can't even trust River's word on because he is verifiably lied in his videos before. Like, River has given a lot of false information in his videos, so it's hard to, like, take a lot of this with proof. Second of all, like, the comment that he's referring to is the same... This is the same argument that Evil Shrimp used in his video, where it was like, oh, but they work as, like, a pastor, or they work as this job, or whatever, right? Now, can you find someone's personal information off of, like, some of the jobs they work at? Can you narrow it down? Absolutely. That could be valuable information in trying to narrow down what someone is doxing. But the way fucking Evil Shrimp communicated this point is fucking disgusting, because he just, like, he was drawing attention to how to dox Spook and Jukes, essentially, and that was, like, very gross. I don't know, man. Like, and I do agree, the way Spook and Jukes responded, because, like, Evil Shrimp went into Spook and Jukes' stream to say, hey, watch my video on you, and Spook and Jukes is like, I'm not watching your video, or whatever. And, like, there was, like, a whole thing about it. There was a whole section in his video. And Spook and Jukes essentially was, like, saying, listen, what could you possibly do with someone's job, or someone, like, here, or whatever, right? What could you possibly do with that information? That is not doxing somebody, or whatever. I think, to me, that communicates Spook and Jukes is a little bit negligent, I guess is a good word, on, like, the people in his community, on, like, how they give information. I think Spook and Jukes should have set a harder boundary, being like, hey, like, listen, let's not try to narrow down or try to find out their personal life or whatever. I think Spook and Jukes was very negligent on that, for sure. You can absolutely criticize him for that, 100%. That was a very shitty way to handle it. Because it kind of comes across like you're downplaying it, and that's not good. But, that being said, that doesn't excuse the people that dox Spook and Jukes. That doesn't, like, it doesn't, the fucking, karma that Spook and Jukes, I don't even want to call it karma. Like, the response that people gave to Spook and Jukes was very disproportionate by doxing him and putting his family in danger, which is it's just gross. So yeah, I mean, that was pretty much all it is. And also, River, he did not say DM me for more stuff and info. Like, get the fuck out of here, all right? Like, you're just lying again. It's just like, why do you have to lie so much? This is why people have a problem with you, River, is you just lie so much. Why?
Did they really deserve all that just for getting like mad at the game and saying someone's stream sniping and they weren't?
See, I don't believe you. I don't believe they just got mad at the game and just said you're a stream sniper. There had to have been something more than that. He wouldn't have made a video about it then.
There literally wasn't. Like, there literally was. I guess the video's not out anymore, but that was straight up it. They called someone's VTuber ugly and they got mad.
I do remember that they called someone's VTuber ugly, which I don't care about, to be honest with you. If you say someone's VTuber is ugly, like, whatever. It's like, it is what it is. Personally, I saw what the VTuber actually was. I didn't think it was ugly. It was kind of gooner bait, if anything. Sorry. I'll shut the fuck up. I'll shut up.
That was all they did.
Yeah, but didn't they like personally insult them and the amount of viewers they had and said they were a loser? That seems to be going further than just...
I don't think they did that. I don't.
No,
I
they
really
did.
don't.
They definitely did.
Wait, what was that?
They're ugly and they got mad. That was all they did.
Yeah, but didn't they like personally insult them and the amount of viewers they had and said they were a loser? That seems to be going further than just...
I don't think they did that. I don't.
No, they
really...
did.
Maybe. I don't know the actual legitimate situation. If they did that, that's lame. Like, there's no reason to insult someone over a video game, for sure. Does it warrant an entire fucking, like, video that Spook and Jukes makes? Maybe, but of course Spook and Jukes is gonna add his, like, own spin on it. He's gonna, like, be like, hey, you know, like, he's gonna be a little bit holier than now, and it's, like, a little bit, like, not a huge fan of it, personally. I feel like the educational, like I said, I think Spook and Jukes just needs to lean more to the educational side when he makes his TTV videos, personally.
They definitely did.
You know that video. You remember it by memory. You remember what happened in it?
No, I've just talked to Spook and Jukes about it before. I don't even think I watched that video. I just remember the discussion about this.
So you still think that's worth, like, them, you know, deleting that? Like, is this? I thought this was like some sort of pseudo-therapy session. This is about Spook and Jukes again. Like, why are we still talking about
because
this?
the whole point, it's going to relate back to you. But I'll just spoil the point I'm trying to get to, I guess, if you want to just not really talk about this anymore. The whole thing I'm trying to get to is, he makes drama slop shit, and I kind of said you did the same thing. And I think that is kind of what you do as well. My whole point is, if most of the things you dislike about him are reflections kind of you, and I find that interesting. Why is that?
You think you can compare my Twitter video, for example, where I talk about like 300 different people, you know, with heavy editing, by the way, and research, to him just putting his React cam in the top right and being like, look at this guy's mad. Like,
yeah, see,
is that...
I don't really... I don't know, man. Like, that's a bit of an oversimplification for what Spook and Jukes does. I don't agree with that either. Like, he deserves criticism, but, like, that's not what Spook does. Like, typically there's gonna be, like, a bigger reason. If someone is just mad at a video game, then Spook and Jukes would have to make a video on every single big DBD streamer you know, even Otsdarva. I guess if that's really what he does, River, then he's gonna have to make a video on Otsdarva getting mad at Killer, which is obviously ridiculous, because Otsdarva doesn't harass people, to my knowledge.
You don't do heavy research. You have your Discord give you some screenshots, and you go, I guess that's true, and you put it in there. That resulted in the whole debacle with me where everything you said was just made up. So you don't really do that much research.
I didn't even have a Discord back then.
I feel bad for Otsdarva, actually, to be honest with you. Like, this is unrelated to the video, but I actually feel super bad for him because he went through some stuff with the whole Nina situation, and the Nina situation was obviously not good. I looked at everything. I think the accuser was a little bit strange, though, because they didn't provide any evidence. And then it turned into a whole conversation about, like, oh my god, people asking for proof are terrible or whatever, and I'm just sitting here like, are you fucking stupid? That's, like, how basic due process works. If you don't have proof on an allegation, then, like, what are we supposed to fucking do? I'm sorry. Like, that's just really... that's a dumb, idiot thing to say. Like, just genuinely. Like, if you don't have evidence on, like, anything, then there's nothing they can do. Like, what do you expect? It's tough to prove, because then you can just say anything about anyone, and then we're going to see a rise of false allegations, which we've kind of already seen on the internet. Aside from that, though, I also feel bad for Otsdarva, because... I just think he's very audience captured, you know? Like, I think he's a very, very nice guy who actually does mean well, and he does care about a lot of people, but it's just, you can clearly tell he's, like, very audience captured, and he kind of, I don't know, I guess it's tough to be in the position like that. So, I don't know, maybe that's just me, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but...
Oh, well, then people sent it to you, whatever. My point is, you're not really this grand archivist that looks into the annals of history. You kind of just look at screenshots and go, okay, I guess that's true, and then you put it in there. And you're right a lot of the time, but you're also wrong sometimes, too. It's just, you're not really doing
what
that.
What else have I been wrong about? What else have I been wrong about?
I don't have anything off the top of my head. I don't know. I haven't...
Okay.
This is not like any of the point that I'm talking about here.
Okay.
But the whole thing you've mentioned is the drama thing is whatever. But another thing you really dislike him for is that it resulted in the whole harassment. Like, you don't like that the videos that he makes people about results in that person getting harassed, right?
Sure, I mean, that is something you can criticize Spook and Jukes for, absolutely. Because, like, yeah, I mean, like, Spook and Jukes to be fair, Spook and Jukes does set a boundary in his videos where he's like, hey, don't harass anyone mentioned in this video, don't do that. Like, Spook and Jukes does do that in his videos. Unfortunately, Spook and Jukes can only do so much to control his audience, but, you know, he does set that boundary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So again, how is that any different from the shit you do?
I'm gonna get a seltzer can.
Who have I caused to be harassed? I'm always like, I'm always
Spook and Jukes?
I'm not presenting it.
The guy who just got doxxed?
Okay. So I'm not presenting this from like a moral high ground like he does.
I mean...
That no one's asking you to. Why does that matter?
Is that really his big selling point, that he is the paragon of justice? I don't really
kind of. I mean,
I don't think
his whole thing, like, you know, toxic TTV this, toxic TTV that.
Well, I mean, you can make the argument that he kind of virtue signals a lot to his audience. Like, it gets a little bit annoying sometimes. But like, he's not like I don't know. It's not like the most egregious content creator I've seen in the space.
At like,
I mean, he's just describing the content of the video. He's not pretending he's just this virtue or anything. He's just showing shitty people. You don't have to be a fucking lawful good paladin to talk about other shitty people. I don't think he's sniffing his own farts here. I feel like you're kind of just inflating that to give more of a reason to hate him.
You don't think that type of content in general is just kind of pretentious?
I don't think it's any more pretentious than the videos you make. I think it's kind of the exact
same. That is a good point. Like, River, if you think Spook and Jukes is pretentious, then you are you are an entire masquerade. Just to be clear.
Same thing. Look, the way I see it is you guys do such similar things that either you must really think he's not that bad, which means everything you said about him is kind of made up, or you do think that and you must hate yourself too.
I don't see the similarities here. I mean, it's drama. It's
okay. Let me paint you an exact.
I got him harassed. I guess even though he has 170,000 subscribers, and the people he harassed have 100 followers.
River, nobody gives a fuck about how much sub count is to someone or someone isn't. Like, that doesn't mean anything. You're saying, even though I have less subs than him, okay, if I decided to sexually assault somebody, and I only have 33 subscribers as of me making this video, so if I decide to sexually assault fucking, I don't know, someone from T-Series who has millions of subs, does that suddenly make it okay? Because I am just a merely small guy? I don't know, man, this is rape apologist logic here. I hope you understand that. That's a little bit kind of fucking, come on. It's no different than saying listen, if a man who's smaller than a woman, if a woman sexually assaults a man because she's smaller than him, that's what I meant to say, then it was his fault. Because she was smaller than him, she couldn't do any harm to him. It was his fault if he got sexually assaulted. That's the logic you're giving here.
Size doesn't matter. If harassment is sent, harassment is sent. You can't keep using the size argument. Harassment is harassment. Do you think if he had 5 subs and got doxxed and his kids were being threatened, he would care any differently? It's not going to change anything. It doesn't matter. That's not a defense about it. The whole point is you don't like that what he did resulted in the people he made videos about getting doxxed, and apparently it was his community, which, by the way, is also something that's not at all provable. Just because someone comments on a video doesn't mean they're I've commented on your videos before. I'm not part of your community. It doesn't mean they're related, but that's beside the point. The point is...
I mean, that is a good point, actually. Because, that person that was commenting on the Spook and Jukes video who was, giving information about, oh, yeah, here's this information. There's no way to prove that person is in Spook and Jukes' community unless you're, actively in his Discord and you pay attention to every single Discord user that's part of that community specifically. Right? So there's no way to prove that.
Videos are the things that led to this happening to people.
And your videos are the things that led to happening to him. Again, how is it any different? It's the exact same thing. You are just as guilty as he is. Or neither of you are guilty.
Or neither, so this is what we're here to talk about. We're talking about this again. I've already brought this up in my recent video.
The whole point is to reflect this onto you as a person. I think either you must think better of Spook and Jukes than you let on, or you dislike yourself because you are too similar. So this is about you. I'm trying to turn it back to you.
Do you think we're similar as people because psycho?
I don't know, man. It's I get what Scott June is trying to do here. He's trying to lead into the point where it's more it goes back to that whole psychology shit that Scott June was trying to get at. I don't think it's I, honest to God, don't think River hates himself. He might, actually, a little bit. I don't think it's mainly that reason. I also don't think it's, like, he hates Spook and Jukes either. Maybe it just comes from, like, a motivation. I don't know. Maybe something happened to River. Maybe River got canceled. Like, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I was curious. I did some research on River just a little bit. Apparently, he used to be part of the TF2 community in Geometry Dash, and a lot of people didn't seem to like him there either, so maybe he was falsely canceled there. And so he just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the DBD community. I'm gonna try to help these people out because I've been through that myself or something. In which case, I could actually see, like, a potential motivation because he's been through the receiving end of what these TTVs have went through. I wouldn't doubt that that's probably the reason, actually. I'm not gonna lie. I could see that.
You're a way worse person than he is, but go on.
Naturally.
Okay.
Okay, so you think...
I don't know, like, Scott June's being a little bit snarky here, but, like, I kind of get it, because, like, River's also a bit of a condescending asshole.
They were similar, because one psychopath in my audience goes after him when he's been doing this for years, and he's gotten multiple people just harassed. Like my one example of, like, the one person who's a huge community figure getting harassed by some psychopath in my audience when he does this for a living. That's your gotcha? Like, that's your point here?
He's not trying to do a gotcha. I don't know why. Listen, the thing about River is that he'll often, like, try to be like, this person's trying to do a gotcha to me, or this is not a gotcha, or whatever. Why are you so obsessed with people giving you gotchas? Like, why are you so scared of that? Like, do you have, like, PTSD from the fucking Spook and Jukes debate or something? From you getting, like, humiliated? Like, fucking you getting your ass bent over and you're, like, fucking giving them a turbulence check or something? Or they're giving you a turbulence check? If you catch my drift?
I'm just trying to find out what's happening here. We're not debating. Just tell me this. Do you have any involvement? You made a video about it, and I watched it, and you said that you did not dox Spook and Jukes, which I agree. I don't think you did. But you also absolve yourself of all responsibility. You said you just had no involvement at all.
Well, no, River definitely could have set harder boundaries, because people in his Discord server were definitely, like, pushing further and further. They were testing to see how far they can go. That's why it's important to set boundaries in your Discord.
Well, believe that.
I have basically none. The person, I know who it is, the person who basically doxed him, is someone who I know, I've talked to before.
Okay.
So I never said I had no involvement. If I really wanted to look good, I would just lie and say that, oh, I don't know who did it. Like, because me making it public that it's someone I know makes me look worse, and I know that.
Okay, well, what about this? Who was it?
You want me to say?
Sure. What's the harm in telling me who it was?
So yeah, this was the part that I did watch. I, like, kind of skimmed past, and I did watch this part. He does name drop Evil Shrimp here.
Okay. I mean, it's you know who it is. You know who it is, right?
I'm asking you to tell me right now. I don't know about this at all.
Okay, Scott June, and that's bullshit. Like, later, Scott June's like, I do know who it is. Like, Scott June, you do know who it is. You're, like, lying and saying you didn't know just because you're... I get why Scott... The problem is that Scott June has a bit of a good reason to lie to River here, because it's like, River is not going to open up if Scott June's like, yes, I do know about it. So, like, Scott June has a bit of a good reason to lie here, just a little bit.
I mean, you probably haven't heard of him.
I'm sure I know the name. I'm sure I've heard of him once you tell me, but... Are you?
You definitely preemptively talked to Spook and Jukes about this. Like, I can see what you're getting at here.
Fair enough. Yes. Obviously, I do know who it is. But the point is...
So...
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, River kind of outsmarted him there. I can't even hold you. Like, RiverCiver, like, kind of, like, outplayed him there.
What's the point of me saying who it is, then?
Because I'm trying to see if you're protecting a doxer, which you kind of are, which is weird and very incriminating.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, like, this doesn't look good for River either way, because it kind of just seems like you're running defense for doxing here. Especially since you, like, in your video about Spook and Jukes, you said it was honorable that he deleted all of his videos, which is a little bit strange, given that, like, you make kind of the same content that he does criticizing other people, but... Okay. And you can't use the excuse, oh, well, they're bigger content creators than I am. I'm just a teeny tiny content creator with 44,000 subscribers. River, stop it, all right? Like, you have a platform. You're able to give criticism to these bigger content creators, all right? Like, stop it.
Evil Shrimp. He's a guy who I've
yeah, there you go.
talked to in the past. He makes videos on, like, what do you mean I'm protecting him?
Because you didn't name him. Why wouldn't you name him? In your video, you didn't name him. Why?
That is a good question. I don't know. I don't want to go any further. Like,
I I guess, I don't know, man. I guess RiverCiver doesn't really feel the need to name him in his video, because then he's just going to get, like, harassment. Which, again, I don't like what Evil Shrimp did. I think what he did was not good. And I think what he did was super irresponsible. I don't think Evil Shrimp should be a content creator, to be honest with you. You got to be a lot more responsible when you're, like, making content. The fact that you were signal boosting that Spook and Juke should get doxxed is a little bit, like... That just shows you're not really responsible enough to have a platform.
But what good would it do to name him?
The point is, don't you understand how strange that looks that you know who it is and you defend his identity?
I didn't defend. I mean, I guess you could say so.
I'm not saying that's what you did.
River, that's like you're trying to like weasel your way out of this. Come on, like what are you doing?
It's not what I came here to talk about, but okay. So I defended his identity because it just creates a vicious cycle. Like Spook and Jukes. Okay, now Spook and Jukes. That's literally what happened. Is Spook and Jukes makes videos like this that get people doxxed. So I make videos on him. And then he gets doxxed. So then if I say who doxxed him, guess what's going to happen to him? Like, is it really worth telling people? Like, why would I say that? I mean, I said now, but like,
whatever.
What?
So
what were you gonna say there, Scott?
But like,
whatever.
What?
Were you gonna wait, Scott? Were you gonna say that contradicts his entire point? Was that what you were gonna tell him? I mean, I don't think it does. I actually think River has like an okay point here. I don't think I think what you mean to say, Scott, is I don't think RiverCiver cares as much as he's pretending here, because I don't think he does. I don't think he gives a fuck about whether or not people are or aren't doxxed. I honest to God think River just wants to make videos because, just because he can. Like he enjoys seeing people rage at his content. He enjoys it. And so I don't think he cares about Spook and Jukes getting doxxed. I don't think he cares about Evil Shrimp getting doxxed. I think he's just not naming him because he wanted to protect a doxer, and that was like the first reason he could have he thought of. I don't think it's so much that it contradicts his point. I just don't think he cares. That's really like honestly what I think.
What?
So you didn't know about it. You just know the guy who did it, but you didn't have anything to do with him actually doing it.
No, I not really. I mean,
well, that's not what you said. You keep stretching it further. What do you mean, not really?
Okay, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? That's what I said.
Like, do like you said? You know the guy. He's in your community. I'm just asking. Did you have any involvement or knowledge of him getting doxxed? That's it.
Yeah, listen. The fact that it's taken you this long to answer the question, River, is not a good look. Like, we know that you had some involvement, and the fact that like you weren't setting proper boundaries to stop this from happening, and like the fact that you're not willing to admit that is not a good look.
Question.
Knowledge of what do you mean? Knowledge of him being doxxed?
I don't know how to further clarify that sentence. Did you know that he was a doxer? Did you know he was planning to dox him? Did you talk to him about doxing? Did you tell him to dox? Any of these things?
What kind of a gotcha are you looking for here?
This is not a gotcha. It's a very simple question. You just say no. You just say like no, I didn't do any of these things at all. The fact that you're like not answering it and you still want plausible deniability on whether you were or weren't involved is kind of fucking crazy, River. That shouldn't be a difficult question to answer. Hey, were you involved in doxing him? Hey, did you get messages from him or whatever? Or any of these things? No. It's a simple yes or no question, River. It's actually not that difficult to answer if you were really innocent here.
I'm asking you the simplest possible question. This is not a gotcha.
What do you want me to say? You know the answer.
Okay, dude. The answer is yes, you were involved.
I don't know the answer. I'm not leading you into anything here. I genuinely don't know.
Okay, well, basically no involvement, but he did talk about it in the past. I didn't think he was serious, but
wait, so he talked to you about it in the past, and you just kind of just went, interesting.
Here's the gotcha. Yeah. What am I supposed to do? What did you want me to do?
Not dox him. Not work with him. Not. Oh, I don't.
I didn't work with him. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know, River. The fact that he talked to you about doxing Spook and Jukes. Okay, so here's an interesting question I have. So I'm gonna replay that one more time just so I can actually like talk about this like in a.
But
wait, so he talked to you about it in the past, and you just kind of just went,
Hold on.
But
wait, so he
did. Okay, well, basically no involvement, but.
Basically no involvement. He starts off with.
He did talk about it in the past. I didn't think he was serious, but
wait, so he
talked about. Wait. I'm sorry, River. If he talks about doxing, and I don't know, River. This is so weird because it's like, if he talks about doxing in the past, why didn't you set a boundary then? Why didn't you explicitly say, hey, like, listen, you know, like, if you're joking, like, even if Evil Shrimp was joking, right? Let's say that what you're saying is true, right? That your version of events, which I actually don't think your version of events is true. I think there's, like, a lie here somewhere, because you can't help but lie about a lot of retellings of events. But let's just say what you're saying is true, right? Let's entertain it, right? He messages you, and he says, like, hey, you know, ha 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 ha, wouldn't it be funny if I dock Spook and Jukes or whatever? I don't know if this is what Evil Shrimp said, but just, like, bear with me. Ha 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 ha, you know, like, it's funny to dock Spook and Jukes, right? And then River looks at that and goes, oh, okay, that would be funny. Yeah, right? Why didn't you set the boundary of, like, hey, like, listen, I get that you're joking, but let's not, I don't think we should dock Spook and Jukes. That's not what I want to do. Again, River, that also kind of proves earlier that you don't actually seem to care about doxing. Like, you're like, I don't want to dox Evil Shrimp because, like, it could result in Spook and Jukes getting doxed or whatever, and it's like, it's a vicious cycle of the stuff that Spook and Jukes does. It just goes to show you don't care about doxing. With your own retelling of the story, you do not care that people get doxed. The fact that you were willing to admit this just proves that you do not care. What the fuck? This is such a fucking self-report. Oh my god. River, oh my god. This is such a self-own. I'm sorry. This is such a self-report. You should have set a harder boundary about this. There's no excuse. Like, this is on you, River. I'm sorry.
To you about it in the past, and you just kind of just went, interesting.
Gotcha, yeah. What am I supposed to do? What did you want me to do?
No, Scott June didn't gotcha. Yeah, you gotcha'd yourself, if anything.
Not dox him? Not work with him? Not... Oh, I don't...
I didn't work with it.
Well, certainly don't enable it. Like, again, I don't think RiverCiver doxed him himself, but I just certainly, like, don't fucking run defense for doxing. If you really believe that doxing is bad, you should have had a harder stance against it, but it's very obvious that you don't care that people get doxed. It's a bit of a virtue signal from River's part, which is very funny because RiverCiver criticizes a lot of the DVD community for virtue signaling, which they do. Most of them are, like, most of the DVD community, especially ones with a platform, tend to a lot of the issues they speak about tends to be like nonsense virtue signaling. But RiverCiver is like virtue signaling to the other side of the spectrum, his audience, which may not like the DVD community as much, but are more aggressive in how they believe it and go about it.
What are you talking about?
So you didn't talk to him about doxing?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Well,
he said in his video that he made before any of this even happened, he basically did that. He made one on Spook and Jukes, and he was like, "I found out where he used to live. This is his pool. This pool is the same one in the backyard. It's easy."
Why didn't you why weren't you hard stanced against it? This is another thing, by the way. You signal boosted Evil Shrimp's video, the second one where he mentions the doxing. All right, so we're back. I extensively tried to look. I actually can't find where RiverCiver specifically signal boosts the doxing video specifically, or the video where it was informed on that. So I just want to quickly add that and correct that information. He actually signal boosted the video afterwards that released, which is completely unrelated. It was this video. So my bad. I want to be proportionate with my information. So my bad. But you did definitely view Evil Shrimp's video. You definitely were aware, at the very least, that he was signal boosting doxing. This just communicates to me. By the way, 2 weeks ago, this was before Spook and Jukes released his video, like, saying that he's done with toxic TTV videos. And so, like, when you promote people like this knowing that they are capable of doxing, and they are capable of, like, signal boosting that, you'd think there should be a hard stance against that, but I feel like RiverCiver just has such a huge hate boner for a lot of the DVD community and Spook and Jukes that he just okayed this without even, like, vetting Evil Shrimp properly. So, okay. I mean, I guess that's the extent of his promotion of Evil Shrimp, at the very least.
Did it as a way to show it's easy to find people, pretty much.
Okay, but you're saying you had no involvement in that, you didn't talk to him about it, you didn't actually know?
No.
Okay.
I didn't know, like, no, basically no.
That's a lie. I mean, you were enabling it, and you also were aware of Evil Shrimp, and you said that you guys talked about doxing in the past, so I don't know, man. You could have set, like, a harder boundary. I think you're just being a fucking irresponsible idiot, and you're kind of lying because you're scared of getting caught in this situation that you're in, so the only thing that River knows how to do from this point forward is just lie about it just to get out of it.
I knew he was capable of this shit because he did it in a video. I didn't think he would make it public. He literally he was like, dude, you know how easy it is to dox people? Like, this is why Hex Bonsu got doxed for calling someone.
Well, yeah, if you knew that, then how come you didn't fucking... Dude, if you knew that he was capable of that, why didn't you fucking, like... I guess keep your distance from him. Why didn't you just, like... Dude, this is fucking crazy.
You two were ugly. Look,
like, there's no way you want to attach to someone, yourself to someone who is a known doxer, especially since you have virtue signaled about doxing in a lot of your videos prior to the Evil Shrimp situation. That's kind of an L for you, River. Not gonna lie.
Like, literally, if you haven't seen his video, he made one, I think called My Response to Spook and Jukes. Actually called My Response to Spook and Jukes, and...
Yeah, no, and he fucking, in that video, he was pretty much saying that you should, dox Spook and Jukes. He was dog whistling it.
In that video, he brings up how easy it is to find someone's info, basically.
Yeah, and he was dog whistling that you should dox Spook and Jukes while doing that.
Okay. He's like, yeah, it's literally in the video, in a public video. He's like, you know, here's his pool. Here's like, he doesn't show like.
That's something you should never include in a YouTube video, by the way. Evil Shrimp is a fucking moron for including it in his video, just to be clear.
He doesn't actually show the info. I basically know the info.
I really don't. I don't care about him. This is mostly just about you. Like, I'm not lying when I say this is mostly about you. We'll drop the Spook and Jukes thing. I just have to say, I think you are just straight up lying to me. I think you are completely lying.
About what?
I think you knew about the doxing.
You think I helped him? You think I helped him?
Oh, he's definitely lying here. He's 100% lying here. He knew the extent of it, and he knew what Evil Shrimp was capable of, and he didn't fucking do anything about it until he set a hard boundary. And he tried to absolve himself from everything once he made his video in response to the Spook and Juke situation.
I maybe not helped him. I don't think
his latest video on it anyways, which I reacted to on this channel, by the way.
That would even be necessary. You've already shown he knows how to do that. If anything, you would just be giving him the go-ahead to do it.
I've been dealing with my own people trying to dox me on Twitter.
Okay, that's sad, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay, but like, why would I want to dox someone else, especially when I'm done with him?
I don't know, but I think you're lying.
Well, what makes you say that?
I just think you're lying. I think you actually...
Wow, someone signal boosting doxing has people attempting to dox him. By the way, hot take, guys, don't dox RiverCiver, by the way. That's not good. Don't dox RiverCiver, but it's like... I don't know, River. It's like, it's bad when... the impression that I get is that it's bad when it happens to you, but when it happens to Spook and Jukes, not that big of a deal. Got it.
Actually are way more involved than you thought, and you're scared of it.
What is your burden of proof?
I don't have one, but here, look, you know what?
Based on the way you're talking, you're definitely fucking terrified of getting caught in this, like, situation that you got yourself in.
Believe you. I will just straight up believe you if you just say... I don't know. Yeah, I will... RiverCiver will delete my channel if it's proven that I actually knew more than I let on. If you say that, I will just shut the fuck up. We can move on to the actual part about you.
Sure, I'll delete my channel. Like, I don't...
Alright, well, I guess you have to delete your channel, River, because you definitely knew. Based on your own retelling of the events, you definitely knew. So I guess you have to delete your channel now.
Why this is... Okay, like, look, watch his video. That's all I know. Watch his video on Spook and Jukes.
Okay. Basically. Right. Fair enough. All right, we can move on.
But obviously, like, RiverCiver is lying when he says he's going to delete his channel. He's not. It's not an actual promise. He doesn't believe in it. Because RiverCiver doesn't believe in anything he's talking about. He's just a big, giant, rage bait.
We've DM'd as well. Him and I have DM'd.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, let's move past the Spook and Juke shit. I know it's a sensitive topic. Let's go on to...
This is just like... This is not what I came here to talk about.
You're right. Let's move on.
Okay, also, this is super off topic. Would you mind turning on your camera? Like, do you mind at all? Because you're like the you know, the white guy in the chair. Would you mind, or?
What does him being white have to do with anything? What the fuck?
I mean, I already have my camera active, so I can't duplicate it onto Discord as well. If the source is already being used, you know what I mean?
I've actually...
Hey, listen, man. If there's one thing coming out of this drama, it's that a bunch of white guys get to come together, because I'm white as fuck myself. A bunch of white guys get to come together, and we all just get to goon to the drama slop. It's a beautiful thing, and I love it.
At a webcam, that's fine, whatever. Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry, I can't.
Okay. So you're trying to fish for something there. I don't know what. Like, that's probably gonna come back to haunt me or whatever. I don't care. Like, that's not what I came here to...
Oh, no, you kind of fucked yourself with the way you retold your story. You're definitely not telling the truth there, but all right.
Talk about, but whatever.
If you were being honest, then nothing is gonna come back to haunt you.
That is true. That's actually true. You're like, that's probably going to come back to haunt me. Why are you scared of that to begin with? If you're telling the truth, River, then you shouldn't fear something coming back to haunt you.
I don't even know at this point. Like, it's all a blur. Like, watch this video.
It's definitely not, but okay.
What do you mean?
You had a clear-cut answer, and now you're just saying it's all a blur?
No, I'm not saying it's all a blur. I'm just saying...
You just said that it was all blur, River. Come on.
I probably forgot something, or I probably said something wrong, and now it's
all
like...
right. I get it.
It's going to be a Scott cooked you, bro. It's going to be like...
I get it.
Oh my god, 0-3. It's the same bullshit over and over again.
Okay. Let's go over harassment. This doesn't even involve Spook and Jukes in general.
Okay, I'm down to talk. Please, can we talk about something that isn't Spook and Jukes? It's all people talk about.
Okay, harassment. You appear to be upset when people get harassed, like from any type of drama YouTuber.
I don't think he cares, personally. I mean, he doesn't care about people getting doxxed, which is a step further than harassment, and if he doesn't care about people getting doxxed, we've already established that earlier in this video, why the fuck would he care about people getting harassed, right?
I mean, it doesn't have to be Spook and Jukes. When
If
they're
he doesn't
targeted
care
for
about
that
people
shit,
getting doxxed, right?
you kind of get pissed off when they get harassed, especially if they're smaller, right?
Not really, no. If it's worthwhile, if it's something, if it's not a whole video putting someone on blast over nothing, I don't see a problem with calling someone out. I mean, Sanryu made multiple videos on me, and I've gotten harassment from those. I don't really care, because that's just criticizing content.
I mean, I do agree. Like, a lot of people get put on blast in the DBD community for a bunch of nothing bullshit. Like I said, especially on DBD Twitter. Most of DBD Twitter is just unemployed losers who don't have fucking jobs, and they just, like, drool on their phones and scroll through Twitter all day, because that's the only validation they get in their fucking life, and they're just, like, so terminally online. So I do agree that there are a lot of people who get, like, a lot of situations in the DBD community that are very overblown for no fucking reason. I agree with that, but also, like, RiverCiver is not a good person. He's just not a good guy at all.
Okay.
Criticizing content is different from criticizing personality over nothing.
Sure. What is your criteria then for when harassment is, like, justified?
It's just such a broad topic. I don't know.
Well, just give me some examples. Like,
yeah, like, why not just, like, give an example? If you actually believe in something, River, why aren't you giving, like, any... I don't know. If you believe in something, why don't you actually talk about and give your take on something and engage in good faith rather than just, like, lie about everything and, like, pretend to believe in something when you clearly don't?
but what's a legitimate thing to harass someone for? That where harassment becomes something that you, like, approve of?
Like, what harassment do I approve of? I don't know. What, like... This is just moral, like, what moral warrior thing do you want me to say here? Oh, if someone's a pedophile, then harass them. Cool. If
Sure.
they're...
I'm just trying to find out.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, like, listen, if someone is a pedophile, I don't care if they get harassed. Like, EDP is a fucking legitimate pedophile. I get that a lot. There's a lot of dumb allegations on the internet, you know, like, but if it's some bullshit like Call Me Carson, where it's like a 19-year-old talking to a 17-year-old, like, I don't care. It's like some dumb bullshit like that. It's like whatever to me. And that's obviously, like, far from pedophilia, because that's, guess what? That's another buzzword on the internet, unfortunately. If you don't like, literally, if you don't like someone on the internet, like, they'll call you, like, a pedophile, basically. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, it's gotten to that point where it's, like, a buzzword, and it doesn't have any gravity like it used to anymore. But if someone's, like, a legitimate, proven pedophile, then yeah, harass them. I don't care. Cool.
Where your line is, man.
Sure. Okay, that's... I don't really know. It's, again, it's such a broad topic.
Okay. So it has to be something fairly serious in order for the harassment to be justified. Otherwise, you don't really give a shit, right?
What kind of, like, fishing is this? Like, what are you doing now?
Why do you think everything is a gotcha, River? Why? Like, Scott June is having a legitimate conversation. You think he's trying to, like, own you and debate bro you here. It's not, like... You have such PTSD. This is literally River having PTSD from the Spook and Jukes debate, and probably the Scott June debate as well. I didn't watch the Scott June debate, but I wouldn't doubt that he got his ass clapped there as well. Like, Scott June's not an idiot of a person.
You're very suspicious of everything, and that's
like,
that's telling of something too.
I don't understand, like, what you're getting at here, because I mean, you reached out to me on Twitter first of all, trying to look for some weird gotcha about, like, are you scared of cancel culture or something? Well, I don't even know what that was about. It's like what are you getting? Like, what are you getting at here?
Well, okay, I can tell you what I'm getting out with the harassment topic. You know what? Instead of just having, like, any discussion here, do you want me to just give you the immediate point up front, and then instead
Please,
of, like...
you're just dancing around it so much. Like, please
Sure.
just tell me what is your... Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So when... Sorry to bring it up, because it is the most recent example, but when Spook and Juke's video, results in harassment for, you know, silly things like just actions taken in a game, according to you, you think that's cringe, right?
Can you give me an example of someone doing something? I mean, people have done shit like viewer shame, but is that really worth, like... I mean, I guess...
My take on viewer shaming is that's lame. That's very lame, to put someone else down because you lost in a video game or you won in a video game, and then you're like, oh my god, you only get, like, 5 viewers. Oh no. Like, that's shitty. Like, that is shitty. Now, does it warrant Spook and Jukes making an entire video on that person? I think it depends, actually. If it's, like, a small TTV, like, whatever. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's still shitty. But the problem is that it doesn't warrant it. I think if you're a bigger content creator, you should be held to a higher standard on viewer shaming specifically. And I know I made the point earlier in this video. I know people are going to bring up the point I made earlier in this video where it's like, oh, but like RiverCiver is like, I'm a smaller content creator or whatever, you know, like the moral standards. Well, we're talking about situations like doxing. So, like, that's different. Like, you enabled someone getting doxxed or whatever, and, like, you're a smaller person. So that's a little bit different than, like, viewer shaming. Now, viewer shaming, my point is, it's bad regardless of who does it, right? Even if you're a smaller streamer that viewer shames, that's still bad. But should Spook and Jukes make a video on it is the big question of the conversation. And I think if it's someone like Matthew Santoro or fucking Angry Pug or whatever viewer shaming, then yes, make a video on them. They should be held to a higher standard because they're bigger content creators and they have bigger platforms. And when they viewer shame to that degree, they are opening them up to all sorts of harassment when they do that because they actually have a bigger platform that warrants it. So I do think that they should be held to a higher standard, and like Spook and Jukes could use that as a point. But if it's like a smaller streamer and viewer shaming is the only point of contention, then I just don't even think it's worth making a video. Like, just like go after. There are probably some more problematic TTVs out there that like are worthy of criticism than just someone who like makes a shitty comment. Which again, I think viewer shaming is lame regardless. You know, we don't need to make like a big song and dance about it for every single person.
Like when it's a bigger creator like Matthew Santoro or something, I can see it, but I mean, I know you don't like him, but Pro Vengeance is another example where all he does is just sit in his stream and get mad, and it's like, okay.
Oh, you Pro Vengeance? You mean the guy who lost his clown streak and then yelled the F slur a million fucking times and is a frequent user of the F slur? Yeah, that guy's a fucking weirdo. The fact that you associate yourself with him is also very telling, River.
Put this guy on blast and dox his moderator because of this. Like, you know, like I don't get it.
All right. Well, I mean, the whole point I want to bring up, obviously, because, you know, I looked at your Discord to re-add you to friends here, and I just saw your recent announcement. I mean, you know what I'm going to talk about, obviously, right?
Yeah, that's a good gotcha. You're smart.
Thank you.
I don't care.
He's not doing a gotcha, River. Fucking, like, lay off with the gotcha. He's not doing a gotcha. Why are you so shady of everything?
I don't care at this point.
Right, that's my point. Like, the whole thing is
everyone's okay with it. I just don't give a shit at this point.
Well, you don't seem to care about anything. Like, you don't seem to hold any moral standards whatsoever. It just seems like you make a video for the sake of making a video on somebody.
That's good you admitted it, because you were kind of virtue signaling for months here where you acted like you gave a shit about these people being harassed, but then...
I did for a while. I genuinely still think it's wrong, but at this point, everyone in the community gets away with it. Why the fuck should I care?
Wait, what was River's point here? What?
You admitted it because you were kind of virtue.
Hold on.
That's a good.
And I just saw because you know I looked at your Discord to re-add you to friends here, and I just saw your recent announcement. I mean, you know what I'm going to talk about, obviously, right?
Yeah, that's a good gotcha. You're smart.
Thank you.
The announcement. What's the announcement?
I don't care. I don't care at this point.
Right, that's my point. Like, the whole thing is.
Okay, hold on. Let me turn off captions. Hey guys, I normally wouldn't ask, but my mom just died and I need your money. Actually, just kidding. I need your help. Could you spam comments on... Okay, the fact that you made that edgy joke to begin with is a little bit fucking weird. Again, this is what I'm talking about, River. Is like, edgy jokes are very normalized in your Discord. And so, like, people are going to constantly boundary test to see what's, like, more acceptable in your server. This is part of the reason... why Spook and Jukes got doxxed. Just to be clear, when you do shit like this. Anyway, that aside, I need your money. Actually, just kidding. I actually do need your help, though. Could you spam comments on this weirdo's Steam profile and harass him forever? What the fuck are you talking... Wait, what? What are you talking about? River, this was very recent. You're calling to harass someone else on Steam. And you're virtue signaling about Spook and Jukes harassing other people. You're literally calling for this guy to get harassed. This is insane, River. You're such a fucking hypocrite. I'm sorry. Listen, if you think River actually cares about these people getting harassed, God bless you. Like, if you're a fan of River, because I get a lot of people who are River fans that come to my video and they, like, leave comments and everything and run defense for it. If you are still a fan of River after this, God bless you, honestly. Like, hopefully people will look at you and go, like, oh, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. Let's stay away from that person, you know? It's like, dude, this is fucking crazy. I lost to him on, as artist on... Do I even need to read any more of this? Like, you're already calling for harassment. This is inexcusable. Didn't tunnel... Oh, okay, so you're literally calling for harassment because you lost in a video game. Okay. Got it. Cool. Alright, whatever, River.
Wrong, but
for months here where you acted like you gave a shit about these people being harassed, but then...
I did for a while. I genuinely still think it's wrong, but at this point, everyone in the community gets away with it. Why the fuck should I care?
Because you are constantly advocating for people to not get harassed and people expect you to live up to that standard, but you're not living up to that standard. So that's like, I don't know, man. Like the fact that you're advocating for harassing people and that you knew more about the doxing situation, which you definitely knew more about the evil shrimp doxing situation based on your own retelling of the events. I don't know, dude. It's definitely a little bit strange.
Okay, I mean, that's certainly one way.
Do we even need to read this? Rules are for thee, but not for me. I don't give a shit anymore. You're right. Telling people to be mean, to send mean words on Steam is nowhere near comparable to a video. That doesn't matter, River. You're still advocating for people to go harass this random person who's not a content creator. And you're a bigger... by the way, River, we're going to use your logic earlier about you being a smaller content creator. That person is a smaller person who's probably not even a content creator. You have a bigger platform than he does. So if we're going to use your logic here, River, you're a big person advocating, a bigger content creator advocating to go and harass this other person. So didn't you just virtue signal about how, and play the victim card about how you're like a smaller content creator earlier? Okay. Love throwing away our morals when it's convenient, I guess.
Way to take it. You've just sort of embraced not giving a shit about harassment anymore, so that's...
I'm not giving a shit about certain things as well, like my tags. Like, I made fun of Spook and Jukes for having, like, all sorts of bullshit in his tags. And then
wow, Spook and Jukes is trying to get views on his video. That means he is a terrible person.
Like, oh, that works. Okay, sure. I mean, like, why the fuck shouldn't I do it when I'm putting in way more effort than him anyways? Like,
wow, he's trying to get views. That's incredible, man.
Surely I could take this, right?
Okay, so you're definitely not going for the high road here. You've just decided, fuck it,
I
harassment.
never take the high road. When have I ever taken the high road? I always admit to just being edgy.
Okay, fair enough. There's also the thing that
At
you
least
have
you're honest
kind of
about that part. That's like probably the only thing you're going to be honest about throughout this entire thing, though.
like with... You know what? Let's just go more personal about you before I keep just like throwing shit at you relentlessly here. Let's just like...
Please.
Let's chill back a bit here. What do you want to do in life? What's your goals?
Oh, wow. Is this the start of the therapy appointment 30 minutes in?
Yeah, sorry. There we go. We're starting.
Is this going to be a video on your channel? I'm just wondering.
It depends if we can do anything to make you less shitty to the community. If not, then I don't know, probably not.
Less shitty to the community. No offense, Scott. I feel like that's not going to happen. But also, I'm not going to lie to you, Scott. The community definitely does deserve criticism. It's just that I don't think RiverCiver gives the correct criticism to the community. Which is why I had faith and potential in him at first, but after learning and seeing him do the shit he does, he's, in my opinion, just as bad as the rest of the community. And listen, don't get me wrong, I fucking hate the Dead by Daylight community. I think you all are very annoying as shit, to be, like, absolutely honest with you. But, I love drama slop. I love farming off of it because it gets me views, so... Hey.
Well, this really is...
But also we can have a productive conversation about how, like, people in this community are not productive either, so...
I can fix them. Is that your goal here? Because you're not going to fix anything. I just think this is funny that I've gotten your attention so many times.
It's not really like a fixing thing. It's like, hey, you're in the community. It would be cool if there was a less shitty person in the community because you can make good videos when you want to. Like, I think the video you made about, you know, the worst time at DBD, I genuinely enjoyed that. Didn't have any drama.
Because there's nothing to dissect in that video at all. That's the type of video people bring up. They're like, I like that video and I liked your video on like how the FNAF anniversary stream was bad. Because those are like the two videos I made that are sort of like, you know, Arditha style, like history, you know, just like there's nothing to, they're unchallenging. There's nothing to actually take away from them, really.
So it sounds like you don't enjoy making those types of videos.
No, I actually do. I do from time to time. It's just I like variety.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't want to just do, you know, videos like the Degenerates of DVD Twitter, which you said you haven't watched, but I assume you have.
I did after I said that.
Okay, so you're like, you know, I don't need a 20-minute video to tell me Twitter is cringe, even though I spend all day on it.
Yeah, no, that's how I know it's cringe, because I spend all day on it. It's, unfortunately... Again, I don't know why we're...
That's true. I mean, like, listen, not to mention, like, people have tried to cancel Scott June over some really dumb bullshit, to be honest with you. Like, people, like I said, like, a lot of people on DBD Twitter just overreact because they're bored and they have nothing going on in their lives and they just need, like, the next thing to be outraged by. It's just, it's so fucking lazy and, like, stupid. But anyway, it's like, I don't know, like, I think, like, Scott June, like, said the N-word back in 2014. I'm gonna be real with you, I don't give a shit. He said the N-word, like, 10 years ago. The internet was a lot more edgy of a place back then. I feel like, listen, I feel like every person has used slurs back then to some extent. Like, I used to use the R slur a lot. A lot of people probably used to use the R slur a lot as well. But the reason why we didn't see it as bad back then is because the slur that it's directed towards, which is people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, are not as visible to society. And so that's why we didn't see it as bad back then. But, like, you know, people said it back then. It was just a synonym for idiot or stupid. It was no different than those words. But we realize that these words do have history. Those words have been used to oppress people. And the R slur is no different. It has been used specifically by, you wouldn't think so, but it's actually been used during like Nazi Germany with like eugenics and stuff. But that's not a conversation we need to get into. I don't think that would be productive for this video. The point is that like these words do have history, and like obviously it's important to acknowledge, hey, slurs are not good. But, like, Scott June said a bad word in 2014. Okay, big fucking deal. It's been, like, 10 or 11 years. Scott June has a lot of time to change and not use slurs anymore. And actually, to my knowledge, like, Scott June is actually, like, pretty progressive, as far as I know. Like, I don't know, like, all of his politics, but he seems to be pretty accepting of LGBTQ people. And he's, generally a pretty progressive person, all things considered. I don't know his politics specifically, so I'm not going to be able to comment on everything. But, you know, he seems to generally be, like, a good person now. And then whenever Scott June, like, posted a tweet, right, where he was like, you know, I tunnel people, some people wear the pride flag because, I remember this one time, this was so stupid. Scott June was wearing the pride charm on Survivor, right? And he made, like, a funny tweet where it was like, I wear the pride charm because I want to bait people into tunneling me and then juice the fuck out of them because I'm a good survivor. That's my confidence. You wear it because of inclusivity. We are not the same. It was like a funny tweet like that. And then people legitimately got mad at him for this. I'm not even kidding. They were saying that Scott was a bigot and that he should not comment on marginalized groups or whatever. I mean, like, listen, if Scott June is baiting people who are bigoted in the game, who tunnel people with the pride charm because they think the pride charm is cringe and they don't like LGBTQ people, who fucking cares? Let him juice people in the game for that. I don't give a fuck. If anything, Scott June is doing God's work. What are people going to get angry at for? Like, there's no bigotry from Scott June's end whatsoever. And so, like, stuff like that is very annoying. It's like people that are just virtue signaling about these issues who probably don't actually care. Like, it's people who just want to be outraged because they're bored. It's just, like, so annoying. It's, like, very, very dumb. So yeah, like, Scott June knows how stupid DBD Twitter gets, because people have tried to cancel him over dumb bullshit, like, all the time.
Send this back onto me here. I'm asking what you want to do.
Okay. You did ask me. Okay, so, I'm in college right now, third year. Okay. I'm actually going back in, like, 3 days, so yeah, shit's gonna slow down for me. Basically just been fucking around the community this whole summer, but, yeah. I'm majoring in film. I'm minoring in psychology.
RiverCiver is a film student. So was I. And then I'm actually not doing film right now. I did it for a while. I have worked on film sets, but I'm not. I kind of got like disinterested in the film stuff. So I'm just working towards other stuff in my life.
Oh, cool.
So the job market kind of sucks right now. So until I get a job, it's just drama slop farm, baby.
Yeah. Live in California, so there's sort of a booming industry here, and there's like, you know, I like the behind the scenes shit. I've done work on a lot of short films as just behind the scenes, even, you know, in like really amateur ones I'm like an actor, but like I'm not good at that shit. Yeah. But like I've edited a few local commercials, or like not local, just like commercials, made decent money off that. Like, so that's what
I mean, hey, like, listen, at least River kind of has a life outside of that.
I'm doing right now. YouTube is just a side thing for me. I'm never going to take it seriously as a job. Okay. I like it. I think it's fun, but I'm never going to take it seriously as a job. You know, that's why I upload once a week and don't, like, you know, make shit I actually care about. Because if you want to make it on YouTube, if you want to make good shit, you have to, like, hire an editor where you lose even more money, or you just have to be terminally online, or you just have to do just shit you don't care about, like what you do. So
that's crazy.
When it comes to YouTube,
fucking backhanded comment.
It's like making a living off of it is just not that smart if you want to not be terminally online. So, but I think it's fun. It's a fun. Yeah,
I mean, there's a level of truth to that. I mean, you could do what Papa Gut does. If you guys know who Papa Gut is, he's like one of the most normal people on the internet. He's not like super terminally online, but he does drama slop and he has productive conversations. Like, that's what a lot of this content is inspired by. You know, I think we need more people like Papa Gut who talk about these issues in a more meaningful way.
Pastime, but I just straight up make more money off the side projects I do for my college and shit, and for people. I'm trying to network right now, I guess, is the best way to put it. Well, like, and I'm taking classes on doing that.
What's
sure, yeah, okay.
What's your ideal job? What do you want to get out of college?
That's a really good question, actually. I haven't really, like, I'm a little indecisive right now because there's just like a lot of my twin sister is she went to college like a year before me, so she's just graduated like this time, and she's doing psychology and stuff, and she just got like an actual real job with a bachelor's and stuff, like a real job working for a like sort of like a prison rehab like therapy psychology thing.
Cool.
That sounds really cool. Like I want to do something like that maybe.
So you're more into the psychology than the film stuff?
I think I am, even though I'm minoring in it and I'm majoring in film. I think I don't know. I mean, both of these markets are...
I mean, I suppose it could be more productive. I'm going to be absolutely real with you. The film industry, this is unrelated to the video, but the film industry is just very tough right now, honestly. One, it's already difficult to get a job in the film industry without, like, networking the fuck out of it, everything. Like, you kind of have to network your way to, like, actually get a job in these places. And so that's just, it is what it is there. But it's also, like, really just not... It's especially not good to get into, because even if you do get a job in the film industry, AI is fucking, like, rampant. And AI is going to be a threat to a lot of people's jobs. Especially, and film is no exception. Like, film is actually one of the worst offenders for AI, because, you know, like, AI-generated videos are going to be a thing, and videos are getting better and better generating AI. You know, we're seeing a lot of AI-generated art as is, like, in Call of Duty and stuff, and a lot of other areas. There's a lot of generative AI in, like, a lot of other creative fields. And it's only going to continue... AI is only going to continue to get better. It's never going to get worse. It's inevitable. And so I actually think film is not really the way to go anymore. So in a weird way, maybe it's a good thing that I'm not really getting into film anymore. But I lost a lot of passion for it during COVID. And then I got it back afterwards after I worked on some sets. And then I lost passion for it again. And it's just like, I don't think film is for me, honestly.
Like really good, right? Really big after COVID. Because after COVID, everyone's mentally ill, and after COVID, everyone.
Honestly, yeah, I can agree with that. Like, there's a lot of more terminally online people as a result of COVID. They've never just shifted away. Again, COVID is like one of the most unique times, culturally speaking. I have a whole interview with someone talking about it on the channel.
It's online, so it's just like there's a ton of media that needs to be made every day with editing and shit. And psychology is really big because, yeah, like I said, everyone's mentally ill, so it's just like. Yeah, they're also just they're two really big things I want to get into. But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing over the past few years after graduating high school.
Okay. I mean, that sounds good. So it definitely sounds like YouTube is just a side thing that you're going to eventually just drop at some point whenever you get, like, your actual, you know, career path, right?
You said I'm going to drop YouTube?
Yeah, like when you actually get your full-time career and that's like, you know, that becomes your life, you're probably going to drop YouTube, or are you just going to occasionally just still upload shit?
I think I'm still going to upload. I mean, thinking, like, now that I'm doing classes, things are going to slow down, definitely. I've been uploading about weekly. Maybe it's going to be, like, more like bi-weekly now. Or just, like, you know, maybe lower effort shit in between, but I don't know. I never taken YouTube seriously as, like, a real job, and I you know, the money I make off of it is still, like, far below minimum wage. Like, I don't care, but it's a nice side thing, you know?
Sure.
Like, I made, like, I don't know, like, 700 last month. That's, like, something. Like, it's like...
That's not bad. I mean, considering that YouTube is not going to be your main job, you know, 700 off drama slot, that's pretty damn good. That's respectable.
Groceries and, like, a few meals, you know?
Yeah.
It's for the amount of effort I put in, or for the amount of work I put in, it actually is probably a pretty good, like, effort to money.
Hour ratio.
It's like a good side hustle, we'll say. I don't think... I would never rely on content creation as my main job ever, personally.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Because, like, you know, I spend, like, maybe 8 to 12 hours overall when it comes to scripting, editing, researching everything, maybe more depending on if it's like a really big video. It could be like up to like 18. But like that, you know, a few of those per week for like 700 isn't like too bad, especially with streaming and shit. I don't stream that much.
Yeah. So
I mean, I don't know if that necessarily... It's hard to extrapolate anything from that specifically, because it's like, I don't know, like, does that clue us into the motivation as to why River does what he does and why he rage baits so much and why he's like so adamant, like, what his motivation is? I mean, at the end of the day, he could just say he does the money for, like, he does the content for money, is what I meant to say. And it could just be as simple as that, really. Or it could be something deeper, but I get the feeling that it goes a little deeper than that. I feel like...
for your future and, like, you know, a career you're getting...
People are the way they are for a reason, and I think Scott June is definitely onto something when he says that.
Stuff like that. I guess I want to talk about, you know what a digital footprint is, right?
Oh, I think I know what he's going to say. Having a digital footprint where you have someone saying the N-word in your Discord server with the hard R and not doing anything about it is not a good look when you try to get a job. Or when you have previous tweets saying that age of consent should be lowered, which is very sussy, that's for sure. Considering most of America already has an age of consent of like 16 or 17 anyways, which is very... I think we obviously need to change that. Like, the fucking laws that America makes is very slow to catch up, but still... Not a good digital footprint is the overall point.
Yeah, I know what you're getting at here.
You should be worried. I'm telling you, that's not good.
You really think I should? You really think I should? You really think so? What have I done that's like cancel worthy?
I mean, like, listen, River. Unless you attach your real name to it, unless you attach your like first and last name to the name RiverCiver, then I think you'll be okay. Honestly, I think you'll be fine. Like, you're a big content creator, but it's like if you're anonymous enough, you'll be fine.
I'm so if you get an employer that shows you in a Discord call with rotten N-word of death, you're getting fired. You are fucked. So
are you sure? Are you sure about that?
I guess it depends. Unless you're working for the fucking KKK or something, they'll probably love that shit. But dude,
probably.
Dude, I'm saying I don't think you.
You could also work for Sneeko, maybe. You know, I know Sneeko has become Kanye's fluffers. So, hey, listen, River, I'm sure Sneeko would love to have you in. Considering Sneeko thinks it's okay for 13-year-olds to get married to 21-year-olds, as long as she's old enough, you know, as long as she looks mature, you know. That's according to what Sneeko says. And if you want age of consent lowered, which you do have a tweet saying that, River, I don't know, man. I feel like you and Sneeko could work together just fine.
Appreciate.
You both are also edgy as well. Hey, you know, it was a match made in heaven. Or hell, depending on how you look at it.
How much you are fucking yourself over online right now. You are making such a terrible name for yourself. It will live with you forever. And it's gonna haunt you. Do you acknowledge that?
Words. I mean, I don't... You really think so? You really think so?
Dude, I called my friend endearingly not even the hard R, the N-word, over a decade ago in a friendly way. And people...
Oh, yeah, and people constantly try to fucking cancel Scott June because he said, like, the N-word in 2014, which, again, it's immature. Like, Scott, what are you doing? Like, that's immature, but it's also, like, I'm not gonna shit my pants over it because it was so many years ago, and Scott June has changed a lot since then, so it's like, what do you want me to say? That Scott June is a horrifically bad racist or something? Like, get the fuck out of here. Anyone who brings it up is fucking pearl clutching. It's just, like, dumb idiot morons who are just, like, virtue signaling and morally grandstanding over shit that they probably don't even give a shit about themselves.
People still give me shit and call me a current racist for that. And that was, you know, pretty minor in the grand scheme of things. Yes, this shit...
Honestly, yeah, it really was not that deep.
That's people on... That's people online, though. I mean,
well, yeah, River, like, I kind of get your point here, where it's like, it's people online, you know, and, like, online doesn't really affect the real world, and there's a level of truth to that. Like, there's, terminally online people don't really reflect how people think in the real world. However, when it comes to getting a job, right? When it comes to getting a job, digital footprint matters if you have your first and last name attached to anything. Because optically, the company is going to look at that, or HR is going to look at that and go, oh, okay, so that's something we cannot tie to our company. They're not going to care if you have any political beliefs, necessarily. They're not going to give a shit. Like, if you voted for Trump or something, or if you did some, like, weird shit like that, like, they're not going to care. They're going to care about how the company looks, first and foremost. HR is more concerned with that specifically. So, that's really what it comes down to. These are things to think about, for sure. Again, I don't think it's going to be an issue for River, because he doesn't attach his first and last name to the name RiverCiver anyways, but it's just something to think about whenever you are applying for work.
Like a real life thing. Like,
it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't.
When it comes to, like, the workspace, like, digital footprint does matter.
Yeah, I've worked at flashgamelicense.com. I've worked at Best Buy. That's probably my most normie job. I've had several real jobs. But the point is, they all still look at your presence. If your name, your real name, ever gets associated with the handle RiverCiver, you are fucked. Any job you
True. Yeah, no, this is true.
Apply to, that will pop up, you are fucked. You need to make sure your name never gets connected to your handle, or you are screwed. I genuinely believe that.
They're gonna do enough research to see me.
Yeah, no, jobs do this all the time. They do background checks on people all the fucking time.
In an obscure Twitter screenshot with rotten N-word of death, you really think they're gonna do that?
It depends on the job. If it's just, if you're getting a shitty, if you're working at 7-Eleven, no, they're not gonna give a shit. If you're working for a company, yes, they'll probably do 20 minutes of Googling your research. And your YouTube channel, despite you saying is kind of small, is a pretty decent size. It's going to show.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's 44,000 subscribers. It's not small.
Show up, and anyone that does any research, you are fucked. Like, it might not happen. You might get lucky, but I need you to acknowledge how much of a risk you are taking by continuing to be this edgy online. You must know in the back of your mind that you are playing with fire, right?
Do you think anything on my channel at a surface value is offensive enough for me to get fired from a job?
Yes.
Depends on the job. Again, I think you're underestimating how sensitive HR.
For, the most, like what? You think they're gonna do that much research? Like, even if they do, it's just like,
Well, no, it depends on where you work specifically, but like jobs definitely do background checks, and River, like you can never attach your first and last name to the name RiverCiver ever.
What are they gonna see?
Because if they see that, then they're gonna let you go. They're not even gonna. They are gonna be. That's gonna look very bad for them if they have someone who says that age of consent should be lowered, or someone in their Discord server who has the N-word with the hard R in it, like
tweets that could be fabricated. Like, what are you talking about?
They might point it out to you and ask you, are these real? And if you lie, you're double fucked. So yeah, I think you're underestimating how, I guess you would say, sensitive HR departments are to this kind of shit. This will absolutely fucking destroy you. In some jobs, again, if you're working like, you know, an auto parts shop or something.
I don't want to work at fucking 7-Eleven. Like, that's not what I'm getting a bachelor's for.
I know. My point is actually respectable companies will check this shit. It doesn't take much to find it. And that's what I'm saying. You're probably safer now as long as your real name does not get attached to your handle. Like, I would be fucked because my name is my handle. But as long as you can separate those things, you might be okay. But the whole point is...
I mean, I keep my online and real life as far away as possible from each other. I mean, I guess I'm not right now because I'm telling you, like, what I'm doing and shit.
Sure.
But, you know...
Look, the whole thing I'm trying to get at is you enjoy the edgy thing. I get it. I don't mean this to be condescending, but you're young. Everyone was a young, edgy dipshit at some point. I've done it. Everybody's done it. I think you take it way too fucking.
I think a lot more people are edgy than they care to admit. Even the people that virtue signal on DBD Twitter about it, I think a lot of people were young and edgy and probably said slurs at some point in their life. It's a lot more than people care to admit. It's just dumb virtue signaling bullshit.
But everyone has a young, edgy...
In what way?
I'm just the shit you're saying, man, the people that you're hanging out with. Actually, you know what? Not even specifically you. I think it's more the crowd you hang out with that's much worse than you. I think a lot...
Am I tainted? Yeah, I don't think so, man.
Well, no, you hang out with Pro Vengeance, who is, like, openly fucking homophobic and, like, uses the F-slur and justifies his usage of the F-slur. And then you hang out with fucking... Who else? Like, Evil Shrimp, who is admitted to doxing Spook and Jukes, effectively, and has signal boosted it in his video. And it's just like you're constantly hanging out with these people who are just edgy for the sake of being edgy, just because it gives you the lulz. It's, like, so weird.
I don't think so. I would not have made a fucking server called the Villains of DBD if I didn't know what it would
okay, well,
snowball into.
Well, that means then you're...
The Villains of DBD. River, do you not Wait, is your argument here that, like, I wouldn't have named the server the Villains of DBD if it didn't attract some of the, like, lowest of the fucking low that you can think of that have been canceled, probably for valid reasons. Like, Pro Vengeance, I would say, was a justifiable cancel, because he's very openly homophobic, and if you're going to be in a space that, like... is very, like, inclusive and, like, wants to advocate for people in marginalized groups, then that's obviously a no-no. Like, forget it. Like, I don't blame people for ostracizing Pro Vengeance. He's one of the very few where I actually look at it and go, oh, yeah, no, this is correct. This is a valid cancellation. At least in my opinion, anyway.
Putting it even more, so it's more reflective of you then, and it's possibly worse. I was trying to give you an out, saying, hey, maybe it's more the people that are around you, but now it's...
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, that's great. It's good that you're owning who you are.
You definitely are lying a lot in historically, so I don't know, man.
Like,
it's gonna be a hard promise to keep there, River.
At the end of the day, it's just bad words. Like, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't affect anything.
Yeah.
Everybody uses that excuse. I'm sorry. Like, listen, hot take. Like, if you said slurs years ago, I don't care. You can change from that. But you shouldn't justify continuing to use slurs. You just shouldn't. There's no reason for it. Like, there are so many other words in the English dictionary that you can use to describe things that you don't like. Why do you have to use a slur? Just don't fucking say it, bro. Like, if you go in public and call the black person an N-word, and you get beaten up for it, like, then, like, who's gonna feel sorry for you? Like, you knew what you were doing in that situation. If you call a gay person the F-slur and you get the shit smacked out of you or, like, hit out of you, then, like, I'm not gonna feel sorry for you. It's like, why are we justifying words that have had history and, like, systematic oppression tied to them? Like, you can use so many other words in the English dictionary. Again, if you said it years ago and you've changed, like, that's different. But, like, still, it's, like, now, there's just no reason people should be using them. Like, just, like, don't use slurs. Just don't. Unless you're playing Apex Legends, then that's a completely justifiable way to use slurs. But other than that, don't use slurs. No, I'm just kidding. I'm obviously joking.
But you saying that is not how the world sees it a lot. And I know that, you know, like almost all the shit you say, I actually don't care about. It doesn't affect me negatively. I am default human being. I am straight white male. Pretty much nothing you say affects me in any way because none of that shit actually applies to me in a negative way. So I personally don't care. but I can acknowledge that the companies I work for or the people that I talk to and everyone else might care. And I feel like your problem is you're assuming your mindset is the one that everyone else has and should share, and that's just not how the world works, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, this is true. I mean, like, you have to, like I said, in the real world, when you get a job, you need to not have a shady background, because then people are not going to hire you.
Well, no, of course they don't. Do you mean that unfortunately or what?
No, fortunately, actually, you're right. I shouldn't say unfortunately for you. Unfortunately for you.
Yeah, I almost slipped up there.
Yeah. But the whole thing is, how long do you think you're gonna keep, like, because you're gonna grow up eventually. You're gonna stop doing the edgy thing. You're not gonna keep doing this forever, right?
I'm 22 years old. Like the quote unquote edgy phase for most people.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, River's a year younger than I am, and, like, he still kind of has a lot of time. I mean, I'm 23 years old, and I'm not, like, as edgy as River, so it's like, come on, dude. Like, you gotta move out of your edgy phase eventually, River. Like, there's no way you're gonna stay like this forever. You're gonna grow up and realize, oh, yeah, the shit I was doing was really stupid. Because that happens to everybody.
And to their teens. Like,
nah. As someone that's a 35-year-old boomer, fuck, it doesn't. I said some dumb shit in college too, man.
If I naturally progressed like everyone else in my generation, I would just be making porn jokes now, which is like what everyone does. Literally everybody. That is their only sense of humor. And like your sort of your sense of humor, like the self-deprecating white guy sense of humor, or just like referencing shit. That's all. That's the only. Like, people are like, what I say isn't funny. You see what they think is funny. It's like it's far worse.
So you think that you're not in an edgy phase? You think this is just who you're going to be for the rest of your life?
That's an interesting question to ask someone whose brain isn't fully developed. So I don't know. Like,
I love it, dude. I love it, bro. It's just like the fucking victim complex. It's like, oh, hey, my brain isn't fully developed yet because my brain doesn't fully develop when I'm 25, even though I'm a legal adult. Oh, okay, River. Yeah, cool.
You just implied you were old enough to be past phases, and now you're saying your brain is not fully developed. Which one is it?
Yeah, that's also true. I didn't even realize that. It's just like, I don't know, the endless victim complex. This is the same argument that Katie Bugs used in her allegations against George Not Found, where she was a legal adult. She was 18 years old. She hooked up with a 26-year-old, George Not Found, and she was drinking alcohol at a 21-plus event. Again, if you're a legal adult and you're drinking alcohol, underage drinking, you are making a choice as an adult, just to be clear. She knew that she was breaking the rules. She alleged sexual assault and that she was quote-unquote freshly 18 to make the quote-unquote power dynamic seem worse than it actually was, even though you're a legal adult and you can make your own choices. Again, I think the age gap's weird, and I think that's, like, immature. That, like, if a 26-year-old sleeps with an 18-year-old, I think that's very immature, and that's weird. But I don't think that makes you a predator, because at the end of the day, they have autonomy over themselves. They're a legal adult.
I'm saying, that's a fair point. It's a fair point. It's just like... Like I don't know if you can chalk it up to an edgy phase, because this is the way it's been for a long time.
I mean, edgy phases can last for a long time. Like, they can start, like you said, when you're a teenager and not end until, I don't know, until you get a real career and a house and a wife or something. Like, it could take a while for people to go out of this shit. People maintain this for a while. My question is, do you think you're going to stay like this forever?
I have no way of... I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Do you want to stay like this forever?
I don't know either. Like, at this rate, I'm pretty happy with it, just because, like, everyone else on the internet... Kind of. I mean, like everyone else on the internet. I mean, a majority of it is just the same cringe, annoying, unfunny people.
Okay, but you've told me multiple times you have depression. So it doesn't sound like you're happy with it.
How's that relevant?
Because you just said you were happy.
Well, I mean, I can't fully be happy with depression. That's just like bad RNG, bad life roll. But like, you can't just like. I'm honestly doing fine. Like, I'm content. I'm content to wake up every day, go to college or in a bachelor's. Like, I'm still doing shit. Some people are so depressed they can't even get out of their bed every day. So.
Do you mind if it's something you want to talk about? Completely fine. Do you mind discussing like why you're depressed? Is it just a standard like chemical thing? Anything happen or?
It's literally just as far as I can tell, it's just hereditary from my mom. That's literally it. Okay. Like, it's just she had it, I have it, my sister has it. It's just a thing that we have.
What kind of depression is it? Like, when I had depression in college, it was like I don't want to go anywhere. I'm just taking 5 Zoloft to just basically zombie mode. Like, what kind do you have?
I mean, like, what kinds are there? Like,
I don't know. Just describe your personal experience.
Sorry, this guy's spamming the fuck out of the chat. Sorry, I gotta let me hide this guy. Like, there's like major depressive disorder, bipolar depression, all this shit. Like, I don't know. I just
that's not what he asked. He asked specifically what your personal experience is with depression and like how like your day to day and how it affects your day-to-day specifically. That was the original question, just to be clear. Maybe he goes into it later, but...
Who knows, they just called it, like, depression.
Yeah, I'm not asking
like,
for your medical DX here. I'm just saying, like, you know, when you feel sad during the day, what is there an inciting thing, or you just wake up and, like, I am sad?
I guess I just wake up. I don't know. Like, I don't really think about it like this.
Yeah, okay.
Very much.
That's fine.
I mean, like, depression... listen, I'm not going to sit here... My personal theory is I feel like he kind of overplays it a little bit, but also I'm not going to sit here and, like, say River for sure is overplaying his depression or whatever. I'm not going to say that as, like, a fact. That's just, like, I don't know. That's just, like, a personal assertion that I made. So, but, like, I don't know. It's, because I don't know what goes on in River's brain at the end of the day. We're never going to know what truly goes on in his head, and we're never going to know. So it's, we can't say with, like, 100% certainty. Also, Scott June, by the way, this is a funny frame. I am absolutely using this for the thumbnail. I paused on a perfect time here. That is fucking hilarious. It looks like you're gooning a bit here. I think this would make a great thumbnail. All right.
Do you think at all the negativity that surrounds you could impact that in any way?
What do you mean the negativity that surrounds me? What do you mean?
I mean,
like,
you thrive off of negativity and, you know, rage and people getting upset and, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it is rage bait at the end of the day.
Stuff you laugh when people make emotional arguments and all that stuff. Like,
dude, I don't really know. I've kind of always been like this. Like, even before I was diagnosed with depression, when I was in, like, okay, I'm gonna tell you a story I've never told anyone. When I was, it's like, it's not like fucking, oh my god, it's just stupid. When I was like a fucking 11 years old in 6th grade, I would go to Minecraft creative servers, and there was an exploit where you could, if you made a portal, you could, like an end portal, you could trap people in it, and they couldn't type, like, and that...
Oh, I think I know what he's talking about. I saw people troll with this exploit, like, all the time. That's fucking crazy. I remember this exploit very well, actually. Yeah, holy fuck.
It was a big problem, because if you can't type, then you can't teleport back to, like, your plot, like, where you can build shit.
Oh, you should be soft lock then.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I would just make, like, these huge, like, underground...
Okay, but I mean, you were in 6th grade, right?
Yeah,
Who fucking cares? I cheated in Warcraft 3 in 6th grade. That's not a big deal. Like, you're just a fucking kid then. I think that's totally different.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, that's, I don't know. I mean, I think what Scott is missing here is that River has always had, like, a mischievous side to him. I know that's, like, I get that you're a kid and, like, everybody's going to be mischievous at some point, but it's like River has always had this, like, streak on him. And I think that's the point that I think Scott is missing here just a little bit.
You're just being a little shit troll. That's fine.
Yeah, but I've always liked doing this shit, even in, you know.
Yeah, you see, like, that's the point that he was, like, trying to make there.
Even in real life, I did shit like this a lot. I just do shit for reactions because it's funny, but I also, like, you know, sometimes I like debate, other times I like to actually have an argument, but at the same time I like being abrasive about it because I think it's funny.
Okay, I guess the next thing I want to, like, go over here is...
yeah, I mean, that does... I feel like that kind of checks out. I actually do believe him there. Like, RiverCiver has lied a lot, but I actually do think that he is telling the truth on that. Like, actually, that's the vibe that I get.
I mean...
Because it checks out with a lot of his behavior.
I'm not trying to, like, be a condescending douche here. I really apologize if I come off like that, but, like, do you think you're ever going to find someone, like, you're going to find, like, a girl that's, like, interested in you if you keep acting like that?
Interesting. That's damn, that's a way to put him on the Scots. Put him on the Scot. That's what I meant to say. Put him on the spot is what I meant to say. Yeah, put him on the Scot.
Like, you think I act the same way, like, I do online in real life?
You think
really
she's not?
do?
You think? Okay.
Well, didn't you say earlier that you just did? That you were like, hey, I troll like this a lot in real life. Didn't you just say that?
So you're acting. Are you acting fake online or fake when you're around girls?
I just, like, exaggerate online. Like, I'm pretty nice and laid back in real life. The internet gives you so much freedom to do, you know, it's the classic troll shit, you know, where it's just like, when you're behind a screen, it's like, it's just fun to fuck with people. But I mean, in real life, I'm you know, a little abrasive and edgy sometimes, but like...
Yeah, like, I actually do think that checks out a lot. I could really see River being, like, a normal guy in real life who has friends in the real world, and, like, actually, like, that's not to say River isn't terminally online, because he kind of is. Like, he definitely goes on Twitter, and he, like, replies to people that he definitely shouldn't be replying to, and he's giving a lot of people, like, attention. Like I said, again, the screenshot of a video that I made on him, he put that on Twitter, and he was telling me to get a job. I'm working on it, River, don't worry. But, yeah, I don't know, like, stuff like that, where he's, like, he's talking to people he really, like, I don't even care about me, personally, just forget about me. Like, I'm talking to, like, other people that he shouldn't even be giving his attention to. Like, you'll see on his Twitter all the time, he's, like, constantly replying to people nonstop, and then on his Discord as well, he's just, like, I don't know, it's like, River, you could be a little less terminally online, I don't know. But I could see him being, like, a normal guy in real life, honestly. I could definitely see that.
For the most part, I'm just, like, a normal guy, I'd say. Like,
Okay, but, like, say you attract a woman, and you're putting on your front of being a normal guy and everything, and then you actually get with her, and then eventually she's gonna realize all this shit. It's either you're gonna change...
What do you mean she's gonna realize all this shit? What do you mean?
I mean, I'm sure eventually she'll learn of your history on YouTube and you're not acting the same way as you do in real life. How do you
Listen, women will find out something about you, even if it takes a while. They will. They're very smart. Women are a lot smarter than you think they are. They will, if there is something about you that's a little sussy, they will find out.
I'm not like a turbo virgin, right? Like,
I'm not accusing you of being.
I'm single right now, but I've had 3 girlfriends in the past, some for
Okay, like no one's accusing you of being a virgin, River.
years.
Okay.
I mean, not everyone can get their e-kitten from Dark Souls like you.
What the fuck? Okay, that has nothing to do with anything, but all right.
Okay. But the whole thing I'm trying to point out is, like, do you think that if you're putting on 2 different personalities and you're with someone and they find out that you're not acting as you act,
I'm not. Sorry to interrupt, but like, I don't put on 2 different personalities. It's just basically exaggerated and stupid. Like.
So your online persona is an exaggerated form of your real life, basically, is what you're trying to say?
Well, I don't know. Like, it's River said that he trolls people in real life as well, so something is a little shady with his retelling. It's just, I'm so confused. Because, like, he says he trolls and fucks with people in real life as well. He said that earlier. Like, I'll play it back for you guys if you don't believe me. Go all the way back.
I'm not...
Hold on.
I did shit like this a lot.
Hold on. Yeah, right here. So...
Doing this shit.
It's totally different. You're just being a little shit troll. That's fine.
Yeah, no, like right here. Okay, so right here, guys.
Yeah, but I've always liked doing this shit, even in even in real life. I did shit like this a lot.
Yeah. So which one is it, River? If you say you're a normal guy in real life, which I'm sure you are to some extent, maybe you don't put your trolly, like, I guess, abrasive self here as much in the real world, maybe, but, like, I don't know, you say you do troll in real life and now you're acting like you're not even a troll at all. I don't know, dude. It really puts into question this entire story. Have you even had a girlfriend? Have you even had meaningful companionship? Then maybe you have. I mean, I don't know. It's possible. I mean, there are... it's possible, but I don't know, dude. It's just, like, there's something very off about the way you're retelling this story, because, like, you're kind of... It seems like you're exaggerating a little bit here, too.
Is an exaggerated form of your real life, basically, is what you're trying to say?
I guess so. I've never really thought about it before. Like, you're bringing some things to the table I haven't really ever had the time to think about.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point of this. I find this shit interesting. But, so, that's my point, man. I feel like that kind of shit is going to come to bite you, too. You might find, like, this fucking awesome person that's super into you, and then they find out how you've been acting for 7 years, and they're like, oh, that's cringe. This guy's really immature. I'm leaving. Don't you think that would fucking suck?
Like, you think they're gonna find out what I've done online? Like,
of course they are. Eventually.
I called people mean words online and shit talk content creators.
Yeah. Some women might find that immature and might not like that. I'm just saying.
Are you, like, speaking from, like, what kind of a weird hypothetical is this? Are you speaking from experience here, or what? Like, what is this?
This is not a hypothetical. I'm just saying a lot of women don't like immature guys, and you're pretty immature. That's it. Pretty simple.
Yeah, I mean, there's a level of truth to that. There are some women that are, like, super immature that like immature guys, like, especially my age and younger specifically. I'm talking, like, I feel like it's more of a Gen Z thing. Like, a lot of millennial women aren't as much like that, I've noticed. Especially not boomers, as far as I know.
I'm immature online. You don't know anything.
Unless you're the fucking vegan teacher lady or whatever on TikTok.
About me.
Yeah, again, if you're immature online, though, that still is a large portion of your life. You're spending 12 hours a day editing a video. That's a large portion of your life. That's not some insignificant...
Yeah, so, I mean, like, River... That's what I'm saying. Like, River is still, like, terminally online to some extent, yeah.
Little hobby you have.
12 hours a day. It's more like 12 hours a week.
Sorry, yeah, it's total for a video. You're right, sorry. But I'm trying to get you to reflect. Do you not think your incredible, trench coat edgy personality here is gonna have a negative ramification on a relationship in the future? You think you're gonna find someone that thinks, oh, that's super funny, and then you're gonna high five. You think that's gonna happen?
I never said that was gonna happen. It's just like, you bring up all these hypotheticals of, like, oh my god, calling people mean words and shit talking people online is gonna, like, lead to, like, you're gonna be homeless when you're 30 and, like, a meth addict on the street.
That's not what Scott said earlier, by the way. Scott was saying that, like, it could be, like, a thing that happens if you don't get a job, but, like, Scott was saying that you're going to have a tough time finding a job because jobs care about your digital footprint. They will look through your digital footprint. I mean, obviously it depends on the job you're applying for and everything, right? Of course, like if you're trying to work like at a smaller job, it's not going to matter as much. But not to say it won't matter at all, because they might find out eventually, and then I don't know. But again, it depends on the job. That's the whole point. But like digital footprint matters a lot. And so when you have like a nasty digital footprint and it's attached to your real first and last name, that's not a good look.
It's like
I'm not saying that, man. I'm not even trying to make you like feel bad about this. I'm just trying to make you acknowledge an actual possibility in your life based on your actions. That's it. I'm really not trying to like burn you or anything here. I just think.
Okay, well, what do you want me to take away from this? Like, oh, okay, like I look in 5 years, like, oh my god, he was right. I met the coolest bimbo ever, and oh my god, she.
What the fuck, River? You're into bimbos? Is that the first woman that you think of? You're into blonde chicks, bimbos? Damn.
Even just the way you talk like that, it's just
that's so funny. It's so funny. He's like the coolest bimbo.
Just
That really clues us into what kind of gooning material that like River probably looks at on his spare time, or the kind of women he's into. I mean, listen, I'm not judging. Like every man has his own taste, and every woman has their her own taste, or every non-binary person has their own taste, right? I get it, but yeah.
I know you're not an incel, but you do kind of talk like one sometimes. It's just this, like, it's just.
And I know you're not a cuck, but you do talk like a cuck. Like everyone.
What the fuck? That's not. You know what, River? I'm gonna use your own excuse. That is not a gotcha. I'm pulling your own phrase on you because Scott doesn't talk like a cuck at all. Name a time where he talks like a cuck. Like you're talking like an incel because you're talking about like I meet the coolest bimbo or whatever. It's like so weird.
Toxic shit, you know.
How so?
How do you talk like a cuck?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he's not gonna fucking answer. All right, guys, place your bets. Scott is gonna be like, how do I talk like a cuck? Watch, River's not gonna actually give a meaningful point here. Let's see if I'm right.
Cuck, like everyone talks like shit, you know.
How so?
How do you talk like a cuck?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're just sort of like the skinny white guy, like
skinny white guys are all cucks.
No, they're not all cucks. This one's like this.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? What did I tell you? He said, skinny white guy. If you're a skinny white guy, that means you like watching your partner get fucked. That's crazy work, River. Then I guess you like watching your partners get fucked because you're probably a skinny white guy. Unless you're a chubby white guy. Are you a chubby white guy, River? Let me know.
You know, where you're just sort of like, glued to your chair, like cat shit in the background, just like sweat.
Cat shit in the background? You're watching his cat take a shit in the background, River?
Pants, you know, just like.
What are you talking about?
No, this isn't really about you. I'm just saying, like, you can think a lot about a person from yeah. I mean, you can assume a lot about a person.
So this basically okay. So here's what we got for Scott June being a cuck. He is a skinny white guy. His cat shits in the background, which River is watching for some fucking reason, and he sits in his chair and talks about people. Got it. Cool. Very insightful conversation, River. Thank you.
Hell, we can talk about how you keep mentioning cuckoldry. Dude, why do you bring up people getting cucked every time they're in a happy, successful relationship? Every single person that's in one is cucked. Don't you think that's like a little projection and weird? Why is that
you mean you and Spooks, who both look the same and act the same? And
they look the same, by the way. Listen, if they look the same, then fucking Mike Ehrmantraut looks like that one fucking World of Warcraft character whose name that I'm not thinking off the top of my head. It's like he's got like a beard. A lot of World of Warcraft characters have beards. Whatever. Mike Ehrmantraut looks like that, I guess. If I find a picture of it, maybe I'll put it on screen, and you guys will maybe know in the comments. But yeah, no, Scott June literally looks like fucking discount Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. Meanwhile, you have Spook and Jukes, who is I don't know who he looks like. I'm not thinking off the top of my head.
No one else.
Okay, so because we're both in loving relationships, we're both cucks. Like,
I'm not just saying you guys kind of fit like the exact. I mean, you do know like the
River's not giving. He's really. I'm having a tough time hearing the example River's actually trying to give here.
Gold stereotype, right?
I don't even know what that means. I don't know.
River, aren't you white yourself? Didn't you, like, you yourself admitted you were white when you were debating Spook and Jukes. Aren't you white in real life? Why the fuck does them both being white have to do with it?
Well, enough about cocking to even...
Okay, well... Never played...
Are you, like, only Jayus who's white who's, like, thinks that they're black or something in real life, River? Is that, like, the vibe that I'm getting from this? Is that... Yeah, okay.
Cold Simulator. Okay, well... It's just like,
have you played that game? I feel like there's some Freudian fucking closeted cuckoldry fetish shit going on here, but Whatever. That's
I just think it's funny. Like
Okay.
it's the types play Nintendo Switch, have Funko Pops. Like it's the same type of like you and.
Okay, so now having Nintendo Switch. Listen up, everybody. If you're skinny and you're white, if your cat has shitted in the background, if you sit in your chair and just talk, or if you have a Nintendo Switch or Funko Pops, if you have any of these things, you're a cuck, according to RiverCiver. Yeah.
You and Spooks, basically.
Okay, whatever. But the whole point I'm trying to say is, like, I do think you're gonna get to a point where you look back on this and go, Jesus fucking Christ, what was I doing? Just like every person on the planet. Everyone has this. You might be arriving to that a bit later, and I guess the whole point of this is maybe making you get to that point a bit sooner.
So yeah, like, this whole giant point is that, like, it's just digital footprint that RiverCiver is leaving online, which I agree is important. Is it gonna fuck with him getting a job? Only if he attaches his real first and last name to it, but if he never does that, he's gonna be fine in the real world. I guarantee it. He'll be fine. And I don't think RiverCiver is entirely an idiot. I don't think he's that stupid, at least. I mean, I don't think he's particularly bright, to be honest, but I don't think he's stupid enough to do that, to dox his own name.
So you don't have to, like, this is literally for your benefit. I know it sounds like I'm just fucking pretending and being a virtue signaling douche here,
I mean,
but
I get what you're saying. It's just someone like you talking down to me is like kind of
I'm
embarrassing.
not even talking down to you, man. I'm legit trying to make your life better. You're gonna have a shitty life if you continue the way that you're going.
I think this whole thing has just become one giant gooning session. I mean, we were talking about bimbos earlier. We were talking about cats shitting in the background. We're talking about cuckoldry or whatever. This really has just become one giant gooning session, and I'm all here for it. Fuck it. Like, let's goon all day at this point.
I don't see any other way it can go.
A shitty life.
Sincerely, yes. I think if you have this personality and you say this is not a phase, this is actually how you want to act, I don't see a world in which you can ever be long-term happy, ever.
I mean, it's not a phase on the... I mean, it's...
Maybe. I mean, yeah, maybe. I could see that. I don't think that's entirely true, but, you know, you have people who talk about drama slot productively, like Papa Gut, and his life is pretty good. You know, he's married and he's, doing fine, but, like, I don't know.
It's not a phase on the internet. It's just the internet is the internet.
It's still a part of your life that people will find out about, though. You know damn well, as much as people vulture and claw at anything you've ever said to try to pull a gotcha on you, you know people hound over this shit. And it's just, the internet is a different world now. Everything you say is tracked and permanently locked there forever, and it will come to haunt you. You gotta know that's gonna happen.
What do you think, like, of what I've said they're gonna use against me?
The people that you...
The fact that you said that age of consent should be lowered, the fact that you associate with people who have used the F slur endlessly, like pro-vengeance, the fact that you associate with a self-admitted doxer, Evil Shrimp, the fact that you don't seem to have any stance on banning someone who has their nickname with the N-word with a hard R in it in your Discord, the fact that you've openly been transphobic, and the fact that you falsely accused Jane Romero of being a pedophile. Do I need to go on, River? I'm sure we have like a whole, like, I'm sure we have like 7 grocery shopping lists worth of stuff that you've done, but we'll just leave it at that, I guess.
hang out with. The fact that you... Oh, I guess I can't say that part. But the...
Wait, what? What was that?
You gotta know that's gonna happen.
What were you gonna say? What?
What do you think, like, of what I've said they're gonna use against me?
The people that you hang out with. The fact that you... Oh, I guess I can't say that part. But...
Why can't you say that part? I'm curious why Scott held back there for a moment. Why can't he talk about the people he hangs out with? I guess he doesn't want, like... Maybe he just doesn't want to start drama, I guess. I don't know, man.
The overall just level of immaturity and the fact that you enjoy being a shit stirrer online. Those are traits that people do not find attractive. I don't know how else to word that. That is not...
It's just trolling. It's trolling and arguments at this point. Like, it's just having
You know
fun.
what? Trolling and arguments aren't seen as attractive. I am with my wife and she loves me, but when I get into debates like this, she gives me shit, and she should, because it's kind of embarrassing for me. I like doing it because I just like talking and psychology and all that shit, but it's a little cringe. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little cringe. And I'm
Why does
telling
she give you shit for it?
Because I shouldn't be talking to a fucking 22-year-old about the shit I'm talking to right now. I'm 35. I shouldn't be doing this. And she's...
Damn. RiverCiver's freshly 22. Scott June's grooming them. GG's, Scott. You're canceled. Grooming. No, I'm just kidding. I'm obviously joking. Scott's not a fucking groomer. That's obviously a joke. Don't sue me. But... yeah, no, I mean, like, obviously, like, yeah, it is a bit of a gooning session that they're having right now, yeah.
It's kind of right.
You make an exception just for me.
Yeah, just for you. But the whole point
Make an exception just for me. Yeah, you're so special, River. You got it.
is I'm speaking from experience, and I know what people are gonna look back on and go, oh, that's fucking cringe. I shouldn't have done that.
Didn't you say you weren't speaking from experience? Like,
No, this is a different topic about saying cringe shit in the past.
looking back. Okay.
Yeah. That's completely different. But the whole thing is, I think, like, there is no reason you can't be an awesome DBD YouTuber that doesn't make, like, the incredibly antagonizing shit you do. You can still even be edgy. You can still be edgy. There are just ways to do it without, like, completely dismantling other human beings. Like, there are
I think Scott's gonna lose me a little bit on this point, because on one hand, I agree that, like, River does not need to be as edgy as he is, honestly. I really don't. And I also don't think he needs to leverage false pedophile accusations or insult the shit out of people who did nothing wrong. What I do think needs to happen is to call out dumb bullshit in the DVD community where people are getting canceled for fucking nothing burgers. Like, there's a few that are off the top of my head, but, like, it's mainly from, like, the smaller content creators, so I'm not really going to name drop them because they probably want to move on. If it was from, like, a bigger content creator that got canceled, I'd mention them. But there's none that are coming off the top of my head. But yeah, like I said, DBD has a problem with, like, just fucking purity testing people who slightly disagree with them. I do agree. That's a very huge problem in the DBD community. And I think RiverCiver could have been that. I actually think his content could have been interesting, and that could have been how he, like, stands out compared to other people. And I actually would have liked him a lot more if River actually did that. But instead, what River is doing is he's just being provocative because he can be provocative and because it gets attention. He also doesn't really seem to have any legitimate moral values, even though he pretends to. He, like, virtue signals about it a lot, but doesn't actually seem to have any moral values at all and doesn't seem to care as much. So, I don't know, dude.
You know what I'm known for? That's literally, so many of my comments are like, dude, I thought this whole community was so pussified. Everyone just makes vault speed build. Everyone just says the same shit.
Agree.
You know, we got our yes men. You know, like no one says it how it is. No
Completely
one criticizes
agree.
other people.
I completely agree.
You don't. Like, you don't even like criticism towards other content.
No, I'm saying I agree that is the audience you've cultivated. You have cultivated an audience of people that are exactly like you. And I'm sorry, can you think of a single successful big DBD YouTuber that does shit like you? If no, why?
My goal is not to be successful at this point. Thankfully, it's working out. Like, I'm getting good views for how new I am to the community, but I just want to put out my unfiltered opinions there.
So what is the goal then? If it's not success, River, what is your goal? You're saying you want to put your unfiltered opinions out there, but I feel like it runs a little bit deeper than you wanting to put your unfiltered opinions out there. Or I guess some of your unfiltered lies, we'll say, because you do lie a lot in your videos.
And people find what I do funny. Like, people find this shit funny because it's new.
Sure,
it's
because this game has a lot of 16-year-olds that play it. That's the kind of audience you got. A lot
Damn.
of other immature people. And if you're okay with that,
so
that's fine.
You think your audience is more mature than mine?
Oh, 100,000%, yes. In
The
fact,
ones that are just stimming in the comments over and over again saying the same shit, like talking about Jim Beam or whatever? Like,
they're not. Actually, we made fun of that. The whole thing, the last debate we had, you know what my biggest comment chain there? It was about people and artisans that have careers and jobs that enjoy my podcast-style content. Literally all people just with successful careers that enjoy the monotonous, droning podcast-style shit I make.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like Scott June gets a lot of shit from the community. A lot of people... I actually knew a lot of people who did not like Scott June's content. And I feel like a lot of those people tend to be younger people, to be absolutely honest with you. So I actually do believe Scott here. That checks out. And I also feel like a lot of people try to cancel Scott for some really dumb bullshit. Have I agreed with every single take that Scott has put out there? No. No, of course not. But I don't think Scott expects that from his audience. I don't think Scott expects everyone to agree with every single little thing he says. If he did, that'd be fucking stupid. But it does check that a lot of people like listening to Scott talk. I did too. Like, I actually watched him a lot for any DVD updates that he made. And so that's neat.
So yes, I think my audience is far more mature than yours. I know that 100%.
what kind of an example is that? Like, okay, there's like... there's kings, scholars, philosophers that listen to my videos sometimes, so...
That's not the point that he made. He's saying that these people all have lives and jobs, and that they are more into Scott because they live in the real world, and they actually... and Scott doesn't, like... I feel like Scott's a little bit terminally online, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of get that vibe from him a little bit. But I don't think he's as, like, terminally online. And also, I actually would go as far as to say is, I don't think Scott June is as audience captured as a lot of DVD content creators are. For those, again, I talk about this all the time on the channel. For those of you who don't know what audience capture means, essentially what that means is you will filter what you say and how you say it because you are scared of either pissing off your audience or you're scared of people that are associated with you, like leaving them or distancing themselves from you or whatever. I don't think Scott is as audience captured as most DVD content creators are. I think he still has some level of it. Like every content creator in the DVD community has some level of it. But Scott June, like people have tried to cancel Scott June like plenty of times, and he's still fine. He's still like one of the biggest content creators in the community, and he's still fine. So, yeah.
I'm just saying there are grown adults that watch my videos, and most of your videos have, you know, audiences that are immature children. Again, which is a lot. Hell,
do you have any, like, what is your burden of proof for that?
They like you.
Okay, so it is so like unfathomable to go against the grain in that way that they have to be an immature child.
To go against the grain? What do you mean by that?
No, just the way that you do it.
What?
Again, you seem to be under this impression that I'm just a yes man, even though I've shown you 1,000 examples of me going against the grain. And
which is like you saying syringe is bad or something, which is like what Hen said. And like anybody with like a functioning brain cell will be like, yeah, free 16-second heal is pretty broken, you know?
Sure, dude. Okay, I said killer ping is just as bad as having high ping is just as bad for survivor and killer. It's equal. So, half the people in my comments saying, "What the fuck are you talking about, you stupid idiot?" The point is, I wasn't an asshole about it. I still had a controversial, very cringe opinion to a lot of people. I just didn't have to be.
The Dead by Daylight community is so fucking terminally online. It's fucking crazy. It's like, I remember this shit so much back on my old platform. Like, I remember this shit so much. It's like, you know, you tweet something out, you have a hot take, and people, if it's hot enough, people will get so fucking mad. Some people will, like, try to have a legit, honest discussion with you. That's not everybody. Like, some people will try to, like, have a honest discussion and be like, hey, you know, like, you know, why do you have this opinion? I don't agree. This doesn't seem that good. And they'll be, like, very level-headed about it. But there are some people on Twitter that are fucking nuts, dude. They are insane.
You can still...
Twitter is just like a toxic cesspool of just brain rot. You gotta just not be terminally online, man.
Have different takes.
That shit will rot your fucking brain.
You can still absolutely speak your mind. You just don't have to, like... You don't have to have, like, the Zoomer humor about it. You always make fun of, like...
Zoomer humor.
You do. You always make fun of, like, Gen Z slang and all that shit, and then you throw in fucking Subway Surfer Family Guy clips like you're not doing the same thing.
What? When have I ever used Subway Surfers?
I'm just saying, like, as an example of just, like, the shit you...
Well, yeah, I know. Scott was just giving, like, a general, like, example of it, yeah. Like, he'll use, like, Simpsons clips, which, by the way, the Simpsons don't even agree with you, RiverCiver. Like, they are a pretty progressive show, all things considered, so the fact that you made fun of... You insinuated that trans people were pedophiles in your videos, which you did say that. Simpsons doesn't even agree with you, River. They don't agree with you. They don't claim you, my guy.
You need constant visuals on the screen, throwing Family Guy clips on there and stuff like that. You kind of do the same stuff, though.
Because it's stupid. It's
That's
just
the
like,
same reason they do it. It's just stupid.
You think it's comparable to like YouTube Shorts and shit, where it's just like there's like
yes, it absolutely is. What are you talking about? Of course it is. They do it for the same reasons that you do, River.
100 million things that like happening on screen at the same time. I mean, can I say the same for you? That you have to have like gameplay on the screen all the time? Like what? What are you talking about?
What? River, you've had gameplay in your video. Okay. I just don't even feel like I don't think we're gonna get any productive conversation if I engage with this point, so I'm not even going to. Like,
the type of humor that you do with random meme inserts and loud noises and stuff like that is a bit more on the younger side. I'm not saying it's as bad. It's not like you're fucking TikTok tier or anything, but you do make kind of young style humor, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying you have a very immature audience, and they have reinforced your behavior that you think that is like a great thing to do, and so you're in this your own echo chamber of thinking, yeah, this is great, I'm getting some success with it, not realizing that you're just surrounding yourself with people that are just like you, which are probably all suffering from the same shit. I know you're pretending that you're just happy.
Oh yeah, I mean, also not to you could I don't know, man. Like, I think what Scott is saying about River is true, but you could flip that logic on a lot of people who are very audience captured in the DVD community. Is a lot of people who build their platform off virtue signaling about these issues will surround themselves with like a very toxic audience, because then you're expected to live to a standard of just people like you're constantly setting the bar higher and higher and higher for yourself when you surround yourself with like a very toxic audience, and then one thing is going to go wrong and then suddenly you're going to lose your whole platform for it and you're not going to know what to fucking do. So yeah, I mean, it's, I'm not saying Scott's like that. Scott doesn't do that, but like a lot of people in the DVD content creator space are like that, and people always wonder why are there so many shitty people in this community? Maybe it's because you fucking purity test everybody. I don't know.
Happy-go-lucky and all that shit.
I'm not pretending I'm happy-go-lucky. I've never said that.
I'm pretty sure you said that earlier, but I apologize if you did not.
When did I say that? I'm not saying I'm miserable, but you know, things could be better.
Okay.
Like, I'm not just gonna say like I'm not gonna lie. Like I can easily just be like, you know, Like, oh, if I wanted to, I could just lie and say I have a girlfriend or something. But no, I don't lie about shit like that. It's
So earlier in this video, you said you had like 3 girlfriends in the past, and you said I could lie and say I have a girlfriend, but you don't have one. I mean, I guess that's not like a big discrepancy, but okay.
super cringe to lie about shit like that.
Okay, I agree. But the whole point is, you are making content that is immature for an immature audience, and you could succeed just as much and probably more. Because, again, I know you don't care as your career, but would it hurt to have... What if someone said, hey, you can have 400,000 subs now and make 5 times the money? Would you be like, nah, I'm good, I don't want that?
Like making the same content I do now, but slightly less edgy?
Yes.
I mean, I guess so, yeah. It's just fucking money. Like,
so why not do that? So why not do that?
Because it's not, like, this is what I'm known for. This is, like, my niche, you know?
See, that's the thing, though. You're so scared of losing the immature audience and gaining the rest of the entire... You know, there's a reason why Otz has millions of subscribers. It's because he is more mature. People have just...
I'm going to be honest with you. Content creation in a lot of cases is just luck. You'll have some really talented content creators who just don't make it. Like, this is a real thing. Like, a lot of content creation, to be honest with you, like, to be just, like, brutally fucking real with you for a moment. Like, it's like, Otz has, like, millions of followers, and he should be, like, he deserves it, right? Like, of course he deserves it. Otz is, like, how could you hate Ottstarva, right? He's a pretty nice guy, you know, he's pretty educated. He actually seems like the only one who actually gives a fuck about the game. Even RiverCiver likes Ottstarva. Like, if RiverCiver is able to like Ottstarva, then anyone should. I guess that's a bad example, to be fair, you know, because RiverCiver likes Pro-Vengeance, and then you can't use that logic on Pro-Vengeance, obviously, because he's homophobic as fuck, but the point is that, like, content creation is just, a lot of it's luck-based. You'll have some very talented content creators, you'll have some very educated content creators who give their takes and talk about stuff, or they'll do something talented, whether, like, there's all sorts of things you can do with content creation, and then they just never make it. And that's for any number of reasons. Sometimes the algorithm fails, sometimes their views just don't go up, sometimes some of it may be their fault, sometimes their content strategy is not as good. Like, obviously, you have some control of how you can improve your content, obviously, but a lot of it is luck-based. And a lot of these people that blew up kind of got lucky. Like, I'm just being real for a moment. Like, a lot of it is luck-based.
Via numbers, they prefer that over the edgy stuff. There are some people that like the edgy stuff, but you will undoubtedly find more success if you make the kind of videos you do, but in just a less edgy way. I'm not even saying change your content.
I don't really want to appeal to just like a normie crowd. Like, there's already like so many channels that appeal to that.
You can
like,
okay.
I feel like I just...
Well, no one's asking you to appeal to a normie crowd. Like, they're just all Scott is doing is he's just asking you to be a little bit more productive with your content. Then no one's asking you to appeal to any normie crowd here, River.
At this point, like, there's a lot of people who, like, I would just get swept away. Like, again, this is, like, the only reason why I'm even doing remotely popular, and pretty much everyone knows my name in this community right now. I started 3 months ago, by the way, so, like, comparing me to Otz is ridiculous, because he's literally been here, like, since...
Well, your channel has been around before the Dead by Daylight community, and you do have a lot of subscribers who have probably stuck around you. Maybe not as much from the previous videos that you've made, but, like, for the newer videos that you make. So, I don't know. Like, I feel like you can't just say I started 3 months ago. You started before that. You just shifted to DVD content 3 months ago. That's what you mean to say.
Not day one, but, you know, he started playing in 2017, and he was, like, Dark Souls shit before that. But, like, comparing me to that is ridiculous.
I'm not, like, comparing you number-wise. I'm just saying, I believe it's a win-win. I believe you could be more successful, still offer controversial takes, and not have 99% of the community fucking hate your guts.
I mean, there's a lot of DVD YouTubers who are a bit smaller than me that make kind of similar content to what I do, but, like, they don't have the balls to cover other people or really speak unfiltered, so they don't go anywhere. Like, this is kind of unheard of in this community for me to just barge in like this and, you know, get videos that are doing this well. Like, it's not like they're doing insanely well. I average, you know, maybe 15K, which is, like, not insane or anything, but, like, considering how new I am to I guess I am, like, coming back from, like, a resurrected channel, but that doesn't really matter.
I mean, it still does. You always say you have only a couple of thousand DVD subscribers, but you're still getting your shit pushed to 40,000 people. It's not fair to say you got...
Most of those are dead accounts, like, seriously.
How do you know?
Because they don't watch my shit. Like,
how do you know?
There was a bit in between my GD shit, my DVD shit, where I made just, like, just variety garbage, like, you know, just random, you know, why I don't like voice critical, why I don't like this, just random, like, videos on, you see it in my channel history, and those did, like, I did have fun making them, but they did very bad in terms of views. They got, like, 5,000 at most. I did make one on TF2 that got, like, 40,000, and I was like, oh, that did something. But I didn't really care about views, but eventually I just got kind of sick of it, and I was just like, okay, well, I don't know why I'm putting in like this much effort if it's just like that was my GD audience, and I know it's like, like I'm not like blaming them for not watching. It's so fucking stupid. They're gonna go from a cube game to me talking about why comparing Starfield to Cyberpunk is stupid or something. Like I don't expect them to watch that shit, but it's like I expect them to watch that over DBD, which is like pretty much as far away from GD as you can get in terms of a game.
So is it like a fair statement to say that you are genuinely scared of not being edgy because you think that's the only reason people watch you?
It's like not a bad point. It's just I wouldn't like. It's not like I'm forcing it though. Like it's just the way that I am.
That is actually a good question to ask. To be fair, is River maybe going through audience capture himself potentially because he cultivated a edgy audience himself, and so like he's just known for that, and he's going to continue to like stay in that like niche because he's already cultivated his audience into that niche specifically. So that is actually like a very interesting point. That also, by the way, adds to my personal theory, or that my personal assertion anyways, that River is another side of the same coin as the rest of the DBD community, because most of the DBD community is audience captured. They fucking are. And if you think otherwise, you're fucking blind. Like they most of them are very audience captured as fuck. Just like listen to the way they talk and the way they like interact with the community, etc. But then you have people like River, who's audience captured, but for a very different reason than the DBD community. He's audience captured because he has like an edgy niche, not because he's scared of what he's saying. So it's a little bit interesting. I think that is actually like a very interesting question that Scott asked here.
Damn. People are here for my personality. If I start, toning it down, telling people they want to hear, being all nice.
Your personality is a little bit obnoxious. I think most people would agree with that. So I don't know about if people are there for your personality. They're just there because you're an edgelord and that you make fun of people and people love drama. And there's a lot of people who love drama. Listen, I love drama, but at least I'm honest about it. That's my whole content strategy is drama slop. Give me the slop.
But you just said your online persona is more of an exaggerated version of your real one, so you are toning it up.
This is how I've been online for like forever. Like even when I was taking, I for a while when I was taking a break between my GD content and this shit, I was calling with a group of friends from my GD server like every now and then, like a Discord group, and we played TF2, and I'd be even more toxic in that game in the voice chat and shit. Like it's just the way I am online. I find it funny. I find it entertaining.
I mean, still, don't you find it like kind of sad that you're just scared of your calling card is that you're edgy? That's your defining trait that you're proud of?
My calling card is hot takes, actual hot takes, not
right.
Syringe is bad.
Good.
Like Swift is cheating, shit like that.
Okay.
Editing, lots of it. Like no one edits in this fucking community. I mean, I'm not like
I would argue that you edit a little too much in your videos. I mean, you literally made a criticism saying, "Oh my god, all these people have like ADHD edits or whatever." That's his own words, by the way, not mine. And then you exhibit what I guess you would describe as ADHD edits, River. I don't know.
Godly like Blaze Fire level like turbo editing, but I edit more than most people in the community.
Okay. You're getting there.
Not probably as much as like Kaido or something, but and an abrasive personality. That's basically my three things that help me stand out.
So you're not reliant on the edginess. You're saying
I'd say it's like one of the three things that I'm really known for. But if it was taken away, then I guess like what you're saying is it could still work, but still it's just like it's what I enjoy. I don't want to just filter myself. Like that's just lame.
Okay, I guess we can go into that. Why do you enjoy being edgy? As a 22-year-old, why do you enjoy being edgy?
Define being edgy. Like, what are you talking about here? It's
here,
broad.
the most simple of examples. Using bad words that you know are bad because it's XD funny. Why do you find enjoyment in that?
Okay, yeah, we're getting really introspective now.
Like bad words that he finds funny. So are we talking about slurs? Are we talking about like the R slur or something, Scott? Like what specifically are we talking about?
I mean, blah, 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 something shock value, is like one thing, but It's also just, it makes people mad, and these are the people who...
Yeah, so you're admitting to rage baiting, like, just there you go.
Entire sense of humor is like porn and shit, and that's just like that's what I find funny about it, is that it pisses people off who have a superiority complex because they don't use shit like this.
So rage bait, got it, cool.
Also just stupid at the same time.
Okay, so earlier you said you don't enjoy making people upset, but there you just said you do enjoy making people upset.
When did I ever say I don't enjoy making people upset?
You definitely did, River. Give me a second.
Is that your goal here? Because you're not gonna fix anything. I just think this is funny that I've gotten your attention so many times.
It's not really like a...
So you think it's funny... Sorry, I have the funny tab up. You think it's funny that you've gotten Scott June's attention. You think it's funny you're getting all these other people's attention, which you do admit in your videos. You think it's funny to do all this stuff, River, and you're telling me that you don't rage bait? You're telling me that your content is not rage bait? Get the fuck out of here, River. Who the fuck is gonna buy that? Fuck out of here. It's just like, who believes this?
said.
At the beginning of this discussion, you did.
Okay, well, if I said that, I straight up like I you must have been talking in a different context, because when it comes to like making people upset, that yeah, it's funny, especially if you're making them upset with an argument, like with just like stupid bait or something. It's less fun. It can be fun, but it's less fun if it's just like, oh, it's a stupid bait, I'm not taking it too seriously. But when it's like an argument in a video, like why Swift is cheating, that's like mixed in with like points, and it's also pissing them off. That's what I love. Like that's what's really fun about.
Okay. So again, I'll bring back the thing I said earlier. You find enjoyment out of making other people upset, correct?
That's a very broad way of putting it, but I guess so.
That's true. That is... So,
yeah, okay, so that doesn't matter. So earlier you just said you didn't, and now you're saying you are, and then you were saying you were earlier. I'm confused, River. Which one is it?
Sociopathic psycho shit. That's not normal. That's not how you should be as a human. I don't know how to quote that any better. If you derive pleasure...
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, Scott. Listen, you said earlier in this video that you only have like a year and a half worth of studies into psych, and to prescribe that moral prescription saying that it is sociopathic shit to troll people and make people upset, I don't know, dude. That's a little bit... Don't you think that's loading the conversation a little bit too much? Like, saying someone is a sociopath, that's a lot. Like, that's very loaded. I don't know, man. That seems a little bit... I don't know, man. I don't think you're quite that level of expertise to be giving your input on whether or not someone is or isn't a sociopath. You could maybe argue, does River have signs of it? Maybe he does. I don't fucking know. I'm not, an expert on psychology, but it's to morally load that just because he likes to troll people, I just don't think that's it doesn't really seem like that's productive. So that's a little bit of a criticism I leverage at Scott, but yeah.
Maybe not in the three-dimensional real world, but here on the internet, it's
not much of an excuse.
West.
Just so you're using anonymity as an excuse to be a dick on purpose. It's not even anonymity. It's your you have an identity online now. It's not even just you just talking on 4chan or something. It's not much different. It really isn't, because the people you're talking...
I disagree. I mean, people are very terminally online. How people talk online and how people talk in the real world are going to be different. You will notice a difference. So I wouldn't say it's that much different. If you're talking about... I understood this point when you were talking about a job a little bit earlier and, applying for jobs. But how people talk in the real world is very different to how people talk online. People get very, very terminally online, especially if you're in the Dead by Daylight community where, everybody is just, kind of unemployed, especially on DBD Twitter. And they just, don't fucking... I don't know, man.
You are also real people. I know you say it's not real life, but when you call Jane Romero an it, that does affect a real life person. Whether you think she's mentally ill or not, it still affects a real life person.
That is a good point, though. Yeah, I mean, you're literally being transphobic, and that level of transphobia is going to affect how they feel, because trans people already go through a lot of oppression, especially with our current we don't have to get too political, but with our current administration, which I'm personally not a fan of. They're trying to pass laws to actively hinder the rights of LGBTQ people, and that's just not great.
Can't use the excuse that it's just a separate thing.
Not to mention that River leveraged a pedophilia accusation against Jane Romero, so yeah.
Because it's directly impacting real people, right?
Okay, I mean, the people I bring up in that way are either annoying or...
Scott, I saw that. Hold on, go back.
Real people, right?
Go back, Scott. I saw that.
I mean, the people I bring up in that way...
I see that, Scott. You're peeking at Sable's ass. I see that, Scott. What are you doing? Fucking gooner brain. Look at you. You cannot convince me that this is not a gooning sesh right here.
They are either...
This is a gooning sesh to the fucking max. This is meant to be a pseudo-therapy, but instead it's, yeah.
Annoying, or did something to me first, or I think they're worth criticizing.
What did she do first?
I said they're either annoying or they did something to me first. I think she is worth criticism as
a
clear-rotted creature.
Because she is annoying, she is worth...
Wait, what?
As a clear-rotted creature.
Clear-rotted creature. I think that's fucked up. I think that's fucked. Why? Because she's trans? Okay, River. Yeah, okay. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised at this point, because, he's part of, these edgy groups, so naturally he's gonna have takes like this, but yeah, that's kind of fucked up, River, not gonna lie.
She is annoying. She is worth dehumanizing as a human being.
With a word.
It doesn't...
Yeah, listen, I think Jane has criticisms. I'm pretty sure a lot of people's main criticism, myself included, was that she would get into arguments with people on Twitter that were not really necessary, to be honest. It was very, a lot of arguments that she could have avoided. Then there was the like, and then she would like bait people. Not really bait. I don't think bait's the right word. It's more like if someone accidentally misgendered Jane, she would like retweet it and put them on blast when it was an accident. They're not trying to like have bigotry towards them, and like now it's like has to be like this whole drama situation, making things bigger than it needs to be, instead of just a simple, hey, I go by these pronouns, can you use these pronouns instead, please? I prefer to be called she, her, and stuff. It's something simple like that.
Is it really that serious?
Surely you don't think that a trans person might be upset that you're calling them an it. Surely you're not that stupid. You know that upsets them.
Should I say him instead? Should I say him
instead?
instead?
You say whatever.
That's fucking crazy, River. That's fucking insane. Should I say him instead? River, what the fuck are you... Dude. That's fucking... Like, this is fucking disgusting. River's just self-reporting here. We realize that, right? Like, this is him basically admitting that he's transphobic and that he doesn't see trans people as people. Like, this is fucking disgusting. Like...
You believe, man. But you're pretending like that's not going to upset her. You know it's going to.
No, of course it's going to upset her. That's the whole point. It's a little jab.
Okay, but it's a little jab about... Okay, let's dial it back a bit.
I think being transphobic goes beyond a little bit of a jab, River. It's just you being fucking bigoted. Like, that goes beyond just a little bit of a jab.
Do you consider being trans a mental illness?
One of my best friends is trans. I wouldn't say so, no. There's certain types of them.
You see, that's the excuse that they all use. I'm not racist. My friends are black. You see, I don't hate gay people. My friends are gay. That's the excuse that they all use, River. I hope you realize that.
Okay.
I would.
You have word for word said it's a mental illness before, but go on.
When have I said that?
Did he actually say that? I don't. I wouldn't doubt that's like he actually did say that, given like River's track record. But like, did he actually say that being trans was a mental illness? You could argue, like, we could have conversations about gender dysphoria. You know, like, that's, like, a real thing and that, like, people go through. I don't know if I would necessarily classify that as, like, a mental illness. But, like, gender dysphoria is, like, a real phenomenon that happens with trans people. Where it's, like, I don't know, like, a female person could be born and they could feel like they're not born in the right... They feel like they're not born in the right body, and they, like, have dysphoria about having boobs or something, or have dysphoria about, like, a certain part of their body being more feminine than being a male. And the same thing can happen to men who feel like they're more of a woman. They feel dysphoria about, like, I don't know, like, their body type not being as feminine. They're more masculine and stuff. We could have, like, a whole conversation about this. Like, I'm open to it. But for River to just sit here and, like... just rage bait and be very like uneducated about it is kind of like, it's a little bit I just don't think River is like trying to have a productive conversation with Scott. I think River knows that he can make content off of this, and Scott is it really just is not worth the effort, Scott. It really isn't worth the effort at all.
I don't remember which video it is. I can find it again. I don't say shit without proof.
There's no way I said that in a video.
A stream, not like one of your videos. It's one of your live streams.
A stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck finding that. I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't fucking know. But I think the type of trans that Jane is definitely like an extreme mental illness.
What the fuck? What does that mean? The type of trans that Jane is, River. Either all trans people are valid or they all have a mental illness, according to you anyways. I think trans people are valid. I love trans people. I think that they are, you know, listen, if you don't like trans people, you're going to have to cut yourself off from, like, a large portion of the population, because that's just what a lot of the population is going to be. And it's only going to get better as we find, like, more ways and, like, technology to transition into, like, becoming trans. Like, it's going to be, like, get less and less noticeable. Like, obviously, you can look at a trans person and tell, oh, that person is trans. Like, with the technology that we have now, because it's not perfect, unfortunately. But they're going to get more technology. Like, the technology is going to advance, and it's going to get better, and, like, people are going to be able to... It's going to get to a point where someone will be trans, you won't even realize it. And you're saying, like, that's a mental illness, which is, like, I don't know, dude. It's... The connotation that you're attaching to this is that, like, being trans in general is just not valid. That's essentially what you're saying here. He's not going to say it like that, but it's essentially what you're saying with this, and I just don't think that's productive.
Okay, so you think she has a mental illness? You think Jane Romero has a mental illness, yeah?
I mean, not because she's trans, just the way she acts.
Well, you said the type of trans that she was earlier, Rivers, which implies that, like, there's a certain connotation that's attached with it, as I've already established earlier.
And your human default behavior is to make fun of a person with a mental illness.
Well, I don't know what kind of like this is the same thing you're doing with Twitter, where you're like, or on Twitter, the DMs where you're like, why are you afraid of cancel culture? Like,
I mean, that's a separate thing we can talk about, but I'm just asking.
Isn't this kind of the same thing that we're getting back to, where it's like,
I think it makes you a sociopath. You know someone has a mental illness, and your default behavior is to go, let's make them feel like shit about themselves. Whatever happened to like protecting people with this?
See, this is, I mean, listen, Scott, I don't agree with like the whole sociopath. Like, you realize that like being a sociopath, that's like a whole fucking, isn't that like a whole DSM-5 diagnosis? I mean, listen, I'm not a psych student, so I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm an expert on this topic. But I don't know. I just feel like saying it River's a sociopath is a little bit like, I get what Scott's point is. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to straw man Scott's point. Like, I get what like he's saying. He's saying like, listen, like you don't seem to care about other people's emotions. Don't you think that like shows some sociopath tendencies or whatever? Like, it's like, I don't know. I feel like it would be better to say it like that instead of just being like, no, like doesn't that make you kind of like a sociopath? That's kind of like what you're implying here. And that's like morally loaded language. Like, I feel like there are better ways to go about it. Because I'm pretty sure that's like a whole diagnosis. And I don't think you are not even close to getting qualified to say that kind of stuff.
Abilities. Didn't you learn this shit in like elementary school? Why is
isn't that like an extreme? Isn't that an extreme reach?
No, you are dehumanizing and making fun of someone that you consider to have a mental illness. I think
okay,
that's...
crucify me then. I don't know what you want from me.
No, I think that's I actually, I'm not gonna lie, Scott, like you kind of are. I don't know. I just don't agree with like saying that he's a sociopath. Like, I feel like that's a bit much. Like, sociopath again is, I'm pretty sure it's like a DSM-5. Hold on, I'm gonna just actually like look it up so I actually like don't sound like I'm talking when I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Let me actually look this up. Okay, so turns out that sociopath is not a diagnostic term, and it is not in the DSM-5. So, all right, I'll take the L for that one. Fair enough. That's what this source is telling me, or BetterHelp is telling me, anyways. That's the BetterHelp website. I know people have their problems with BetterHelp, but this is the article I found on it. Medical professionals estimate that 0.6 to 3.6% of adults are affected by antisocial personality disorder, and that is also 3 times more prevalent in men compared to women. That's not what I'm reading. Is there like a specific part that says diagnose? Okay, so I found a different source. It's healthline.com. This is a different source that I found. The term sociopath refers to someone living with an antisocial personality disorder as the term psychopath. The most recent edition of the Diagnostic and Statistic Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM-5. Wait, didn't earlier I just read something that like being a sociopath isn't on the DSM-5? Okay, I'm a little confused on that one. I thought I just read earlier that it wasn't on there, but okay. Which mental health professionals use to diagnose mental health conditions defines ASPD as a consistent disregard for rules or social norms and repeated violations of other people's rights. So, just to be clear, obviously, like, I still stand by the fact that I don't think Scott should, like, label that, like, moral prescription. Because, like, sociopath, when I think of sociopath, I think of, like, I don't know. I'm going to use an extreme example, like Dexter or something, right? Like, I don't know. Like, that's what I think of with sociopath, who, like, actively just has a complete disregard for anyone else's feelings. And they can't even feel their own emotions. Like, that's how fucked up they are, because they don't even know how they feel. They feel nothing. It's, that's kind of what I think of it with a sociopath, but maybe I watch too much fucking shows or movies, so what do I know? I'm not an expert on psych. But it just seems like I mean, definitionally, breaks rules or laws. I mean, River definitely breaks a lot of rules in the DBD community. Behaves aggressively or impulsively. Again, check. Feels little guilt for the harm they cause to others. We don't know what goes on in River's head necessarily. Uses manipulation, deceit, and controlling behavior. I mean, he's definitely deceitful, and I don't know about manipulative. He does manipulate information, if you want to count that, but okay. Listen, if we go down the rabbit hole of like self-diagnosing or diagnosing someone else, the point I'm trying to make is that I just don't think that's productive or healthy. So even if definitionally it definitely leans more towards Scott's point, I just don't think it's productive to do stuff like that, generally speaking. But okay, I mean, I guess it kind of checks out for Scott's point, if anything. So,
like,
I think that makes you a sociopath. I think that is
a sociopath for doing that online.
Again, let's not diagnose River, but still.
Yeah. I really believe that, because
so just baiting some terminally online Twitter lolcow.
I mean, I guess definitionally, I guess sociopathic tendencies maybe, but I wouldn't go as far. Me personally, I just wouldn't go as far as to say that River is a sociopath. We just don't have enough to definitively say he is a sociopath, because that's a lot, right? Like, that's a very huge moral prescription to add to this discussion.
Makes me a sociopath.
if you know they have a mental illness according to you and you intentionally antagonize them, yes, I 100% believe that.
What if instead of calling it a mental illness, I say, you know, they're cringe? How about that? Because that's pretty much what I mean by that.
That is not the same thing. Cringe is different. I think she's done some cringe shit before too. I actually had to mute her on Twitter for one point because she was constantly getting into arguments with other people. I was just tired of seeing it on my Twitter feed. I can agree with you if you said cringe, but that is not what you said. There's a very, very huge difference in those two things.
Between cringe and mental illness, yes.
Yeah.
But you really think I'm like, 100% like, yes, this person is, diagnosed mental illness. Like, you really think that's what I mean by that?
You just said she has severe mental illness. How else would I possibly interpret that?
I don't know what you're getting at here. You're saying like, what you want me to like bend down and say I'm so sorry for?
No, I just want you to not do it. Just don't stop.
Not do it.
Just
like, leave her alone, man. Leave her alone. Like, I don't know what you're getting at here. This is weird.
It's weird to make fun of people.
I mean, I don't know, River. It kind of just seems like you were making fun of Jane, and it was an easy target for you because they're trans. I mean, you literally you had a joke in your video saying that Jane shouldn't go within like a certain distance of a school, implying that Jane is some kind of a fucking pedophile. You literally leveraged a false pedophile accusation to Jane. It's just because they were trans. Which is, again, you know deep down. I have a hard time believing that River doesn't know that, like, the whole stereotype of people who are gay or trans are pedophiles or groomers or whatever of children. That's a stereotype that's very popular for a lot of right-leaning people and right-wing grifters online. So I highly doubt that River doesn't know that, and he knows what he was doing, and he was definitely trying to appeal to those people. It just doesn't seem like he just wants to have a little bit of plausible deniability here, I think.
And are mentally ill. That's the normal take.
Since she's mentally ill, I'm like she's not allowed to be criticized.
Oh no, you can criticize. I just criticized her. She was annoying on Twitter before. I just criticized her.
I don't know, man. Maybe she's annoying because she's mentally ill. Are you like ableist or something?
What? This is such a fucking straw man of Scott's point. What are you talking about? That's not what Scott's point was at all. She's annoying because she's annoying. Believe it or not, River, trans people can be annoying just as normal people can be annoying. Gay people can be fucking annoying. Bisexual people, non-binary people, men, women, all these other types of people, white, black people, Asian people, Hispanic people, these are all people that could be annoying. Just because you identify with one group of people or another doesn't make you more or less annoying. That has nothing to do with it, River. If you have an annoying personality, you can criticize that person. If they are a trans person, you can criticize that person. Scott June has criticized Jane Romero. I've criticized Jane Romero. I think Jane Romero is worthy of criticism. But that doesn't mean you fucking dehumanize her and, like, intentionally misgender them and then also insinuate that they're a pedophile because they're transgender.
That is possibly the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. You know what I'm trying to say here, and
I'm using your logic here.
That's not logic.
You were not using his logic. You strawmanned Scott June's point completely.
That is, you're using brain damage against me.
I'm using your logic.
That's not at all what I said, and you were twisting that into such. I feel like you're kind of boxed in here, and you're just kind of lashing out now because you don't really know what to say to this.
Boxed in. Okay, what do you mean I'm boxed in? What have you boxed me in with here? Like, I think this person on Twitter is annoying. They're mental. So what, you want me to say I'm the Joker?
This is River's strategy when he debates, by the way. He constantly asks questions, and then whenever someone gives him a legitimately good answer, he doesn't have anything of value to say because he knows he gets owned, because he never comes prepared for any of this. He's all cocky and shit, and, like, he prepares, and he even has, like, a bingo board every time he, like, debates Spook and Jukes. He, like, pretends. It's, like, it's such a pretentious thing that River will do, is he'll, like, pretend to come prepared for these fucking debates, and then he never winds up doing it. It's just so, it's, like, so strange. Like,
a sociopath, blah blah blah. Like, is that what you want me to say? Like, what do you want here?
I don't agree with Scott's moral prescription that River is a sociopath, though. I think that's a little much. Even if, like, he has some tendencies that could be sociopathic behavior, saying you are a sociopath, that's a little bit much for me. I don't know, dude. I don't think you're qualified to say something like that, Scott, even if you do have some psych background.
Sure, yeah, that would probably help a little bit, and maybe realizing that you shouldn't do that.
I just don't take this online shit as seriously as you. I know you live here, but I just don't take it very seriously.
Yeah, you just keep using the excuse that it's online, so it doesn't matter. Spook and Jukes was doxxed online. Do you think it doesn't matter?
you know what makes doxing bad is that it actually relates to the real world.
To be fair, River kind of has a point there. No, but like the point that I'm trying to make, or Scott that was trying to make. Sorry, I have a habit of saying the point that I'm trying to make. That's the habit I was saying. But anyway, the point Scott was actually making was that, like, you know, it happened online. You know, people were doxing it in the Discord. Do you think it doesn't affect people in real life? And to that, I agree. Like, things that happen online can escalate to the real world. It is possible. But I think it does. I think Scott should acknowledge that, like, people that are very, very terminally online don't act that way in the real world. I think that's what River was saying, and I also agree with that as well. Is like, people on DBD Twitter are not reflective of what happens in the real world because people are just so fucking online that it like rots their brain. I feel like COVID did a lot of irreparable damage to society as a whole. So a lot of people just like integrated to the online space and they've never been able to integrate back into the real world necessarily.
No, it's usually just threats. I'm sure nothing's gonna happen to him. I'm sure he'll be just fine.
Nothing's gonna happen, but still though, that is actually a physical thing that can still keep you up at night, you know?
Okay,
like,
and you don't think a trans person who was having gender identity crises might not be kept up at night too by you dehumanizing them and calling them an it?
Calling them an it versus dog.
Yeah, I mean, that is a good point. They, like, you don't know what trans people go through, you know, like, they experience dysphoria constantly, and when they're experiencing this kind of, like, level of of people just not accepting their identity or whatever, I mean, it's not a fucking coincidence that, like, trans people in the LGBTQ, like, identities or whatever, have like the highest suicide rate. Like, trans people is like the highest suicide rate they have, and then some sick people on Twitter are obviously gonna fucking joke about that, like white supremacists that Elon Musk platformed or whatever. But like, it's not funny. It's nervous laughter. But like, it's just very I don't know, dude. It's just like very insensitive from River here. He's just like, it definitely could affect them in the real world as well.
Doxing someone is the comparison.
Like, being transphobic goes a little bit beyond like someone saying a mean thing about you on the internet. Like, that's very different.
I'm saying it's affecting. I don't think the severity is the same. I'm saying it's still affecting someone in real life based off of your online actions. That's the point I'm saying. You keep trying to distance the two as completely separate when they are very clearly linked between online action and real life consequence, and you are not accepting that.
Is that the point you're trying to make here then?
Yes, the things you are doing are having real life consequences to real people. It's gone so far past just trolling someone you find annoying online into you're just being I don't know how to say anything other than sociopath. If you derive pleasure from making fun of mentally ill people, you're a sociopath. That is, I don't know how to better describe that.
Maybe, but I don't know, dude. It's just like, I feel like River's just being more of an edgelord than like an actual sociopath. Again, when I think of sociopath, like, maybe I'm watching too many fucking TV shows, but when I think of sociopath, I think of fucking Dexter. So I don't know, man. It's just, I still don't agree with that moral prescription here, but okay.
But what real world consequences is it causing besides I hurt their feelings?
I mean, okay, surely you know.
Oh my god, it's just. We literally just explained it to River like a million times. It's like, how else can you say it?
The suicide rate of trans people is much higher.
Why would I literally just brought this point up as well. Yep.
You think saying that is gonna cause that?
No, probably not. You don't know that.
I'm cut my name into.
No, I'm sure she'll be fine. But you don't know that. You have no fucking idea what they're going through. What if they did? What if because of what you did, they just straight up killed themselves?
What is this hypothetical now? This is getting like, oh my god.
That's not a hypothetical, River, you fucking idiot. He's explaining it to you like a million times, but your skull is too fucking thick to understand it because you're so stupid. Jesus Christ, dude. He's saying that the trans people have a very high suicide rate because of people that don't accept them, or that people that attack them, especially on Twitter, or like the right specifically. Because Twitter is a right-leaning platform. It just is, ever since Elon took over. If you don't see it that way, you're not seeing clearly. It's a very right-leaning platform. And when people attack trans people constantly every fucking day, especially with our administration in office, like, it's no wonder that the suicide rates for them over the past several years have been high. And that's what he's explaining to you. And River is just so fucking dense that he's just not understanding the point that Scott's making here. What the fuck are you talking about?
This is getting ridiculous.
It's not, because my point is you don't know what these people are going through. And when you say shit like this and just go, haha, XD, I'm just joking around, trolley face, you don't realize...
I'm not joking around. Like, it's baked in real criticism
Fine, just troll face then.
Yeah, River, so if you threaten to murder someone or you threaten to rape somebody, are you going to be like, haha, JK, LOL, haha, just kidding?
You
With criticism.
Sure. Again, you can criticize them for being annoying, terminally online, and all that shit. That's fair game for everybody. I think that's fair. You saying I'm terminally on Twitter? High five. Good criticism. I agree. The point is you're attacking personal aspects of people that are not under that criteria anymore. Now you're just beating down on what you consider to be a mentally ill person, which is fucked up. That's shit you shouldn't do, man.
I never attacked Jane for being trans.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You insinuated they were a pedophile because they were transgender. Shut the fuck up. Stop lying.
Right,
yes, you did.
Sounds in the video, as you pointed out.
Yeah, but then you also call them it in the video.
Wow, you did the bare minimum, River. Congratulations. Do you want a fucking cookie?
Too, so you're just kind of full of shit.
I call a lot of people a creature and an it. I call a lot of people that. Just people who brought online. I called Greenie DVD an it.
What the fuck? Listen, I went through the entire Greenie DVD situation. I even talked with She Saw, who was the fucking TTV in private about this like a few times. It just kind of seemed like a lot of nothing. It's just Greenie DVD was making the situation a lot bigger than it needed to be. The whole situation, like, I actually do think it was a very terminally online situation. You could make an argument that Spook probably didn't cover it because he's a little bit audience capture and he probably doesn't want to ruin his image. And Greenie DVD is like gaining a bigger presence in the community and they're part of a big group, so they like Spook probably would have gotten flack for going after Greenie, so you could have made that argument because he's a little bit audience captured. But for the most part, I don't even think it should have been talked about at all, to be honest, because they both She Saw made some mistakes and Greenie made a lot of mistakes in the situation, but I think they both can move on from it. It's really not that big of a deal. It was fucking like overblown nonsense. And River certainly didn't need to make the video that he did because he's a very dishonest individual.
Are you gonna? That's the defense. I call everyone that. So it's that wasn't.
I mean, what do you like? What exactly do you want from? What are you trying to say?
I just want you.
I'm not racist. I hate everybody equally, but that is a valid defense to being racist. Just to be clear. You can go after someone of a different race and then be like, oh, yeah, I'm not racist. I hate white people too. I hate everybody. I fucking hate all of you equally. It's not racist if it's equal discrimination.
You to maybe acknowledge that the things that you are doing, despite only being online, can have real-world negative ramifications.
So you're saying because there's a 0% negative chance that Jane Romero will, like, kill themselves over I said, not the millions of arguments they have every day on Twitter. What I did is the problem.
I am saying, as a normal human being, if you cause an action that has even a 1% chance of causing something like that, even if you don't even feel guilty about it, you should still feel some negative feeling. I don't know. I don't know how to describe that because I feel like I'm describing a normal reaction to someone that doesn't have normal emotions. I don't know how to like push this on you. You should.
Man, I really am the Joker.
Fucking maybe, man. I don't know. It kind of sounds like it sometimes.
He's the Jonkler, baby. Fuck you.
I'm just saying.
You just have this like evil, like black and white villainous perception of me. It's hilarious.
No, if anything, I'm trying to humanize you as much as possible here by just attributing it to you being immature and stuff. Because I think, I don't know.
I actually do think I'm leaning more towards that. I think River is just immature and he just like enjoys the chaos around him. I don't know. There's got to be like some motive to it. I feel like, you know what I think? I think River was canceled in the Geometry Dash community because he even admits earlier in this video that he was part of the Geometry Dash community. So I feel like he probably maybe was like big there because he's had a big platform from like his earlier content. Like he didn't just like fucking pull 44,000 subscribers out of his booty hole, right? Like he got it from somewhere. I feel like he probably got canceled on Geometry Dash and then he probably got like a bitterness, and I can kind of understand it because a lot of cancellations are bullshit. I agree. Like, because there's a lot of dumb idiots on the internet that like cancel people over dumb bullshit all the time that like people in the real world wouldn't care about as much. And I agree with that. There is a level of truth to that. I don't know, like going on this arc of just like attacking people in the DVD community, even people who don't deserve it, and then like sensationalizing and lying along the way. It's not going to make people like you. Like, get your shit together, River. I don't know. Maybe deal with it offline. Go talk to a therapist or something. I don't know. Be productive.
You even, like, for example, when you in Discord, you post, like, the gifs of trans people killing themselves. Like, I know you don't really mean that. I know you're not posting that cat and going, ha, a trans person killed himself. I know you're not doing that. You're just being stupid and edgy. And if you keep that,
the cat,
yeah, and if you keep that in private, you know what? I honestly don't think it really causes that much harm. As long as it doesn't go out anywhere and you're just shit posting amongst your friends, that's fine. But as long as you take that and you then bring the person you're talking about into the fold,
I don't know. I mean, I personally wouldn't shit post like that, but I kind of see what Scott's point here is. Like, I kind of get it.
then becomes a real life connection to the thing you're doing online, and it becomes so much worse that the fact you can't acknowledge that.
Yeah, like if they wind up fucking killing themselves because they experience so much dysphoria and like hatred because people like just have a lot of hate. There's a lot of hate for trans people online, unfortunately, and if they experience enough of that to the point where they want to kill themselves, then it goes beyond being like a terminally online thing. Like that's obviously very serious.
Genuinely troubling to you as a person. That is like.
I mean, it's not that I can't acknowledge it. It's just it's not important at this point. Like everything you've given me.
That is like.
I mean, it's not that I can't acknowledge it.
That is life connection to the thing you're doing online, and it becomes so much worse.
Okay, so is River saying the thing he's doing online is not that important? Okay, there's no productive conversation I can have from engaging with this point, so we're just gonna move on. All right.
And you're like, oh, you should feel bad for making fun of someone who's annoying. Like I don't really know.
You keep twisting it. I don't care if you make fun of them for being annoying. That's not at all.
You care about me calling them a bad word. The word it.
No, I don't even care about the bad word. You're intentionally taking something you know they are very, very sensitive about and is very, very severe aspect of their life, and you're making fun of it. It's just a basic idea. If I had to simplify this whole thing in a simple argument, you know someone, according to you, has a mental illness, and your default action was to make fun of them. That is not a normal thing to do as an adult. As a kid, sure. That's not a normal adult thing.
When they're like this on Twitter every day in a video, where I'm just making fun of everyone.
Again, make fun of them for being annoying. That is fine. But you also give them shit for that choice in their life. And that I don't think it's necessary.
I just don't. I just don't.
You don't.
I never bring that up once in the video.
Yeah, but I've heard you do it in so many times. You've talked about this in streams. The amount of disdain you have for trans people is fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he literally thinks trans people are pedophiles and that they're groomers of children. That's the dog whistle that he had when he was accusing Jane of being a pedophile. So yeah, I mean, it's safe to say that he also self-reported earlier in this video that it was like, what do you want me to do? Call them a he? Oh, okay, River. How productive.
It's just like, you were talking to like Pro Vengeance and like those other guys. You were just shitting on trans people so much. You're trying to act like you don't care about this shit, but you said it so many times, man.
I mean, you say trans people as a collective. Like it's every single one.
It doesn't.
Yeah, again.
That doesn't matter, River. That's not easy. You're like fucking. Why are you splitting hairs on this? That doesn't matter. You still. Oh my god. Oh, there's no way. I actually don't believe River is this stupid. I don't think he's this thick-skulled. I actually legitimately think he's just playing it up for the audience at this point. Like, I don't know, man. It's got to be like for more rage bait shit at this point. It's. I just refuse to believe that someone is this fucking thick-skulled. I don't know.
I don't want to use the my friends are black argument, but I do have like one of my best friends is trans. Like if they're normal about it, it's cool. But every person who's trans online, not every. Okay, well now I'm generalizing, but a lot of people who are trans online are just like this, where they make it low personality and they're just like always just doing really weird shit. They're always gooners. They're always creepy. They're always annoying. They have the same porn jokes. Like,
who cares? Who gives a fuck if trans people are gooners? Yeah, so are you, River. Weren't you earlier in this video talking about, like, bimbo girls, and you were, like, opening us up about what River thinks about and goons about in his brain? Why are you so against people who are gooners when you're likely a gooner yourself, man?
It's just an overgeneralization I've noticed. The same way you overgeneralize people.
Well, you just overgeneralized trans people just now, so I don't know what the point is that you're trying to make here.
Be as an incel or whatever, edgy people. It's the same way I overgeneralize, I guess, people who make being trans the whole personality online as that. And I'm just saying that Jane fits every possible stereotype. They victimize themselves at every chance they get. You know, it's just, like, am I not allowed to, like, bring up the stereotypes there?
I think you're allowed to criticize them for being annoying. I'm just saying, I just want you to maybe acknowledge that the things that you said have...
Why? Scott, why are you giving him charity on this point? Why are you saying, oh, well, trans people are annoying. You can criticize them for being annoying. Well, okay, if there's a singular trans person or, like, one or two trans people that are annoying, you can criticize the person, not their identity. I don't know. I don't think that's how Scott meant it, but it's like, I feel like Scott's giving a little too much charity to River on this point.
Real world ramifications. That's the only thing that I'm trying to get you to admit here. It's not just silly fun online. It's affecting a real person, and you've done this, you know, with a lot of people. The Spooky Nukes, again.
I mean, can I bring that up? Like, everyone's criticized me. Like, oh my God, Rapid Maiden put my face on Twitter. He was like, you can't make fun of Jane when you look like this, dude. He's putting my face on Twitter. I'm so insecure. Like.
When did Rapid Maiden put your face on Twitter? Did he put his face on Twitter? Because from what I remember, I don't recall Rapid Main even, like, mentioning RiverCiver at all. Then again, I'm not terminally on Twitter, so I could totally be wrong on that. But I don't know, man. It's just, it's hard to... The problem is that it's just so hard to rely on River's narrative because he's lied so much, and so, like, everything he says has to be put into question now.
You should go call Rapid Maid now and say, like, how do you feel no remorse for this, man? Are you some sort of sociopath?
I think that's immature too.
You really think so?
Yeah, I think of all the things to attack you for, appearance should be the bottom of the list. You have done, you're kind of an asshole. There's plenty of things that criticize you for. Going for appearance is just bottom of the barrel shit. That's just like, it's not even gonna help an argument. That just kind of lowers you and makes everything else you're saying less meaningful. So yeah, I think that would be a stupid argument to make.
Okay, well, people bring up shit all the time. It doesn't affect me because I don't care. It's online.
And that's great. That's great. That's great that you're mentally resilient to that. But you must obviously know that not everyone is as resilient as you, right? And do you think they should be punished for being less resilient than you?
I mean, like, your only hypothetical here is, like, there's, like, a 0.1% chance that...
Why do you keep saying that what Scott June is bringing up are hypotheticals? These are, like, within, like, reasonable, like, things that Scott's bringing up, saying, like, not everyone is going to be as resilient to you in the online atmosphere, right? And, like, there's a whole conversation to have about, like, listen, if you're not as resilient to handle criticism while you have a platform, then maybe you shouldn't have a platform, because when you do have a platform, you do have to take some level of criticism, but... that's not really the conversation we're having about here. The conversation we're having here is that, like, River is just attacking fucking trans people, because that's literally what he's doing.
Will kill themselves over my Twitter video.
Not even suicide. How about she has a nice little cry later and she's depressed for a day? That's still a real world ramification. That probably actually happened. And you're saying, haha, that's funny. Fuck you, I don't care. That's weird.
Yeah, basically.
That's weird. That's the thing. If you have that mindset, I'm telling you, man, you're gonna fucking die alone. I don't know how to word that. I'm being mean there.
It's so simple for you. It's so black and white, isn't it?
Yeah, the basics of how love works. I guess unless you find another sociopath, but I can't imagine that.
It's insane how much you know about me from shit I do online. It's just you know me so well.
Again, if you are telling me that you are a completely different person, you're right. I don't know you in real life, but you keep making the mistake of thinking your online life and your real life are not going to coincide at some point. You keep thinking that's the case, like it.
Well, I mean, it's like I said earlier. Like, again, there is a difference between people who are terminally online that aren't as reflective of what goes on in the real world versus an online thing a thing that you do online, right, where you're actively trolling and being transphobic, making an effect in the real world. And if RiverCiver doesn't attach his real name, then obviously it won't have any real world ramifications, but if he does ever at any point, then people are going to look at him and go, oh, yeah, this guy's immature. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be around this guy. This guy's very, very immature, and he doesn't seem like the kind of normal dude. Because for all we know, he could probably be like a normal guy in real life, for all we know. But we're never going to know that because, again, like people in the online world, you never know what goes on in their life once the camera turns off or once the microphone turns off.
It's just two completely separate things. That's not how the world works anymore. Everything is connected,
man.
That's
not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about my personality.
Okay.
You're just like, if you say a bad word, then you're gonna die alone. It's like...
No, of course that's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying if you have such a non-existent level of human empathy for people, the whole concept of love is the definition of the utmost empathy for another person. If you have no empathy for people...
You realize of course I care about my family and shit. These are people I know and I build relationships with. Of course I care about my IRL friends and shit. It's not like I'm a sociopath and like, oh my god, one of my friends trips and I'm like, haha, you got hurt. Like, it's just fucking random people online I don't care about.
That would be something you do to a friend. If one of my friends trips, I'm gonna fucking laugh at it. That's kind of what friends do. But
okay, yeah, maybe that's not the best example, but I'm just saying, like, something actually bad happened. I'm not gonna be like, haha, I'm gonna laugh at your misery. It's like, I wouldn't even do that to...
Damn, Scott June's kind of a shit friend then. I wouldn't want to be friends with Scott if he fucking laughs at me when I trip. Damn, Scott. A little bit of... Are you a sociopath, Scott? Listen, I'm just using your own logic against you, Scott. Like, listen, for the most part, Scott's actually doing fine in this talk. Like, I do have, like, a couple of criticisms in the way he's handling it a little bit, but, like, overall, like, I actually think he's handling it, like, fine for the most part. Like, he's generally, like, has better points than River does here.
Random people I don't know in the street. It's literally just Twitter. Like, it's Twitter. It doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, yeah, like I said, I think River kind of makes a point here, because, like, a lot of people on Twitter do not talk at all. Like, most people on Twitter are either AI now, unfortunately. Like, I genuinely think a lot of... There are literally bot accounts from other countries in the world, from, like, Russia, that are programmed to actively push disinformation on Twitter now. And, like, Elon Musk is perfectly fine with, like, whatever on Twitter, unless it's, like, too fucking woke or something. Even if it is a real person behind the screen, right? Even if it is, which there are a lot of people that are still, like, a real person on Twitter. You have, like, people who just, like, portray a version of themselves that is like so, I guess, exaggerated to what their real world self is. Like, behind the screen, what do you think happens behind the screen in the real world for that person? It's probably not nearly as exaggerated for what they put out on, like, Twitter or any other social media platform. It's kind of always been that way. And so, like, I kind of agree in that sense that, like, the real world is not really reflective of what, you know, people on these, like, fucking social media feeds put out, because it gets very terminally online. And it's still, like, I don't know, like, yes, they do have some real world connection, but that doesn't mean that it's as reflective of it.
I guess
that's not an excuse to be transphobic, by the way, just to be clear. I'm not running defense for transphobia, because that obviously is going to have real world effects, and that's the point that Scott's trying to make here.
That's just where we differ.
It's kind of interesting because they said that this wasn't a debate, but then it turned into a debate. So I guess they are debating. You might as well call this a debate.
And maybe we'll just have to agree to disagree on that. But Twitter is still people that log on the internet.
It's like, you know, if I see a homeless guy on the side of the street, I'm not gonna be like, haha, fuck you, you're homeless. Like, you know, like GG easy. Like it's like, that's not what because I guess it's just because I'm there in person. You know, like.
Yeah, again, I get that, and you know what? So that's fine, but that does imply that you are either putting on a front online or you're putting on a front in person. And I asked that before, but which one is more like who you actually are? Which dominates most of your personality?
That's like a good. I mean, I'd say in person probably, just like the more normal side.
So like, how you act in person is more.
Do we believe that though? Really? Like, I don't know. Like, just because River is saying it doesn't necessarily make it true. Like, does his real world self make a better impression than his or is it like the more, I guess, real self of him compared to the person he puts himself out online? It might be, honestly. I mean, I guess that technically checks out with my point earlier where I say, like, people in the online world put out a version of themselves that is, like, very exaggerated, that isn't really reflective of what happens in the real world,
or like how you actually are. And then the front you put on online is not a realistic depiction of you, right?
Not like super real. I mean, if you want to know like the best depiction of me, just watch my streams. I guess when I'm not talking like this. I mean, maybe this actually is the best way to know what I'm like, but maybe not. I don't know. But just like the streams where I'm just chilling and talking to people and playing DVDs, like that's usually me. Okay. I usually get much more abrasive when it comes to like videos and just like posts and Twitter and shit.
Okay, but the whole thing is you're not online who you are in real life. Is what you're saying.
No, I don't think any. Are you the exact? Are you like the exact same? Like,
yeah, exactly the same.
The exact same.
Yes.
So maybe I'm the weird. I guess I'm the weird one here. But
no,
really,
I don't think it makes you weird. I just do think for how many times you give people shit for being fake, you're a little fake yourself.
You really think I'm fake? Like just because
you just admitted it? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you kind of just admitted that you changed personalities for, like, different parts of it. But then again, it's hard to leverage this criticism against River specifically when, like, tons of people on the internet do it, especially on Twitter specifically. Like, tons of people on the internet fucking do this shit. Like, oh no, Scott June portrays a version of himself in real life or in the real... I wouldn't even say portray. Like, Scott June is the same version of himself in the real world versus when he's, like, on fucking Twitter all day. You could argue Scott June's a little bit terminally online, but still, I don't know. I guess Scott's an outlier.
The way around, maybe I'd be fake, but if I was like,
it's not directional. You're fake one way or the other. You're still fake. You're not acting as you actually are, either in real life or in person, or I'm sorry, online. So you're fake somewhere.
Well, I guess it's up to me to figure out where that is, because I have not done this introspection, but...
Well, that's good. I think you should focus in on your real life side, because it sounds like you're way less of a shithead in real life, and that's great. And that's probably going to result...
I'm less of a shithead, but, you know, it's like online is like an outlet, I guess, in some ways. Especially now that I have a channel and I just fuck with people. It's like, it's fun. It's like...
Is that the only way you
But didn't you say that it wasn't fun? You don't have fun doing it, River? Didn't you say earlier in this, like, interview that you didn't? Man, he's kind of a walking contradiction.
You find fun online? You can't find fun just debating other people and beating the shit out of them in debates because you know more about them? I find that super fun. I don't have to be...
I don't really like debate culture. Like,
you kind of do. Your Twitter handle says, I love winning arguments with people that are too emotional.
Okay, well, debate. I thought you meant like this. Like, no.
I don't necessarily mean that.
When it comes to arguments online, sure, yeah. I mean, I think it's fun just fucking around with arguments, yeah. Especially because so many people in the community just do not know how to argue to save their lives.
I agree.
Just handheld by people like you who just tell them what to think. So when you actually bring up, like, points, like, they just crumble. Like, there was a guy on Twitter the other day who, I mean, it was like a month ago, but, you know, I was like something like this. I posted about some video that was about me, like, oh, he left out this context, and then there's this guy who posts, like, a picture of like Alan Wake like dead by the doctor, like with like the charred face. He's like, "Don't you leave out context?" He has like a reaction image. Like he tries to punch at me with that. Like, "Don't you leave out?" And I'm like,
wait, what? Hold on, wait, what?
Like they just crumble. Like there was a guy on Twitter the other day who, I mean, it was like a month ago, but I was like something like this. I posted about some video that was about him. Like, oh, he left out.
I posted about some video that was about him. Wait, hold on. I need to slow down this video for this part. I'm curious now. Hold on. I'm curious who this is about.
I was like something like this. I posted about some video that was about him. Like, oh, he left out.
I posted about some video that was about him. Okay. For a second, I thought I was gonna get like a little cameo in a fucking Scott June interview. I thought he was gonna refer to my video. He like because RiverCiver posted a screenshot of my video that I made about him. Damn, we didn't quite make it yet. Damn, I didn't catch a stray in the Scott June therapy gooning session.
This context, and then there's this guy who posts like a picture of like Alan Wake like dead by the doctor, like with like the charred face. He's like, "Don't you leave out context?" He has like a reaction image. Like he tries to punch at me with that. Like, "Don't you leave out?" And I'm like, "Can I have an example?" And he just like gave up basically. He just started like sending gifts and shit. So like that's what I like doing. Is just completely shitting on people in arguments where they just give up to the point where they don't like.
Yeah, feels good, right? I agree. I absolutely agree. I love that. So
this just proves that they're both terminally online. They're like, yeah, it feels good. Both of them are do this. Hey, listen, you've all like I don't know. Like, I try not to argue with people as much on the internet. Like, I try to avoid it as much as when I can. But, like, then there are times where I can't help it because some people fucking piss me off because so many people are so stupid on this, on the fucking internet. But it's really a waste of time. Like, even though you feel good in the moment, like, it's a waste of fucking time. It's like, it wasn't really that worth it in the end. Like, you could have spent all that time doing productive things, like, in the real world and, like, other places instead of just, like, arguing with people on fucking Twitter.
Why not focus on that more?
Oh, that's pretty much what I focus on.
But my point is, you don't need the other shit to be just as successful. I think you can do the exact same stuff without, punching at people. You can defeat their arguments, but you seem to go for the person way too often. And I think that's probably the main criticism most people have with you. You can make great arguments. You just don't have to actually, for as much shit as you give people for doing ad hominems, you kind of do it all the time. You directly go after the people.
I mix in ad hominems with real points. If I'm just doing ad hominems, it's boring. But if I mix them in with real points, it makes it interesting and funny.
I think it's unnecessary and just makes your arguments weaker. As soon as you start going for the people, it detracts from the accurate points you're actually trying to make, and all it does is hurt your image.
If me like throwing in some jabs hurts your feelings to the point where you can't hear my argument, that's your problem.
I don't think that's necessarily my problem. That's just how arguments have worked since the dawn of time. That's why it's called a logical fallacy. That's what an ad hominem is. It's a logical.
Great, we're debate terming now. This really has turned into a debate. Like everybody, like you guys are saying this is not trying to be a debate, but this became a debate because now you guys are debate terming.
Logical fallacy makes your argument weaker.
Great.
I didn't name that shit. That's been happening since fucking Plato.
You don't think a good placed ad hominem makes the not only more entertaining, more funny, but
sure,
just
it can make it more entertaining. I agree if people have a hate boner for the person you're talking about, but it makes your argument weaker, without a doubt. It just immediately.
You think all the time it makes it weaker?
It immediately detracts. Yes.
It might. It depends on the argument you're making. Personally, like, if you have a very good reason to ad hominem, like, if someone is a fucking pedophile, like actually a pedophile online, you give, like, an ad hominem attack, then I don't give a shit. But I guess that's not really what Scott's thinking of. Like, it's not really his point here. But, yeah.
So you could have an argument.
I guess for the most part, I kind of agree. You have to have, like, a solid argument for it.
I feel like it's an opinion at this point.
Sure,
like,
yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
You could just like call someone, bring up a good point and then just call them a bitch at the same time, and then you're saying their argument is just worse, like straight up because of that.
I wouldn't even say that's an ad hominem. That's a fucking one-word quip.
Okay, maybe that's stupid. You have a bad hairline or something like.
Yeah, that sounds like you're pathetically deflecting. It does make your argument sound weaker. Yes.
I just think like if you bring that up if it's your only argument, like what Rapid Main does, then sure. I think that's like really embarrassing.
I think if you don't include it, your argument just remains strong. And then
did Rapid Main even like fucking like talk about RiverCiver's appearance? I'm so curious now. Okay, so Rapid Main tweeted out, I know you ain't talking about how other people look, lil bro. And then he tweets out this picture. I don't even, is this actually RiverCiver, or are you just saying that it's RiverCiver? Is this just like a haha lol tweet? Because this doesn't, I don't know if like this is RiverCiver himself. There's no way this could actually be him. It looks like he has a fucking Mac laptop. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't think this is actually RiverCiver. I think RiverCiver is just saying that, like, Rapid Main's making fun of how he looks, but it's like, I don't think this is him. I guess it kind of checks out, but I don't even know if that's actually what RiverCiver looks like, so, okay.
And Even if you got one guy pointing out in your comments saying, oh, you did an ad hom there, that guy wouldn't be there if you didn't do that, and you'd have one less point against you. It just...
That's not necessarily true. A lot of people bring up dumb shit in the comments that's not even true. I had someone do it in my, like, last RiverCiver video, where someone literally didn't even fucking watch the full video, and then they commented, like, acting like they knew what they were talking about. I mean, we kind of, like, were okay at the end of the comments section when we, like, argued it out, but, like, we were kind of okay afterwards, but it kind of just felt like... I don't know, it's like comments like that kind of irritate the shit out of me, because it's like, okay, well, you said something that objectively was not true that I did include at the end of the video, but you said I didn't include it, and that shit, like, really annoyed the fuck out of me. It's, like, not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, honestly, but it's, like, it's definitely not entirely true. There are a lot of stupid commenters. I kind of an L for Scott June's point here.
Simply makes your argument stronger. I'm just saying this from, like...
It's such a... I know you're, like, good at debating. At this, like, you're, like, a guy who likes to debate. I don't. I think it makes it just way more entertaining.
But you like arguing, though, which is just short-form debating. It's just debating, but in a smaller circumstance.
This whole thing really has turned into a debate, though. It was supposed to be a therapy session, but then now they're just gooning. They're gooning for the sake of content, I guess.
I think you do kind of like it.
I mean, I like, if there's some Spook and Jukes fan in my comments saying some copy...
But it's okay, I'm gooning to this content too, so at the end of the day, everyone benefits, right? We truly do live in a communist society.
Bullshit, I'll debunk him and then I'll call him a slave or something as well. Like, you want me to just debunk him and like
Again, I don't know why River uses... I feel like River uses the word slave because he knows it's emotionally charged language. It's such a very weird, like, word choice to use. So, I don't know, man. That's a very, very strange word choice. And I think River knows that, but he still uses it because it's edgy.
Robot and just say, like, this is why you're wrong. Like, literally no flavor, no personality to it at all.
No, I think you can match the energy that they're giving you. If they're going after you personally, then I think, yeah, sure. Go for it. I think that's totally fine. But if you're just having a discussion about a particular topic and then you backpedal to that, I can see,
I could see that, because, like, if we were, I'd say for the most part we're being pretty civil here. If I just started calling you all sorts of shit, yeah, I feel like I'm matching your energy for the most part.
Yeah.
Maybe I've thrown in a few stupid jabs here and there, like calling you a cuck or whatever, but you called me an incel, so I would call it even. But,
yeah, I know we both don't care about that.
Yeah, I genuinely do not give a fuck, but am I not matching your energy kind of here? Like,
no, you are.
I'm not just, like, throwing it at, like, this is how I argue. I mean, I guess I do match their energy for the most part. If someone's being obnoxious, saying bro, I'll just call them a brobot or something as well, or just, like, call them TikTok washed or something if they're spamming, like, crying emojis or...
Well, you told me to get a job on Twitter, River. You're not really matching my energy by getting a job. I don't know, dude. It sounds like you do this for a living, but I guess you're still a college student, so maybe I can't fault you for that too much.
Rose emojis or something. Like, I usually just point out something alongside the argument.
Yeah. You also have, like, said that you don't really care what people think about you. Do you still stand by that statement?
That's definitely not true. If he didn't care about what people think, he wouldn't have fucking posted a Twitter screenshot of me making a video on him and then just lying about what the video was about, saying that I hid context, which I don't know how you can hide context when you're reacting to a video in its entirety. It's like, how the fuck... I never understood the argument of, like, you're reacting to a video and you're pausing, which means you're taking someone out of context by pausing them and then talking about it. What, do you not want me to do that? Okay, my bad. I will just sit through an entire video and not say anything and steal someone's content. My bad, dude. I won't add any meaningful commentary to any video ever again. My bad, dude. My bad. Sorry, I should have known better. Okay. I don't know what you guys fucking expect. It's, like, such a weird argument to, like, say, oh, but you're taking them out of context. Okay, well, then if you're going to say that I'm taking them out of context, then they should have had more context there in the original video to begin with, because I'm reacting to someone else's video and giving commentary based on that reaction, or based on, like, the video that, like, I'm seeing is what I meant to say, but yeah.
I don't care what people think about me if it's not, like, if it's a bad argument. I don't care about like ratios if I'm actually if I'm not proven wrong.
If you don't care about that stuff, then why do you always comment so much when your videos get massively disliked? If you didn't care, you would probably just ignore that, right?
What do you mean comment?
You have commented on your videos before that have gotten mass amounts of dislikes, even when the video had nothing to do with drama, and you said, "Oh, look at all these dislikes," which shows that you care about dislikes. Your actions.
I usually bring up the fact that none of them have a good argument from all the ones I've scrolled through. I'm just calling them out for being thinking.
And that's fine. But my point is, you say you don't care about that stuff, but you obviously must because you do mention it.
I guess you can say I care, but not to the point where it's like it's gonna ruin me. I mean,
sure, yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's a factor. It's a factor that you do take into account, even if it's not a big factor. You do care a little bit about what people think about you. I mean, everyone does.
Well, yeah, doesn't everyone? Like, I still think I care a lot less than most people in the community, considering the shit I say and the shit I do.
Okay.
Like, obviously, some of the shit I do, like, if Darva did it, he'd be booted. Like, it'd be unacceptable.
Yeah.
That's what's funny about it for me is I can do it.
Mm-hmm. So there's also the point that you make about like punching down a lot. You kind of don't like when people punch
I really hate that term, punching down. It's like such a cringe term.
down.
I've given up at this point. Like, everyone gets away with it. I don't fucking care at this point. I really don't care.
Okay,
Sure.
moving on
Like,
to the next topic.
Yeah, I cared. I will completely concede because I just do not give a fuck at this point. Everyone gets away with it. Nobody cares. The people did it to me. It doesn't matter. I'll do it to other people now. It's a funny double standard. I don't care at this point.
Okay.
Yes, in my announcements 2 hours ago, I said go harass this guy on Steam because he's being fucking annoying. And yes, that is punching down. I don't fucking care at this point. I really don't, because literally everybody does it on the. Like, I started off by thinking maybe the community would have a bit more decency, or seeing someone as an underdog, or seeing it from both sides. But no, everybody thinks black and white. So I just don't fucking care at this point.
Okay. I mean,
I tried.
You have a very black and white. There's nothing to talk about there. That's fine.
Okay.
So you call yourself like the villain of DBD, right?
Sure.
I know you do it kind of jokingly, but it's kind of like a moniker that you're proud of it, right?
I kind of am, yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, at this point.
Why do you want to be the villain?
I never said I wanted to be the villain. I'm just saying I've been vilified for.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he like proudly takes the title of being the villain of the DVD community, so it's like, I don't know. I like, if you never wanted, just because you didn't want to be something, that doesn't necessarily mean you don't like proudly wear that shit like it's a fucking badge of honor or like a rank in the military or some shit.
The stupidest shit. So
God, you're not joking. You're fucking Batman. But all right, go on.
You're kind of funny sometimes, but yeah, like I've been vilified for the stupidest shit, so I might as well embrace it, right? Like, I've been vilified for even since the beginning. I've been vilified for like saying, like, Sky Faction's content or something, just like this, like just the most random, holding people hostage in a video game and trolling them is like makes me Satan basically of the community. So it's like at this point, it's like fuck it, might as well embrace it, So especially being this undisproven.
Yeah, this is the thing that I see a lot, and I don't think it's like the correct way to do things, but this is just my opinion. So many times I will see someone will offer someone some mild criticism or something like that. Let me just bring up like a hypothetical example. Someone will say like, someone will like say the R slur or something like that. And they didn't mean anything by it. They were just calling their friend that or something like that. Just, they weren't trying to be mean or anything. They just said it.
Well,
Go on.
I mean, you know a lot about that. There's, like, people really hated you for like using the word retard like back in 2021.
Yeah, I mean, look, I grew up with that shit as a synonym for stupid.
Well, yeah, like I said, everybody did. Everybody, like, listen, if you didn't grow up with the R slur as like a synonym for stupid, you're fucking lying. Like, that, you definitely like knew that it had that. Unfortunately, like I said, the reason why, I think I already brought this up earlier in this reaction, but the reason why we don't see the R slur as bad as the F slur or the N word is because the people that it's directed to are not as visible to society. Those words have historically been used to oppress those people. It may not seem that way because they were used medically to describe like the mentally R-worded, right? That it was used that way, but it wasn't. Words change. They have different contexts and meaning. I mean, literally back in the day, it was okay to call people the N-word. Like, black people in America, historically, unfortunately, have been seen as lesser than. And that's just an unfortunate reality. And we've moved way far away from that. Unfortunately, you're still going to have some people in the real world, especially part of, like, the KKK or whatever, who still hate black people. Or you're going to have people like Sam Hyde, who's like a white supremacist running around, especially on Twitter. There's like a lot of white supremacists that are platformed on Twitter because Elon Musk allows it. But I would say collectively, for the most part as a society, we've moved away from that, aside from some like stuff in the world. Systematically, there's not as much oppression anymore, I would say. I mean, obviously, there's still work that can be done, but generally speaking, like, we've moved away from the R slur is the point, as a society. And it is a slur. I know a lot of people justify their usage of it because it's like, it's limiting people's language. Okay, I mean, if you want to keep justifying your usage of a slur, I mean, go ahead. Like, at the end of the day, I can't control what you say, but at the end of the day, you are using a slur at the end of the day, and you should know that they have historically been used to oppress people that are not as visible to society. That's why we don't see it as bad. That's why we never saw it as bad. So, yeah.
It was not Dude, I remember when my friends in school were teaching me swear words, they're like, retard means really, really, really stupid. Like,
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, but, like, again, that's the, like, ignorance, River, right? That's what we all thought at one point. That's what we learned in school, and, like, unfortunately, these words do have a legitimate effect and meaning. These words are very highly offensive, especially to people who are in the IDD community, so that's just, like, the ignorance from, like, a lot of us when we had our edgy phase back in the day.
Everyone just use it as a synonym for stupid. My parents call, my fucking teachers call me it. Like, no one actually used it to make fun of disabled. Hey, dude, in my high school, if you called a mentally disabled person that, people beat the shit out of that guy. Like, it was so
okay,
like.
well, I didn't quite live there. I guess you live in Florida, so maybe it's a bit different. It wasn't quite like that for me.
Yeah, but the whole point is, like, even if someone doesn't mean anything like bad from it, like, I'm again just a hypothetical example here. Someone might criticize that person, and then when that person gets criticism, they go, no, like, I'm not trying to be like mean here. I'm just joking with my friends. Absolutely no harm, no foul. I'm not trying to insult anybody or anything like that. But then the people giving them shit, like on Twitter or something, will double down and go, no, fuck you, you're ableist, you fucking suck. And that causes the other person to get more and more defensive about it, and more defensive, until they eventually snap and go, fuck it, you're all that word. And then they start doubling down on it even more. I see this so much where people do a pretty harmless thing, get criticized and criticized and criticized. If you apologize, it doesn't seem to help.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, DBD Twitter applies, I would argue DBD Twitter applies a large, disproportionate amount of criticism to people, honestly. A lot of those people do not live in reality, and this is going to tie back into the discussion we had, or this is going to be a little bit of a discrepancy in Scott's argument here, just a little bit, because Scott June says that, like, there's not really a real-world connection with, like, Twitter. Or no, sorry, excuse me. Scott June says that there is a real-world connection. Excuse me. I don't want to, like, just lie about what he said. Just that's what he said earlier in this video. He argues that there is a connection. And there is to an extent, right? Like, when you're getting a job and stuff and you have, like, a digital footprint and stuff, like, that does matter, right? I'm not saying that it doesn't. But, like, this is going to kind of disprove his narrative a little bit by saying... Because a lot of people on DBD Twitter apply a very disproportionate amount of criticism, which Scott is admitting right here, that they wouldn't otherwise apply in the real world, right? So, a lot of people are very, very comfortable canceling people. Like, it's so dumb, because it's like... I saw a controversy. I kind of peeked at this, like, controversy where someone in the DBD community, I think this was after my situation, like, way after it, where essentially someone in the DBD community got canceled because they voted for Trump, right? And so people stopped associating with him. Listen, I don't agree with it, but my general take is that if someone votes for Trump and they're not trying to, like, actively hate groups of people, they're not, like, actively hating on LGBTQ groups of people, they just thought, oh, well, Trump would be better for the economy, or Trump has better policies than Kamala Harris would, or whatever, right? You know, like, if someone is not being harmful with it, unfortunately, you cannot really fault somebody for voting for Trump, because that is his constitutional right. You have the right to vote in the United States of America. And so it's kind of hard to fault somebody for that. But no, apparently, like, that was enough for people to be like, nah, fuck you, like, forget it. Instead of changing your focus, instead of going after people who are exercising their right, which unfortunately you're picking your poison when you're voting for the election. That's just the reality. I think the system is kind of flawed and we do need some changes. I'd be open for, like, a third political party at some point. I know none's ever been able to meaningfully take off, but instead, like, people are just not productive. They, like, apply this, like, groupthink standard where it's like, oh, hey, well, you know, they voted for Trump, I'm done. I'm not associating with them, and anyone who does associate with that person ever cannot hang out with me. It's so funny. I talked to my dad about this situation. I'm not even kidding. You want to know what his first reaction was? He says, my dad literally said, people did this shit in, like, 5th grade, when I was in 5th grade, when my dad was in 5th grade. Like, people were doing this shit all the fucking time as children. It's like, that's basically him saying that these people that are doing this shit are acting like literal children. And unfortunately, like, when you do this, like, whole purity test crap that, like, people are doing, like, listen, I don't agree with voting for Trump. I don't. In fact, I advocated for voting, I advocate for voting for Kamala Harris. Like, honestly, I think Trump has not done anything positive for the country. I'm not a huge fan of the administration right now. But, like, unfortunately, there are some people that believe that he was a stronger candidate than Kamala was, right? And so there's, like, all sorts of different reasons why. Listen, we could go down the rabbit hole and talk about this more and more, and I don't think it would be, like, too productive to what we're talking about here, but it's, like, I feel like the DBD community constantly purity testing people for stuff that is really not as harmful as they make it out to be, which, I don't agree. Like, listen, if you vote for Trump, there's all sorts of reasons people could vote for someone. They sometimes could think they're the better candidate of the two. That doesn't necessarily mean they're this, like, bigoted person or whatever, right? That doesn't mean they support Trump's, like, LGBTQ policies of trying to, like, take away rights from these people. Hey, listen, if there's some MAGA unhinged person that's, like, transphobic and wants to, like, take away rights to people and whatever, like, then fine, whatever. Like, that's fine. But like you're trying to this constant purity test shit that DVD Twitter constantly does because they don't have any power anywhere else in the fucking world. So the only power that they remotely feel is with their platform and on DVD Twitter. That's the only sense of power they feel. So they find a person who did a bad thing, they take it, they sensationalize it, and it's very disproportionate. And so I think that's a huge problem that like the DVD community has right now is like ostracizing people who slightly disagree with you. Listen, if they're an actually bigoted person, then go for them, right? Like, why don't you shift your focus to people who are actually fucking bigoted instead of being a fucking loser on Twitter, going after people for just, like, very meaningless reasons. That's my take, but whatever. I mean, okay, I like, keep purity testing people. You like, shit like this is why Trump won in the first place. I hope we understand that. Like, engaging in shit like this is part of the reason why people fucking hate the left right now, and why people are so sick of the left right now. I'm center-left leaning, by the way, for context. I'm not some MAGA freak. So I'm actually trying to be productive to the fucking cause instead of just like having this like dumb purity test bullshit that's not going to solve any problems.
And it just eventually boils over into a point where they just say, fuck it, I'll embrace it. And it seems like that's kind of the path you took, right?
With punching down?
Yeah, whatever. Just in.
It also gets even worse, by the way. One last thing before we move on from this point. It also gets even worse when most of the Dead by Daylight community is progressive. And Scott strikes me as someone who is a generally progressive person. When most of these people are progressive, and then they wind up just fucking, cause like, progressive people believe in rehabilitation and, different, alternatives to criminal justice reform, right? So like, people want reform when it comes to people who have murdered people, but the moment someone does like a bad thing on the internet, suddenly they have to lose their platform and you have to cancel that person into oblivion, which makes no fucking logical sense whatsoever. That's like a massive inconsistency with your own values. It's so weird.
General, for the type of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
You got criticized more and more and more, and then you're like, fuck it, I'm the villain, embrace it, let's go.
Yeah, because like I would that's not like me improving, but I don't get, like, all I get are retards. Like, I swear, I like some of the only constructive
crazy
criticism I've ever gotten is ironically enough from you and Spooks. They're like some of the only people who have actually given me shit where I like think about it. Because everyone else is just the same.
Most people on the internet are stupid. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the same parodied, copy-pasted, like, parasocial bullshit. Like you and I'm not even trying to be like suck your dick or something. You and Spooks are the only ones, especially you. Like, Spooks like does argue kind of emotionally, but he has given me some shit where I'm like, okay, yeah, some of the shit you've said is like, yeah, like that's actual criticism, but most of it is just like it's the same nothing point.
It gets
like,
frustrating.
Rage bait, you know, like I don't know if you see. I literally do have a video I send people if they just say like meaningless bullshit. It's like an unlisted video where it's just.
I know, I've seen it. Right? That is.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about that because that shit's cringe to me. But
wait, what?
Rage bait.
Hold on. What? Let me see.
You know, like I don't know if you see. I literally do have a video I send people if they just say like meaningless bullshit.
Oh, a video that River sends people. Got it. Okay. Cool.
It's like an unlisted video where it's just.
I know, I've seen it.
Right?
That is.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about that because that shit's cringe to me. But
you really, what's cringe about? You really don't want to talk about what's cringe about that?
It's just embarrassing that you spent time making that.
I didn't make it. My friend did.
Okay, that does take a little bit off your back then.
Yeah, my friend. I recorded it, but my friend edited it. But still, like, what? Even if I did make it, what's embarrassing about that?
It's just.
I don't even believe that River, like, his friend edited it. I feel like River's just lying here again because he wants to make himself seem a little bit better. It's just like every white lie just adds on to each other. And I'm kind of like numbed by River's lies at this point. Like, I don't really have the energy to fucking like go into it anymore. It's just like, okay, if he's lying, then he's lying. Like, I don't think it's productive to point out lies anymore at this point because he just does it so much. I'm so like desensitized to it.
It's just, I don't know, it's just very young humor to me. It just seems immature, but it's whatever. It's really a nothing burger. It's really a nothing burger. I don't care.
Okay, fine. Just let me ask, like, should I really waste the time? Like, I see a comment that says blah 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 rage bait. I can either scroll past it, call them a slave, or just send the video. Like, the video just is everything I want in there. You know, it lets them know that they're so generic that I literally have nothing to say to them. But the fact that I even made a video like that in the first place, bringing up their points, is like isn't that kind of?
Or you could just not respond, because you said earlier in this video you don't care when people talk shit about you, so you could just not respond. Like, because if you really don't care about them, then you wouldn't fucking. You wouldn't be doing this like dumb shit by like replying them and making a whole video to send them. So why don't you just not respond? That's an option.
That kind of
like you've already addressed the quote-unquote slander that people give you, so if you've already addressed that, then what's the point in talking about it again? I don't think people are slandering you, by the way, just to be clear. That's another buzzword that you constantly use. It's like your equivalent to DVD Twitter's or Twitter's version, excuse me, of the word grooming or something. It's like that word doesn't mean anything anymore either. It's just like all of you like use fucking buzzwords to like no end, and it's like really annoying and boring, and I'm just like, it's so tiring.
I think it's kind of a funny response. Like, what's like so cringe about it?
It truly does not matter. Just because I think it's cringe doesn't mean it is. That's just my opinion. Doesn't matter.
You just haven't really described why it is, but okay.
So the whole villain thing, I'm curious, were you always a villain? What were you like at the initial birth of your channel? Were you always like that?
What, you mean like fucking Geometry Dash UFO challenge 8 years ago?
I don't know. I don't know what you used to do. Tell me your...
That was my first video ever. I just uploaded like Geometry Dash like video. Like I was kind of known. I was decently controversial in GD, not to the point I am here, but what I did was basically. I mean, do you know any? It's my obsession in middle school. You probably know the game. It's like, you know, square jumps over cubes, goes into portals.
Yeah, I know the general gameplay loop of it. Yeah,
it's a fucking shit mobile game. Yeah, but it has a significant amount of depth to it because of the user created levels and shit. So basically, what I did is criticize user levels. Is like my main, and just have sort of hot takes. And I was like kind of known for that. And I eventually I also did start criticizing other content creators for shit as well. So I kind of was. I mean, I guess you can say I kind of always was. Like,
well, that's interesting because you said you got criticized and then you kind of got pushed into that, but now you're saying you kind of were always like that. So you were always like that.
Dude, the first DVD video I made is trapping streamers in corners. By being criticized, and like I thought you meant like, you know, punching down or like being this or that. Like, no, being like a villain or just being an asshole in general. I guess no, I never got pushed into that.
Okay, so you just default were like that.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, it's just the internet, you know.
Yeah, I guess. I guess the summary of the whole thing is I don't think you're like evil. I don't think you're evil. I don't think you're like as malicious as a lot of people say.
But you think I'm a sociopath still, like by definition.
Well, I do think RiverCiver's a little bit malicious with the way he portrays information. But RiverCiver as a malicious person, I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. At this point, is it even like worth the effort to have this conversation? Who fucking knows? I mean, at the end of the day, we're all gooning the content, right?
Doesn't mean you're evil, but the whole thing is like,
that's like pretty bad though, right?
No.
I don't have that diagnosed at all. It's just like some shit you're
again, I'm not a therapist. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's just what I'm saying. Don't take it very seriously. But I think it's like, dude, I've seen you get more. I don't want to say more shit than you deserve, because you deserve some shit. But I've seen people like, you know, people obviously take it. Dude, there's that one guy like just calling you like a fucking pedophile rapist and shit like over and over again with like, yeah, I agree, but people are going too hard. Like, I don't really think you're any of that shit. I really just think it's as simple as you're just a dumb, immature kid. I think it's no deeper than that. Would you agree with that?
Kid.
Yes. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the word pedophile doesn't mean anything on the internet anymore. You can just call someone you don't like a pedophile on the internet now. Like, that's literally what it is now. Like, it's a buzzword as well. That's another thing. But yeah, everything's a buzzword in the DVD community, both from both sides specifically. So it's hard to, like, literally all it takes, and this is like a real thing, is that like all it takes is just like one false accusation or like 2 or 3 false accusations to just be blackpilled by everything and just be like, okay, well now everything's fake because you know, and unfortunately just a lot of like shit like that is just kind of a lot of shit like that is pretty rampant both in the DVD space and also just like everywhere. Not to say that there aren't people who got canceled in the DVD community who deserved it, because there definitely are, but it's still like the things just run rampant for no fucking reason. It's just like really annoying.
I cannot say in hindsight, I really can't. You said, oh, maybe I'll look back on this and be like, man, I was so cringe. If only I had the self-deprecating white guy humor, maybe I would have been funnier. But I just
don't understand what being white has to do with it, River, but if you say so.
No, at this point.
Okay. Well, then the best I can do is tell you that you are currently doing that, and you will regret it in the future. That's the only thing I can say. You do with that information whatever you want. I'm not your fucking dad. Just do whatever you want with it.
What do you mean regret it? Like, I'm just gonna look back and be like, oh, that was cringe. Or I'm gonna be like, oh my god, they found me saying Scott Junn tweets 76 times a day on Twitter, and now I'm fired from my.
No, they're gonna see the people that you're hanging out with in the company that you keep and be like, maybe this guy is not what we want for our company or whatever. I don't fucking know, man. I'm just saying, in some way, it's gonna come back and bite you in the ass. I guarantee it. If you keep it up.
Okay, what, you think it's fine now? Like,
well, no, actually, that's true. It might be hopeless. You might be fucked already. But I'm just saying.
Like, what do you mean fucked? Like, is this really how this shit works?
Yeah, it really is.
I could be denied a job over DVD drama.
Yes. Well, not over the drama. The way you conduct yourself on the internet, 100% you can be denied a job, yes. And even fired if they find out later. HR departments go fucking crazy about that shit. You say, fuck, I might get fired because I called my friend the N-word over a decade ago. Like, that's why I'm grateful to have a job I have here. People at HR departments are so sensitive about that shit that I need you, like I'm telling you from experience, the internet does not forget. And you are just building and building and building on this. And
well, that's not true. The internet does forget about a lot of things. Like, drama, like, especially now more than ever, I would argue, is that, like, drama, like, is so rampant that, like, the internet, like, moves so fast that they're already on to the next thing because it's a giant fucking outrage culture, especially on Twitter. Do HR departments go crazy over, like, job stuff as well and how it looks to them? Yes, of course, always. If they never, like, find out about, like, whatever passed or whatever, then it doesn't really affect the company. Therefore, they can still maintain plausible deniability. So
I think the best thing you can do is cut it off and save your chances as much as possible, or keep doing it and just say, fuck it. I don't know. I'm just giving advice. You can tell me to go fuck myself. I don't care. Genuinely, I think I'm trying
go fuck yourself, Scott. No, I'm just kidding.
to help you in the future, and you just
I can see it. I can see it. No,
Okay.
I can see. I really can. It's true how soft everything is nowadays. It could make an impact. I really don't know, but it's just like on a surface level, my channel is fine.
Well, I agree that a lot of things are soft nowadays, but I'm not going to become like a right-wing grifter over it, or I'm not going to become like super edgy over it. Like, I'm just going to... Really, all I do is I try to just apply proportionality to the equation. That's really it. Like, the internet is so fucking disproportionate with their criticism, so I that's why I do what I do now.
Fine. Like, that's the thing. Like, you really have to look for, like, the bad words I've said. Like, you really do. I mean, to be fair, you know, someone like Void Totos, his gym was contacted and he got kicked out of his gym.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Void Totos, the fucking weird guy that was, like, targeting LGBTQ people and, like, tunneling them in-game and, like, making rage bait content. Yeah. I know. I'm all too familiar.
I'm
saying
And also, yeah, he's, like, a massive cheater in the game as well.
like that, man. It can happen. I'm just...
You know who that is, right?
Yeah.
You know who that is?
Yeah, he's the cheater guy, right?
You know everyone. You know, I forgot, but...
Yep.
So, like, but that's because he has videos on, like, front page of his channel, like, you know, tunneling gay survivors as trickster or something.
Yeah,
like,
I
I don't
know.
have videos like that are, you know, the most offensive video I have straight up is, like, holding people hostage. And even watching that video, like, none of the videos I
Well,
have...
no, the most offensive thing you have, I would argue, is saying that trans people are pedophiles. That may not be in your title or thumbnail necessarily, but, like, within your video, that is the most offensive thing you have because you insinuated that trans people are pedophiles. River, you did say that.
have anything bannable, offensive, really at all. Like,
And also, you have someone in your Discord with the N-word with the hard R in it, but I guess that's technically not content, so you can't really count that, but still.
just me saying mean words. Like, the odd Discord screenshot here or there could be fabricated. Like, I don't think it's as big a deal as you think it is.
Okay, if you want to believe that and take the risk, that's fine. Like I said, I'm not your dad here. I'm just offering advice that if you just tone down the edginess a bit and got a bit more mature, you can still make the same type of content and not suffer nearly as many ramifications. And the things...
And it, like, also, sorry, like, this is just saying that they find this channel in the first place and they know it's linked to me, because, like, that's
Sure.
also just, I don't really tell many people about my channel and shit. I mean, my close friends know, my family knows, they don't give a fuck, because they...
I'm just saying, man,
Yeah.
you just saw Spook and Jukes get doxxed by someone in your community. You know how easy that shit is to happen. It can definitely
People
happen.
have been trying for me.
Yeah,
I don't-
that should worry you.
Of course it worries me. You don't think I'm worried about that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, then you're
They're
acknowledging,
getting
yeah.
closer. They found, like, my old job and shit. If I was still working there, I don't know.
And all it takes is one guy to make one Twitter post with your name in it and your handle and a clip of you doing something bad, and that's it. When you Google
Is it really that black and white?
it is, because the Google search engine will make it so those terms are now linked and bring up whatever the post that made. If it gets retweeted, if it gets shared, if it gets a lot of page views, that'll be the first Google result. And then your employer won't have to look very far. I'm saying you're like one hair away from being super fucked, and I think you should be minimizing your risks as much as possible. I'm being a fucking risk analysis associate here. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here, but it's like, I do think...
Yeah, I guess Scott kind of has a point here, you know, like, just because you're anonymous, all it takes is one person to expose your real identity and dox you, and then that's pretty much it. Now you're forever tied to that, and it's going to be tough to find a job. So I can kind of get that, yeah.
Everyone in the world would benefit from you being less edgy. That is the summary of this entire
Everyone in the
discussion.
world.
Yes, everyone in the world would benefit from you being less edgy. I guess...
Again, can you define edgy? Like just...
like saying...
You know what edgy means, River. Like, you're the thing is, oh my god. It's like, River, throughout this entire conversation, is just, like, constantly asking questions. Can you, like, define this, or can you explain what this means, or whatever, right? And it's one thing to understand, like, what someone is trying to say more. Like, I get it. But, like, you're doing that. That's been your strategy throughout this entire thing. And it just seems like, I don't know, it's like River's just trying so hard to take as much blame off of him as possible and just have plausible deniability on all of his actions as much as possible. We saw that with, like, when they talked about the doxing earlier. It's just, I don't know, man. It just feels very, I don't know. That just kind of seems like the vibe that I'm getting from what River is talking about.
I don't know, like saying Jane Romero was a pedophile, just shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's been, like, my main argument throughout this whole thing, yeah.
I never say that in the video.
Yes, you did! What are you talking about? You absolutely did! You do not have plausible deniability on that, River. Yes, you did!
Brother, your fucking screen, the thumbnail says age is just a number on her picture. So fucking stop. Just stop.
It's not like a false allegation. Right? It's like
River, stop. You literally were saying in your video that Jane shouldn't go within a certain distance from a school, insinuating that they are a fucking pedophile. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh, don't weasel out of this. You know what that means. Just fucking stop. I'm not even gonna entertain you trying to defend this. I'm just saying.
I'm not defending it. I'm just saying, like.
Yes, you are. You're literally trying to say that you're trying to backpedal your false accusation on Jane being a fucking pedophile, which you've absolutely accused her of doing. What are you talking about?
You know, it's like you calling me an incel. You don't have proof, but it's just a word you use to fucking.
That's not the same thing as calling someone a fucking pedophile. You fucking moron. What the fuck? That's not the same thing. Like, calling someone a pedophile is fucking life-ruining.
Well, basically.
Shit, man. At least the behavior you had was somewhat defining evidence of it. But you're right. I shouldn't have said that because I don't know that. You have the again.
It's not the same. It's just, Scott. You shouldn't even concede to this point. Honestly, you shouldn't have even conceded to that, because it's not even on the same. Like, calling someone an incel is not even, or a cuck is not even on the same level as calling someone a pedophile, being into prepubescent children, because that's what the definition of it is.
People do this shit all the time, so it's like, why is it okay when they do it?
You're right, it's not, and I probably shouldn't have, but the way you conduct yourself is very similar to him. But you're right, I can apologize. I don't know that you are one. So, fair. I can say I'm sorry.
To be fair, an incel is not nearly as bad as being called a pedophile, which is not like a crime, but
yeah.
It's just...
But wait, what was that?
Nearly as bad as being called a pedophile, which is not like a crime, but...
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, okay.
But do you get what the overall shit I'm trying to say with all this?
No, I get it. I get what you're saying. It's just at this point, I don't even know. Like, I want to stick with what I'm doing because people find it funny. I find it funny. Like, I'm growing very quickly off of it. Like, it's just.
Do you think growing off of hate is a sustainable thing, though?
I never made this channel to be like.
I mean, I guess the only thing that's keeping iDubbbz and Anissa alive at this point is the hatred that people have for them. But then again, like, they're kind of falling off again, and Anissa resorted to making an OnlyFans, so their rent's kind of due, and Anissa's probably going to leave iDubbbz at some point. But yeah,
very long-term sustain. I mean, I still want to make videos for years because, like. You know,
you send so many mixed messages. Like, I can't tell if you want this.
He's contradicting himself at this point. The thing about what River, like, throughout this whole interview, I've stopped caring about his contradictions at this point, because it's like he'll say one thing, and then whenever someone makes a point against him, he'll try to, like, backpedal and then either downplay it or he'll just deny the allegation, even if it makes him look good in the moment. It's the Hassan Parker tactic.
Channel succeed, or you don't care?
I don't know either. Okay, that's like, I'm not even trying to like weasel out. I genuinely don't fucking know. For the time being, I do want it to succeed though. I really do. I mean, like succeed as in, you know, being the controversial guy with the edgy opinions so no one can prove wrong. Like, that's what I've been, and like, I don't see anything wrong with that.
I just think you could find more success doing not that. You can still be everything that you are. Just take off the trench coat. That's all I'm saying. Just less edge. You can still be controversial, hot takes, and all that shit. There's a better way to do it. That's the only thing I'm saying about this, and that's all I really care about. I think the community would be better off if we had another insightful YouTuber that can bring up good points and good arguments to things that most people disagree with. I kind of like that stuff.
You're saying I'm not that? Like, I mean, yeah, I say bad words, but I still have not heard like many good arguments versus some of my points.
I don't really. I'm not arguing with your points. I'm talking about the manner in which you conduct yourself.
I'm just saying. I mean, maybe it's not insightful, but I'm still bringing up arguments. Like the only difference between, you know, me and like everyone else is the fact that I just throw in a little bit of spice. You know.
Okay.
Maybe
yeah.
Just throwing a jab here or there to another creator who I think is annoying. Like, is it really the end of the world?
No, of course it's not the end of the world. It's just I think that, look, you know who Darkside Phil is?
Oh, God. We're really going to go down the Darkside Phil rabbit hole.
Yes, the person who Darkside Phil is.
Okay, yeah.
King of Hate.
Yeah, so people watch Darkside Phil. I fucking love watching Darkside Phil.
I watch clips all the time on Twitter. Have you seen that one where he's like shooting, he's playing Night Rain, you've definitely fucking seen it.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's fucking hilarious. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's funny. And the reason people watch him so much is because he's a fucking clown. People laugh at him.
Well, yeah, Darkside Phil is a literal lolcow, and that's why people like watch him so much. It's so it is fucking funny, I will say. Like, if you've seen Darkside Phil's content, it is actually really funny. I'm not gonna lie, but that's because he is constantly like. You would think that Darkside Phil is like making an act for himself, like he's putting on an act, but no, he is legitimately like that. It's not even like a fake or an act or whatever. Like, he is legitimately that much of a lolcow.
I'm not a lolcow, though. I mean,
You're a little bit of a lolcow to people that are not in your community.
You kind of are a little bit of a lolcow, River, just to be honest. Like, I wouldn't say you're quite on the same level as Darkside Phil or Chris Chan or whatever, but you're definitely... You're a little bit of a lolcow at this point, River. Not gonna lie.
Everyone
you really think so?
Everyone that is not specifically a direct follower of yours thinks you're a lolcow. Every single person. You are literally Darkside Phil tier. And I don't want you to be.
I wouldn't go that far, Scott June. I wouldn't say he's as bad as Darkside Phil, but yeah, I mean, he's definitely... RiverCiver is a bit of a lolcow, I'm not gonna lie.
Am I really? Like,
you truly are.
He's not an arguer, though. He doesn't have argument. He's just a loser.
I don't mean... Well, that's what everyone thinks of you. But I don't mean in the sense of what you literally do, in the sense of how negatively everyone thinks. People like watching you to make just a clownery of it. That's the main reason the majority of people watch you. That's why when you stream Dead by Daylight, you have 50 viewers, but when you stream a debate with Spook and Jukes or whatever, you've got 300 viewers. It's because they want to watch you be a clown. And that's not something you should aspire for.
You don't necessarily know that, Scott. I mean, like, RiverCiver could stream it and people could watch it because they love drama. Because, let's be real, tons of people on the internet at this point, myself included, love drama. We love talking about it. We love slop. That's kind of why you're making this video. I'm not going to lie. You're kind of conducting this interview, but that's okay. Listen, if people like drama, that's fine. It's okay. I just prefer people who are honest about it. Listen, I love drama slop. That's why I make videos on it. And that's why I love talking about it and having as much intelligent conversation as possible. And at the end of the day, we all get the goon, right? We all get a lot of views. Hopefully this gets a lot of views. And, you know, we're chilling, right?
You aspire to be someone who wants to watch because you have great intellectual takes and make good points, and people are respecting your opinion. That is the reason you should want people to watch you.
Why do you think people know about me in the first place?
Because you make hot takes. Oh, because you make hot takes, and then you also, on top of that, just fucking attack everybody. Your main call, the main reason you have a channel for YouTube now is because you attacked every other content creator. And so every other, that's the main reason you did. That's why you grew. If you attack everybody and their viewers come and view.
There's a lot of people who are like, you know, I saw you from the Scott Jump debate. I know you proved you wrong in some slander you said, but I thought some of the things you're saying were, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, I watch both of your guys' stuff now, like shit like that, you know? Like, there's a lot of people who are just like, hey, I saw you from the Spook, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, that's... Is there anything truly wrong with, like, converting people to a different way of thinking? You know, not going against the grain
I think
for
the
once.
people that at least came from my community that said that to you just simply haven't watched you enough, because they wouldn't say that otherwise. There is no way that anything like that... my audience and your audience does not coincide in any way. I don't accept that at all. They just must not know enough about you. I can't believe
It's just the DVD community, and like, so many people
I mean, you never know, Scott. You never know. You'd be surprised.
watch you. It's not just like you have, like, the set audience of, you know, quirky, self-deprecating
Sure.
white guys who wouldn't watch me, but...
Sure.
I mean, wouldn't watch, yeah, me.
All right. I mean, I think I've said the main things I want to say. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I guess we can end it here. Yeah, I mean, it was a good discussion overall. I get what you're saying. Like, I could do more with less edge, but it's just that's what I'm, you know, it's what I'm known for. But you know, am I not supposed to be known for that? Like,
I think you should.
I don't think I'm Darkside Phil. I really don't think so. Like,
I do agree with River here. I don't think he's on the same level as Darkside Phil. I do think River is a bit of a lolcow, but he's not quite to the level of like Chris Chan or Darkside Phil. I do agree.
I think lolcow is not the right word because I'm an argumentative person. Darkside Phil is someone people watch on their own. I mean, they watch him just fucking scream at games. Like, when it comes to me, like, I have attention through my arguments. I would say I'm a lolcow if my arguments were constantly being disproven over and over again in meaningful ways, which does happen sometimes, but it's not a majority of the time from my experience. I wouldn't have such an ego if people could prove me wrong. That's why I don't. And still, though, if I'm a lolcow to the community, that means that.
Well, a lot of people prove you wrong, River. You just don't want to admit when you're proven wrong. But all right.
I'm still getting their attention, which is fine by me.
Yeah, see, I guess that's the difference between us. I would never want to be known for that. The fact that people actually care about what I say is one of the most humbling things I can possibly think of, and I know you feel the same way.
Care about what I say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you have people that care about what you say, it's humbling. It makes you feel very good about yourself. But I'm telling you, the majority of people in the community do not see you that way and never will as long as you keep this up. And if you're overall immature,
saying edgy,
yes,
saying bad words,
whatever, you can word it however you want. General immaturity. General
What is your
image.
what is your burden of proof that like everyone in the community sees you this way? Like what is your burden?
Oh my god. Do you really need like a burden of proof to know that that you're the villain? You literally call yourself the villain of the DVD community, River. Why? This is what I'm talking about. It's like, this is his fucking strategy, is just to ask questions and like plead ignorance and be like, oh, well, what is your argument for this? It's very debate bro-y, River. River, you know what you know what he's talking about. You say that you're the villain of the DVD community. You know what the fuck he's talking about. Jesus Christ.
Proof for that. I mean, I guess it's not really something you can prove like a screenshot or something, but like, what do you?
Every single discussion about you.
I mean, he literally calls himself the villain of the DVD community. He knows what the fuck he's talking about here. He's just not gonna say, like, okay.
Seen anywhere on the internet that is not directly your YouTube channel has been directly shitting on you being a lolcow. Every single discussion I've seen.
It's not a lolcow. It's usually like
I'm just reporting what they say.
Like, I do not see the word lolcow. It's usually like,
you can disagree.
Like, oh, you know, this guy said Springtrap's bad. Doesn't he know that Scott? It's copy pasted bullshit without an argument.
Okay.
Like,
look, you can disagree. That's fine. You don't have to agree with
okay,
this.
I've literally never seen the word lolcow brought up with my name. Maybe like once or twice, but
okay.
I don't know. I don't think it's comparable. I think someone like Kaiser DeBard is a lolcow because he's somebody who's trying. Like,
well, again, I haven't dived deep into the Kaiser DeBard situation, so I can't say for certain. I had a lot of people comment on my video, giving me some like insights here and there that like some people apparently like lied about Kaiser DeBard, with some of the allegations he got. That's something that's been on the back burner for a while. I've been very hesitant covering Kaiser DeBard because it seems like a very convoluted situation, but I think one day I'll probably sit down and actually be like, okay, we can talk about this. And like actually give a take on everything based on everything that's currently available. Because I know there's probably gonna be some bad actors in the situation. We'll see. You know, we'll see when we get there. So I can't really say for certain whether Kaiser is or isn't guilty. I'm not gonna give that prescription based on something I'm not knowledgeable about.
Be a normal guy, and he's just too degenerate to be a normal person.
Well, how do you know that, River? Is it because your fuck buddy Motterwellen said it or whatever? Allegedly he lied. I mean, I don't know if he did. I haven't seen his video, but like, how do you know that personally, River?
That's a lolcow. Someone terminally online. I have an entire life outside of this shit as well.
Okay.
So I don't
totally fine.
I don't think lolcow's the right word.
That's fine. You don't have to agree. I'm just saying what I've seen. You know, like you said, I'm terminally online. I see more opinions about you than you do. So that is the general consensus I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, like, Scott June is definitely terminally online. Like, he gets into fucking arguments on Twitter, like, all the time. Like, meaningless bullshit arguments. I mean, I'm pretty sure Scott earlier in this video said that his wife literally, like, gets mad at him whenever he gets into, like, meaningless bullshit arguments. And Scott's like, yeah, I mean, to be fair, it actually, like, if there's one thing I'll give Scott here is it sounds like he's in a pretty good marriage, actually. Like, based on, like, what I'm hearing, based on that alone. It sounds like he's actually in a pretty healthy marriage. If your partner isn't like fucking keeping you in check and grounding you, like Scott June has his wife and it grounds him from, I guess, getting into further meaningless arguments than necessary, I guess. I don't know, is like the way I could put it.
I think you see more opinions about me than I do.
So I guess like good for Scott for being in a good marriage, you know, happy for him.
All my YouTube videos and shit.
I who's terminally online, me or you?
You both are, just to be clear. And, like, it is what it is. Like, what can you do?
I mean, it's my channel, though. You look at all sides of the community. I look at my channel a lot.
Right, and that's my whole point.
Commenting on my videos gives me engagement and shit. So that's why I usually reply to a lot of the retards in my comment sections.
Right.
Crazy. Crazy that he, like, just, like, is so comfortable using the R slur.
And the thing is, that's true. It gives you engagement, but, you know, a fucking bum pissing on the like side of the road, like people are going to be engaged with that and go, whoa, what is this idiot doing? Like, it's not the thing that you should be proud of or aspire to be. I don't know.
I wouldn't.
I mean, all publicity is good publicity for River, I guess. So good for him that he gets to goon to content and that Scott gets to goon to this interview and that we all get to goon. And like I said, it's communism. Everybody gets to goon equally.
Proud of it. If again, I was disproven in a lot of ways. I literally just like haven't been for the most part. It's just the same emotional bullshit. Like a bum pissing on the road isn't saying anything, you know?
Yeah, I know. I just think a lot of people view you like that, and you might view yourself more highly than everyone else does. But that's not something we can ever like.
If they view me like that, that's straight emotion. Like,
it's subjective. Obviously, there's no real argument there. I'm just saying what I've noticed. That's all.
Okay. I mean, if you think that's the case, that just proves my point even more. Like how black and white thinking this community is. Because again, if I would have less of an ego if I was proven wrong, but I just basically haven't been by almost anyone.
Okay.
About a lot of the shit that I've said.
Okay. Any other further things you want to talk about? Overall, I think this was a pretty fun discussion.
Yeah, I had fun with it, honestly. Like, I'm glad it wasn't just... I had fun after we stopped talking about holy shit.
I just had some questions I had to get it out of the way. I just wanted to get it out of the way at the start and then actually do the actual fun stuff. So, thanks for talking, though. It was actually entertaining time.
Okay, is this gonna be a video on your channel or what? Like, what are you thinking?
I think we actually had a pretty good discussion. Do you agree?
I think we did. Yeah. Can I steal it this time? Can it be on mine?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. I might cut it up though. I mean, it's not like it's a debate, so I'm like.
You're
not cutting
gonna
out
cut
context.
it up and take things out of context? You
If
would
it was-
never.
If it was a debate, though.
I don't care. I don't care what you do.
Okay, because there were some a little bit of us going in circles, but
Yep.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I could just like call it.
Do whatever you want.
Highlights from Scott's
Your
End
channel,
therapy
don't
session.
care.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, why do you think I'm watching it on Scott's End and not fucking RiverCiver Saga, where it's just gonna be like it's fucking deceptive editing? Like, why do you think I chose Scott?
Okay, well,
good
I
talking
mean,
to you.
you're fun to talk to, but I still have mixed feelings on you and your content, and you definitely have mixed feelings on me and my content. But
Nothing
I'm
wrong with
glad
that.
we're just able to be cool white guys and just talk
Yep.
like it's nothing.
Yep.
But,
All right, take it
okay.
easy. Have a good night.
bye.
Wow. How wholesome. Wholesome gooning.